technique, his soul combat power can definitely break into the Grandmaster level, far surpassing the first heaven. As for physical combat power, the innate ninth heaven is only about 10 times that of the first heaven Grandmaster. He estimates that his pure physical combat power is equivalent to the innate ninth heaven. 1.5 hours left until the repair count refreshes. First, exchange for martial skills and weapons, then do extreme training 3 times. When repairing the soul, you can also learn new martial skills. Use them immediately after repair. Ling Xiao pondered and opened the shop. There are 2 sets of martial skills, one of which must be fire attribute supernatural martial skills. Otherwise, the powerful soul without matching martial skills can't reach its limit. For the other set of martial skills, he originally planned to choose boxing. Boxing doesn't require weapons, but he can fix the vulnerabilities, and in the future he will definitely be able to create an extraordinary weapon. Holding a sharp weapon, relying solely on fists in a fight would be a waste, wouldn't it? The titanium fist technique is sufficient for now. First, choose a weapon, then select a second martial skill. There weren't many styles of battle suits, so he casually picked a set of 4th tier low grade. Store, analyze my combat style. Close combat, prone to injury, recommend the most powerful weapon. Ling Xiao gave an order to the intelligent brain. B. After analysis, the most suitable weapon for you is the spear. The system responded quickly, but left Ling Xiao completely confused. Spear? The power is good, but I'm easily injured. How does that make sense? He asked in confusion. B. Big data indicates that swordsmen, bladesmen, and fist masters can all derive ranged sword energy, blade energy, and fist aura as their main attack methods. However, spear users, even when condensing spear radiance, still primarily engage in close combat. Close-range burst damage is terrifying, but the probability of bodily injury is extremely high, and the mortality rate is also higher than that of other martial artists. Completely matches your combat preferences. Faced with doubts, the intelligent brain directly presented data, providing an impeccable explanation. I see, the spear really suits me. Ling Xiao touched his chin, his gaze firm. Then it's decided. Give me. Find a 3rd-tier fire attribute spear. Find me the most expensive one. Ling Xiao did not hesitate and directly gave the order to the AI brain. The most expensive must be the strongest. Now that exchanging doesn't cost money, not taking advantage of it would be a huge loss. B. Target weapon detected. The Maul's AI instantly displayed the detailed attributes of a spear. Flame spear, tier 3 top-grade weapon. Embedded with a tier 3 top-grade fire attribute star core, with explosive fire damage. Price, 100 billion, exchangeable. Note, redeemed items are for personal use only. If the holder dies, the Warrior Alliance will reclaim the weapons. Ling Xiao's gaze was calm, showing little emotion. At the moment, it was just an ordinary weapon, something Ling Xiao could shatter with a single punch. But once the flaw was fixed, the situation would be completely different. System, find me a fire elemental supernatural combat skill, and also a gun technique, the most powerful among the 3rd-tier top-grade ones. Ling Xiao's tone was firm and resolute, without any hesitation. Difficulty doesn't matter, strength is the hard truth. B. Command received, starting search. The intelligent brain operates at high speed. In an instant, 2 martial arts techniques appear vividly before the eyes. Flame domain spear technique, 3rd-tier supreme martial skill. Training difficulty, 7 stars out of 10. Power, 8 stars out of 10. Description, infuses the spear with the power of flames, unleashing tremendous destructive force. Disadvantage, requires B-level supernatural ability flame power to exert maximum strength. The higher the ability level, the stronger the power. Price, 14 million. Ling Xiao glanced over and nodded with satisfaction. Just what I wanted. My solar star flame is S-level. Its power absolutely off the charts. He laughed, but he immediately realized that although he could attach the solar star flame to his marksmanship, it was difficult to unleash its full power. The solar star flame was enhanced 32 times. Its world-destroying power should theoretically combine with the marksmanship to create an explosive effect, but in reality, it only increased the power by a few times. With the marksmanship enhancement, the power could increase by 20 to 30 times, but it was far less terrifying than a true supernatural ability. In other words, if combined with flame-based supernatural skills of the same level, the 32-fold power of solar star flame can be multiplied several more times, with the final explosive power reaching over 100-fold. This is exactly why Ling Xiao is simultaneously seeking fire attribute marksmanship and supernatural skills. From now on, physical combat strength and marksmanship are just for show, to intimidate others. The real despair is reserved for those who face me. Ling Xiao smiled brightly. Flame superpower skill, don't let me down. His gaze fell on that flame superpower skill, a flash of excitement passing through his eyes. Yen Yen explosion, 3rd level supreme martial skill. Training difficulty, 8 stars out of 10. Power, 9 stars out of 10. Description, condenses a blazing pillar of fire, burning everything. The higher the level of fire-based abilities, the more terrifying the power. Drawback, excessive power. The body's endurance is insufficient, prone to spontaneous combustion, raising the training difficulty to 8 stars. Price, 16 million. This supernatural skill is absolutely top tier. The power of 9 stars clearly shows its strength. strength. Good stuff. Exchange it directly. Along with the marksmanship, Ling Xiao decisively gave the order. Beep. Exchange successful. Memory transfer is about to begin. Please get ready. The system prompt sound entered directly into the mind. Boom. The next moment, the raging memories flooded in like a torrent. A strong wave of memories surged into Ling Xiao's mind, harsh and intense, completely different from the smooth and unobstructed transmission of the system, making it hard for him to adapt at first. But for Ling Xiao, coming from 100,000 years ago, it was still incredibly shocking. In just a few breaths, the entire content of the two sets of martial arts was thoroughly engraved into his mind. Feeling the power flowing within his body, Ling Xiao nodded lightly, his eyes shining with excitement and anticipation. Beep. Exchange complete. To continue purchasing, please use star coins for payment. The weapon you exchanged, Flame Spear, and the third-tier Supreme Battlesuit will be delivered within 10 minutes. Please note, all rewards cannot be sold or transferred and will be reclaimed by the Martial Artists Alliance headquarters upon death. After reaching the Grandmaster level, the rewards will belong to you. The system prompt sounded calmly, and Ling Xiao responded indifferently. 10-minute delivery? It seems this top-tier equipment has to be transferred from the Imperial capital. A third-rank masterpiece, even a warrior with innate ninefold heavens would find it hard to bear. I am only at the postnatal level, yet I have easily received such treatment. If I truly show my full strength, could I earn even stronger rewards? He felt a bit regretful. Had he known this, he would have raised his talent level to exchange for more treasures, but he soon let it go. If he were an S-level genius, he probably wouldn't even get to touch the soul annihilation technique. It is a 4th-rank lower-grade technique in the mall. High-level techniques are hard to find. This peerless technique, which brings endless potential, has no equal in the billion-strong human technique library. Even if there is, it's hard to come across. This time, it was simply destined to obtain the strongest martial skill. Train first, then talk. He closed his eyes without hesitation, and his big hands suddenly grabbed the soul. Shra! In an instant, a terrifying force tore his soul apart, ripping it into 10 pieces. A wave of weakness surged through his entire body. Rumble! Then, the energy stored within his body rushed wildly into his soul, beginning to rapidly repair it. In his mind, Ling Xiao began to simulate 2 sets of martial techniques. Buzz! His consciousness instantly constructed a vast training ground. The laws of heaven and earth here were no different from reality, as if truly existing. This was the innate talent of a congenital Dao body. He draws inspiration from heaven and earth to create a miniature world where the rules perfectly align with reality. Many powerful beings can also construct illusions, but most have rules that differ from reality and come with many limitations. It's like only understanding 1 + 1 is equal to 2 but trying to create a complete mathematical system utterly absurd. Ling Xiao's world, aided by his innate Dao body, fully bridges reality, sharing the same rules. Any martial skill cultivated here is equally effective in reality. Although the innate physical constitution does not provide a strong combat power boost, its auxiliary effects are absolutely extraordinary. He smiled faintly and clenched the void with his right hand. Buzz! A burning flame spear suddenly appeared in his palm. Let's test the spear technique first. Without hesitation, he performed the starting move, thrusting the spear straight into the void. Clang! The sound of breaking through the air echoed in his heart. Then, he stabbed and flicked continuously, his spear technique erupting like a tide. Each thrust was precise and fierce, carrying the roar of a wildfire. Flick, thrust, eruption, chop, sweep. Every strike is the most fundamental of fundamentals. No martial skill can do without this foundation. Ling Xiao has no foundation at all, and now can only start from scratch. But his innate Dao body was extraordinarily strong, and with every move he made, countless inspirations flashed through his mind. The first time was still awkward, but by the second time, he could rival experts who had practiced with guns for many years. By the 10th time, he had already surpassed many who had achieved some proficiency in gun techniques. After 1,000 repetitions, each move contained the level of a grandmaster. All of this took no more than an hour in the outside world. During this time, his soul was restructured, torn apart twice. Strictly speaking, Ling Xiao hadn't even touched the flame domain gun technique, yet he was already immersed in the world of gun techniques, completely ignoring the outside disturbances. The avatar of consciousness continued to frantically refine the basic moves. Clang! After practicing 1,500 times, the tip of the spear burst forth with dazzling spear light. In an instant, this spear light condensed into a massive energy spear, fiercely striking the ground. Rumble! Amidst the deafening explosion, the gunlight shattered into a sky full of fire, the golden-red brilliance filling the space. This feeling, Ling Xiao stared in shock at the spear in his hand. He did not use any martial skill, yet unleashed power more than twice his full strength. Ding! Congratulations, host, your shooting skills have been unlocked. Level, early proficiency, 0/1000. Shooting combat power increased by 200%. The system prompt suddenly entered his mind. mind, causing a sparkle to flash in his eyes.
Can it really double the shooting power? Damn, this treatment is awesome. I've been studying boxing for so long, why didn't it trigger?
Ling Xiao was both excited and puzzled. He practiced the titanium fist technique far longer than the gun technique, yet he did not trigger the skill.
Ding! Everyone has different talents for weapons. Some are suited for gun techniques, others for sword or blade techniques. Finding the right talent leads to twice the result, with half the effort. Otherwise, hard work is in vain.
System detection shows the host's talent for gun techniques far exceeds that for fist techniques and other weapons. The system quickly responded to his doubts.
I see.
Ling Xiao nodded, then opened the skill introduction.
He had never heard of this before.
Skill techniques are triggered when a martial artist trains with a specific weapon or move and gains insight. Mastering spear techniques can greatly enhance spear power.
The higher the skill level, the stronger the power.
Levels are divided into beginner, proficient, expert, perfect, master, and realm. Each level is further divided into early, mid, late, and peak stages.
Note, skill level represents the current burst power.
The same skill at different levels has vastly different burst power.
For example, if a grandmaster's
spear technique is only at the beginner level, but their memory is regressed to the postnatal realm, the burst power can reach the master level. In other words, strength improvement must be accompanied by deepening skill insight, otherwise, the skill level will drop and power will decrease.
Note, the host's skill level remains constant, and the system automatically compensates experience to ensure power grows with strength. Skill upgrades only require self-study and accumulating proficiency to improve.
After reading the introduction, Ling Xiao smiled with satisfaction. In short, skills are unique insights and experiences formed after long-term study of weapons, which can significantly enhance weapon attack power. Ordinary warriors can only rely on brute force, but Ling Xiao can unleash greater power through skill. If strength increases without the accumulation of experience and insight, the skill level will decline, and no matter how strong the power is, it cannot exert its full effect. After all, the stronger the power, the more astonishing the weapon's explosive force. Everyone around is improving their explosive power, but if you stand still, your level will naturally fall behind, and eventually, you will be drowned in the crowd. But Ling Xiao is different. With the system protecting his body, he instantly skyrocketed his strength from the first innate realm to the grandmaster level, yet his skill level still remained at the early proficiency stage. It seems I need to practice my shooting skills more in the future. This thing is too valuable. A sharp light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. The system's protection meant his skills would only get stronger, and his explosive power would become increasingly terrifying. He immediately recalled the memory of the flame domain gun technique from his mind and began training according to the introduction.
A third-tier top-grade martial skill was indeed extraordinary.
If he hadn't already had a proficient foundation in gun techniques, even the power release moves would be difficult to understand, let alone train. With a solid foundation, Ling Xiao quickly raised his flame domain marksmanship to an entry level.
Ding!
Congratulations, host. After 10 minutes of studying marksmanship, your proficiency has increased by 100.
The prompt sounded, and Ling Xiao chuckled lightly. So this is how proficiency increases.
He focused wholeheartedly on his studies. Time flew by, and after an hour, his marksmanship had reached mastery. The perfect realm would take a few more hours, but Ling Xiao did not slack off. At this time, the weapons and battlesuit were also delivered.
After putting them away, he continued to cultivate.
Ding! A new day has begun. The number of times to fix bugs has been refreshed.
Current level, 4 times.
The prompt sound entered his mind again. Ling Xiao was stunned for a moment, then laughed out loud. Almost forgot, I am already at the innate level. The system says that when the realm levels up, the number of fixes increases by 1. He was worried about not having enough mental energy, but now with an extra repair opportunity, he could fix one more star core flaw. There were quite a few repair tasks this time. 1 weapon, 2 martial skills, and he would not repair the battlesuit for now. The 3 repair attempts were still tight. The mental energy reserve was only 8,000 points, with over 1,000 already consumed.
At this rate, it would run out by the afternoon. The martial skills haven't reached perfection yet.
If I fix the proficiency flaw now, I'll have to start training from scratch after the repair. It only takes a few hours to perfect it, but it might take years or even centuries. A flash appeared in his eyes, and Ling Xiao closed them without hesitation to continue cultivating. The number of repairs and the timing had little effect on him. Ding! Congratulations, host. After studying gun techniques for 10 minutes, gun proficiency has increased by 100.
Ding!
Congratulations, host. After studying gun techniques for 10 minutes, gun proficiency has increased by 100. The prompt tone kept echoing, and Ling Xiao was intoxicated. Ding! Congratulations, host. Your gun skill level has increased to mid-proficient 0/3000, and your gun skill power bonus has increased to 250%. After several tens of minutes, the prompt tone sounded again, and Ling Xiao calmly continued to practice. Ding! Congratulations, host. After studying gun skills for 10 minutes, your gun skill proficiency has increased by 100. Ding! Congratulations, host. After 10 minutes of studying shooting skills, shooting proficiency has increased to 100.
5 hours passed.
Ding! Congratulations, host. Shooting skill level has has increased to late proficient 0/5000. Shooting power has increased to 300%.
The prompt tone instantly entered Ling Xiao's mind.
At the moment of the upgrade, the bottleneck that had stalled him for hours was suddenly broken through. Ling Xiao, who was originally standing on the ground, brightened before his eyes, and the next moment, with a step beneath his feet, he soared straight into the sky.
Flame Domain Spear Technique, 7th form, Flame Domain. A roar burst out. Clang!
The tip of the gun erupted with a deafening gunshot. In the consciousness training ground, Ling Xiao thrust his spear straight into the void, a 100-meter-long golden flame spearhead crashing into the ground like a meteor.
Rumble!
The dazzling golden flames instantly illuminated the entire training ground, turning the surrounding kilometers into a blazing fiery domain. Flame Domain Spear Technique has reached mastery.
It's finally over.
Ling Xiao hovered in the void surrounded by golden flames, looking down below, a smile involuntarily rising at the corner of his mouth.
Wait, I can actually fly? Isn't flying something only master-level experts can do?
He suddenly realized that he was freely flying in the consciousness space. The rules of the consciousness martial arena are connected to the real world. Being able to fly means he can also fly in reality.
Memories of the Grandmaster level Strongman introduction.
The data says that Grandmaster level strongmen can use martial Dao energy to counteract planetary gravity and achieve flight. It seems that not only Dao energy, but any energy system that can counter gravity
can enable flight. Innate level strongmen can also do it, and even psychic mind masters can use telekinesis to fly at the body forging stage. Whether in terms of superpowers or strength, I can easily fly now. In a great mood,
Ling Xiao soared rapidly through the void. Although it was just a simulation, it was no different from reality, and the joy of flying came rushing over.
It's time to fix the loophole in the Flame Domain Spear Technique. I wonder what surprises it will bring.
After flying a circle, Ling Xiao stopped, his gaze fixed on the Flame Domain Spear Technique.
Ding!
A loophole worth 300,000 has been found in the martial skill Flame Domain Spear Technique.
Repair it?
The prompt sounded again, and a gleam flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes.
300,000 vulnerabilities?
According to the standard, 1 to 10 vulnerabilities is first tier, 10 to 100 is second tier, 100 is third tier, 1000 is fourth tier, 10,000 is fifth tier, equivalent to a grandmaster, and 300,000 is sixth tier.
This is a realm only planetary level experts can master. Planetary level, rumored to be able to destroy planets. 300,000, extremely high potential, repair it immediately.
Ling Xiao decisively gave the order.
Ding, command received, starting repair. In an instant, the system prompt sounded. Rumble.
The memory of the cultivation technique flooded into his mind like a torrent. Ling Xiao closed his eyes and calmly comprehended. At the same time, he cultivated at an astonishing speed. Time flies, and a brand new martial skill is completely mastered.
Ding!
Congratulations, host. The flaw in the Flame Domain Spear Technique has been repaired, and you have acquired a new martial skill, Explosion.
Flame Meteor Spear Technique. Meteor Spear Technique, a mid-level 6th rank martial skill.
Created by a powerful being who destroyed over 10,000 stars, its power is astonishing, with extremely strong fire attribute attack. If combined with your solar star flame, the power will increase explosively. The alert sound suddenly blared, striking straight into Ling Xiao's mind. His eyes gleamed with light, already aware of the terrifying power of this martial skill. The previous Flame Domain Spear Technique, even at full force, only boosted combat power by 3 times, not including the solar star flame bonus. The explosive power of a 3rd rank top tier martial skill usually stays at this level.
A 4th rank lower tier skill would be 4 times.
But this Meteor Spear Technique, a 6th rank mid tier skill, could bring a full 10-fold explosive power.
Combined with the solar star flame, its power was limitless. Ling Xiao quickly opened the attribute panel. Attribute table. Name, Ling Xiao. Number of repairs, March 4th. Martial arts realm, innate 2nd layer of heaven. Spiritual realm, innate 4th layer of heaven. Health, 2254, 1 point equals 300 kilograms strength. Soul, 4635. Skill, marksmanship proficient late stage, 300%, 0/5000. Talent, undying divine body, SSS level. Combat power times 300%, innate Dao body, SS level. Blessing times 3000 times, titanium battle body, C level. Speed times 300%, defense times 500%, solar star flame, S level. Cultivation method, titanium battle technique, 4th rank, lower grade. Cultivation speed times 300%, undying soul technique, immortal level, 5th rank shattered, 32 times. Martial arts, titanium fist technique, 4th rank, lower grade, 400%, falling star spear technique, 6th rank, middle grade, 1000%. Beast pet, hell 3-headed demon dragon, 4th rank, 2 stars. Ling Xiao looked at the attributes, his heart surging with excitement. Within a few hours, his realm had almost advanced by a whole major level. Immortal level martial arts are indeed powerful. Before long, the Grandmaster realm would be within reach. Now, with my martial combat power combined with the falling star spear technique, my combat power multiplier is already close to my spiritual power. The supernatural skill Flame Explosion has not yet
been cultivated. Once it is fully trained and its flaws fixed, my spiritual power will surpass my martial strength again. The spear technique technique also hasn't been repaired yet, so I'll handle that first. A cold gleam flashed in his eyes as Ling Xiao decisively withdrew from the consciousness martial arena and walked toward the corner of the room. 2 boxes were quietly placed there. He pressed his palm against the authentication area, infusing it with his qi and blood power. Beep. Qi and blood power verification passed. Storage box unlocked. The lid of the box slowly opened. Inside one box was a fiery red burning spear. In the other box lay a smart wristwatch. Ling Xiao took off his old wristwatch and put on the new smart wristwatch. Beep. Data migration successful. Martial arts suit activated. In an instant, the smartwatch released a streamlined combat suit, quickly covering Ling Xiao's entire body. The clothes instantly disappeared, and the combat suit clung tightly to the skin, with powerful elasticity providing ultimate comfort. He even felt his appearance had improved by several points. Good stuff. Ling Xiao smiled with satisfaction. He scanned his entire body with the Tong membrane combat device, abandoning the innate Dao to conceal his aura. Beep. Analysis complete. Target data. Martial realm, innate 2nd layer of heaven. Spiritual realm, innate 4th layer of heaven. Combat power assessment, half-step grandmaster level. Note, suspected cultivation of spiritual type techniques possessing powerful spiritual energy. Insufficient data. Continue scanning battle data to obtain more accurate results. The prompt sound rang again. A series of analytical data quickly popped up in Ling Xiao's mind. He was immediately amazed. The battle device's power far exceeded expectations. I am standing right here, not hiding, and the aura of combat power, at least at the half-step grandmaster level, has all been sensed. The 3rd-tier top-quality combat instrument truly lives up to its reputation. A satisfied smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. His gaze swept toward the spear beside him. Ding! Detected a fire attribute spear. Vulnerability value 80,000. Repair? Looking at this number, Ling Xiao raised his eyebrows slightly. Although the number of vulnerabilities was not low, it was not astonishing to the extreme. This weapon is at least at the Grandmaster level. The combat power of a Grandmaster at the 1st level is 1,000 times that of a Master at the 1st level. A weapon that can be used by a Grandmaster naturally has formidable power. 80,000 vulnerabilities. Even some Grandmasters at the 7th or 8th level cannot reach this. He was about to start repairing it but suddenly stopped. Wait, I have to lose clothes every battle for the power boost to work. I can't keep wearing those furs as clothes. He frowned. Although the 3rd-tier top-quality weapon was barely usable, he definitely didn't want to stay naked all the time. Let's first check the number of vulnerabilities in the battlesuit. Eyes flickering, Ling Xiao stared at the battlesuit beside him. Ding! Detected a set of 3rd-tier top-quality battlesuit. Vulnerability value 1.2 million. Repair? The number instantly ignited his gaze. 1.2 million vulnerabilities. This means that after repair, the battlesuit will reach armor strength that only stellar-level warriors can break through. The explosive power of a star-level powerhouse is enough to destroy a star millions of times larger than a planet, truly on a scale that can annihilate heaven and earth. Among the human race, star-level powerhouses are extremely rare. With this set of battle armor, almost no one can easily kill him. This set of battle armor is far more valuable than the flame spear. The spear would be useless after just a few days, but this armor can accompany me for a long time. He gave the order without hesitation. System, fix the battle suit's vulnerability. Ding! Command received. Starting repair. A system prompt sounded in his mind. Buzz. A golden light was visible only to Ling Xiao, quickly covering his entire body. The battle suit, smartwatch, and combat device trio were simultaneously repaired. This pleasantly surprised Ling Xiao, as each item was top-notch. Buzz. The golden light gradually faded. The battle suit changed from silver to dark black, with silver patterns shining like a galaxy. The smartwatch also turned black, blending seamlessly with the battle suit. The aura became deep and oppressive, as if devouring everything around. Ding! Congratulations, host. The battle suit vulnerability has been fixed, and the battle suit has been upgraded to the Black Hill battle suit. 7th rank, low grade. The Black Hill battle suit is made from Black Hill or unique to the Black Hole Star Core. It possesses extremely high defense, super strong, extensibility, and self-repair capabilities. As long as the atomic structure is not destroyed, it can quickly absorb fragments and repair itself. Using black hole level gravitational energy, the battle suit can be instantly folded and unfolded, and its defense can be adjusted as needed. At its lowest, it can be broken by an acquired level warrior, while at its highest, only a stellar realm triple heaven expert can shatter it. Its extremely high extensibility allows the battlesuit to flexibly wrap around the body, adapting to various combat environments. The weapon can even grant defense at the same level as the battlesuit. Smartwatch, 7th level intelligence, reaching the top level of the human race, capable of blocking the highest level intelligent brain invasions. But because the levels are equivalent, it cannot invade others, nor can anyone invade it. Combat device, 7th level combat device, instantly scans the target and accurately determines the opponent's strength level. Currently the strongest combat device among humans. 2 crisp prompts sounded, and Ling Xiao quickly understood what his battlesuit had been upgraded to. Black Killer Suit. Not only is the battlesuit's defense astonishing, astonishing. But the smartwatch and combat device are also top-tier configurations of the human race. Even the equipment used by the martial gods can't compare to his. What shocked Ling Xiao even more was the special ability of the Black Hill battlesuit. It could actually adjust the defense value. It was like having a cheat code. If it were an ordinary battlesuit, I would still worry that the enemy couldn't break through my defense, and my physical strength couldn't improve quickly. Now it's perfect. The Black Hill battlesuit has completely solved this problem. Not only can it instantly tear clothes apart, but it can also repair them at lightning speed. It's practically tailor-made. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao couldn't stop smiling. He finally didn't have to run around half the day naked like he did yesterday on Planet Beast number 10. As for weapons, the battlesuit can extend to cover the weapon. Although the power remains unchanged, at least it won't break the weapon due to my own excessive strength, leaving me weaponless. This move was definitely a huge gain, equivalent to repairing 4 top-tier pieces of equipment at once. With this set of equipment plus martial skills and cultivation methods, my strength has truly skyrocketed. It's 6 in the morning now, and in 2 hours Situ Tian will come to pick me up. It seems that Yen Yan Bao can only be cultivated to the mastery level. As for fixing the bugs, I'll have to solve them slowly on the way. Ling Xiao glanced at the time and sighed slightly. After all, these are all top-tier 3rd-level martial skills, and with his current talent, it wouldn't be easy to master them in a short time. But he was already prepared. At worst, he would deal with it on the way. Those so-called geniuses of Blue Water Star? They are simply not worth mentioning to Ling Xiao. With his current strength, without using martial skills, weapons, or even true energy, he can defeat them all with his bare hands. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao closed his eyes and entered the consciousness training arena, recalling the cultivation method of Yen Yan Bao from his memory. This supernatural skill has no basic moves, which actually makes it harder to master. His brows were tightly furrowed. The difficulty of learning was far beyond imagination. But no matter how hard it was, Ling Xiao was determined to persist. He summoned the solar star flame, gathering it in the palm of his hand according to the description of the supernatural skill. Buzz. The golden flame quickly took shape, forming a massive fireball. The fireball instantly expanded to a diameter of 200 to 300 meters. The huge fireball combined with the power of the solar star flame, once erupted, would have unimaginable consequences. Ling Xiao continued to inject star flames, and the fireball surged to a diameter of 1,000 meters. If it fell, it would be enough to level a small city. After all, master-level strength is on the scale of city destruction. Unfortunately, if Yin Yin explosion were that simple, the difficulty level wouldn't be 8 stars, but only 1 star. Its power could only reach 1 star level, because it adds no enhancement to Ling Xiao's strength. The real difficulty lies ahead. Withdraw! Ling Xiao shouted fiercely, his hands suddenly clenched the void. Buzz! The enormous fireball was instantly compressed by a terrifying force, its diameter shrinking rapidly from 1,000 meters to 500 meters. At the same time, the mass of the fireball doubled. Buzz! The compression continued. This infinite power is precisely Ling Xiao's formidable spiritual strength. According to the cultivation method description, Ling Xiao continued to compress the fireball. The fireball rapidly shrank from 500 meters to 400 meters, 300 meters. The quality instantly increased threefold. However, compression becomes increasingly difficult. When the fireball shrank to 250 meters, the quality was already 4 times greater. Theoretically, the destructive power should also have quadrupled, but the reality is harsh. With 4 times the quality, the power was only about twice as much. After all, the total amount of energy remains constant. 1 plus 1 is definitely not equal to 2. Fortunately, this distance is still far from reaching his limit. Ling Xiao's limit is to compress the fireball to 1/16 of its original volume, about 60 meters. At this point, the proficiency in martial skills can be upgraded to the perfect level, and the power can reach 4 times the standard of a 4th-rank lower-grade martial skill. This is the power of the 9-star martial skill. The fireball continued to contract. Buzz! Suddenly, the fireball stirred. When the fireball had just compressed to 200 meters, it began to writhe wildly. Boom! Before Ling Xiao could react, the fireball exploded instantly, and a destructive force swept across. Ling Xiao was instantly reduced to ashes by the flames. Fortunately, this was only the consciousness space, and in the next moment, his consciousness quickly recovered. As expected, it's not that simple. Compression requires not only strength but also perfect control of every balance point. Otherwise, it easily goes out of control. Ling Xiao sneered. The power of losing control actually soars to 4 times that of perfect quality. It's not bad to use it as a move for mutual destruction. He secretly hoped that once the undying god body was cultivated, even if he turned to ashes, he could be reborn. At that time, he could fearlessly use this move. If he used it now, he himself would be doomed. However, reaching this level on the first try was already quite good. Usually, progress is gradual, and the danger isn't so great. It's just that in the consciousness martial arena, he was bold and dared to fight. Even though he felt the fireball was about to explode, he still refused to stop. The explosion just now gave me inspiration. Continue. Ling Xiao smiled and closed his eyes as the fireball gathered again. At 8 in the morning, Kaiyun City was dyed red by the dawn, and everyone began a new day of cultivation and work. At the entrance of the Warriors Alliance, Wu Yong carried the Warriors Order and walked into the alliance with an imposing demeanor.
Damn, old Wu, you actually passed the warrior assessment? When did this happen?
Familiar faces gathered around in surprise.
I passed it yesterday.
I even took down 3 first-level 1-star beasts.
Do you know what that means? Wu Yong laughed proudly. People around exclaimed, damn, I heard you went to the assessment on beast star number 10. You actually came back alive?
Yeah,
even Minister Qianwu almost lost his life.
Awesome, Wu Yong, your strength is really fierce. Everyone gathered around, even the certified warriors cast amazed looks. Wu Yong felt incredibly proud at this moment. By the way, I heard that a super genius appeared on Blue Water Star yesterday, and they're a plus level.
The assessment location was also beast star number 10. Old Wu, have you seen them?
A warrior friend who was certified 2 years ago spoke up, and the atmosphere suddenly changed.
What? Blue Water Star actually has another A+ level genius? That can't be possible. The official website has announced it. It's true.
They only said there's an A+ level genius certified on beast star number 10. No other details were revealed. Everyone checked the official website data and was shocked. Speaking of that A+ genius, I really have seen him.
Do you know where he's from? A person.
Hearing the doubts from the warriors around him, Wu Yong immediately showed a proud smile on his face.
Where is he from? Damn, you actually saw it? Stop bragging. First, tell us where you're from. This thing hasn't been made public. How do you know about it? Even if you have seen it, are you really asking where the genius lives? The people around grew noisier and noisier, all eyes fixed on Wu Yong.
Wu Yong puffed out his chest and said, you guys don't know, this legendary A+ level genius is from our Kaiyun city.
Yesterday I went with him to take the warrior certification exam. Do you think I haven't seen him?
His voice was full of pride, as if he himself had been touched by the brilliance of a genius. But as soon as he finished speaking, everyone looked at each other, their expressions complicated, and in the end, they even showed a trace of sympathy.
Another post-war delusional patient. Don't worry, there is a treatment now, just 2 days of therapy will do.
Old Wu, listen to your brother, hurry up and come with me for treatment, you can't delay. Wu Yong was stunned, his face instantly darkened.
Did they actually think he was mentally ill? Was he really that fragile? Hey, I'm telling the truth. What do your expressions mean? That genius really is from our Kaiyun city. Otherwise, how would we have gone to the number 10 star beast planet for the assessment? I'm not crazy. Where would the craziness come from?
He argued urgently, his voice betraying his anxiety. Yes, that's right, Wu Yong, you're right, I'll buy you a drink. Before the words finished, a burly man beside him grabbed Wu Yong and started walking towards the treatment department.
Drinking? Why are you dragging me to the treatment department? Lao Wang, you don't believe me either?
Wu Yong looked helpless, anger surging in his heart. As soon as Wu Yong saw the target direction clearly, he immediately shouted angrily.
That's right.
That A+ level genius is called Ling Xiao. I remember, he was a student at your middle school and even called me big brother. Wu Yong was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan, hurriedly explaining. The people around shook their heads and sneered. This illness is serious, can't even tell reality apart. Just a mere 17 high school, where would an A+ level genius come from? If there was one, he would have already entered first high school.
Calling him big brother? Ridiculous.
Old Wu, after all these years, you've finally been diagnosed, you have delusional disorder. Old Wang, hurry, and take him to the medical department, it will be fine in a few days at most. Everyone became even more convinced that Wu Yong was out of his mind. Yeah, Old Wu, we only have one student named Ling Xiao in our middle school. A few days ago, he was just an ordinary person who couldn't even lift 500 kilograms. He awakened an F-level ability, but he's still miles away from being a genius.
Come on, come with me to the medical department and see if you're sick.
The one pulling Wu Yong was none other than Instructor Wang, Ling Xiao's instructor. He used to somewhat believe Wu Yong's words, but now they sounded increasingly absurd. His own student is an A+ level genius? Would he, as a teacher, not know? In this era, an instructor was equivalent to a homeroom teacher.
Damn, even you don't believe me? Does your school really only have one Ling Xiao? Or is he just an ordinary student?
Wu Yong was completely stunned. Could it be that he really had a delusional disorder? After seeing the official website announcement this morning, had he fabricated a
false memory?
The name Ling Xiao might have just been something he heard Instructor Wang mention, and he created an illusion from it. People with delusional disorder completely confuse memory and reality. Sai, it's just one Ling Xiao. Come with me to take a look. Treatment will only take a few days. Instructor Wang sighed and grabbed Wu Yong, preparing to inspect.
Brother Wu, Instructor Wang, so you two know each other?
Suddenly, a voice made both of them stop in their tracks. They both turned around at the same time, and the martial artists watching nearby also looked over. A 15-year-old boy was seen, wearing a warrior badge on his chest, dressed in black combat clothes, carrying a long spear that spewed fierce flames, advancing step by step towards Wu Yong and Instructor Wang.
Everyone was shocked.
Even those with poor eyesight could feel the powerful force of the long spear, at least at the second level.
Hiss, so young and already a warrior, could he be the super genius of the first high school? Did that genius guys just call instructor Lao Wang? Could what Wu Yong said be true? This is serious. Everyone suddenly understood something. Damn, brother Ling Xiao, you're the real deal. I thought I was hallucinating.
The most excited was Wu Yong, so excited he was almost about to cry out loud. Just a moment ago, he was doubting life itself, and now Ling Xiao actually exists for real.
Of course I'm real. Brother Wu, what are you talking about?
Ling Xiao was also confused.
What exactly was Wu Yong so excited about? What's the excitement about? He has no idea what Wu Yong has been through. Ling Xiao, are you really Ling Xiao? Instructor Wang widened his eyes, staring at him in disbelief. Instructor Wang, I haven't graduated yet and you don't recognize me?
Ling Xiao shook his head helplessly.
Hiss, it really is you.
Instructor Wang finally came to his senses, took a deep breath, and felt a storm of emotions surge in his heart. By the way, since you're here, I was just about to tell you that I won't be participating in this year's martial arts exam. I'm going to apply to the top advanced martial arts school in the capital. I'm leaving today, so don't worry. Ling Xiao suddenly smiled and said to Instructor Wang. As soon as he spoke, the surrounding martial artists gasped sharply, and most of them began to believe what Wu Yong had just said.
What exactly is going on with you? Are you really that 213A+ level genius? Instructor Wang finally lost control and asked anxiously.
If you're talking about the A+ level genius certified yesterday, that should be me. But the process is complicated and it's troublesome to explain. Ling Xiao was helpless. After being a teacher for several years, he couldn't be perfunctory and had to find a reasonable explanation. Buzz! Suddenly, a wave of fluctuation arrived, and the earth was shrouded in a huge shadow.
Everyone looked up in unison.
The scene before them shocked everyone. A massive spaceship hovered above the city center, its shadow darkening the sky.
The Demon Skyship. It's the Demon Skyship personally piloted by Lord Sitatian, the inspector. How could the Demon Skyship appear here? Could something major have happened?
Everyone stared at the sky in shock. Sitatian, a Grandmaster-level expert and a royal-like figure in Matian province, had actually arrived in person. Buzz! The spaceship slowly opened its huge hatch, and a dazzling beam of light shot straight down to the ground.
Great, Ling Xiao, you finally came. Lord Sitatian is here too.
An anxious voice came from the direction of the Warriors Alliance, and Shen Wu hurriedly rushed toward Ling Xiao.
Instructor Wang, we'll talk about this when I get back. I'm leaving now.
Ling Xiao smiled at Instructor Wang and stepped toward the beam of light. Buzz! An invisible force lifted Ling Xiao, soaring straight into the sky and flying into the spaceship. Rumble! The massive demon skyship roared, turning into a streak of light and disappearing above Kaiyun City, leaving Instructor Wang and the others with shocked faces, unable to accept it.
How did their ordinary talent student suddenly become the #1 genius of Blue Water Star?
He had taught for many years without noticing, which made him feel utterly useless. Inside the spaceship, just as he entered the cabin door, a burly man came over with a hearty laugh. It was Zhao Wu, the innate 5th-level strongman who took Ling Xiao to meet Situ Tian yesterday, and a teacher at the capital's top academy.
So it's Teacher Zhao, long time no see.
Ling Xiao greeted with a smile. Ha, no need to be polite. Let's go, Ling Xiao. The other students are already waiting. Zhao Wu's eyes were full of envy, knowing that Ling Xiao's 3rd-level top-quality battlesuit and weapons were something even he couldn't afford.
This is the treatment of an A+ level genius. Please, Teacher Zhao, lead the way.
Ling Xiao nodded slightly, closely following Zhao Wu as they hurried deep into the ship's cabin. The demon skyship was enormous, like a small city, with a diameter of several thousand meters, its presence awe-inspiring.
Soon, the two arrived at a huge cabin.
Ling Xiao looked around. It was a full kilometer in diameter, about 1 million square meters.
The surrounding
walls were forged from 3rd-tier materials, exceptionally hard.
Even innate late-stage experts could easily withstand impacts when fighting here.
Inside the cabin, more than 20 talented youths around 20 years old were standing. Seeing Ling Xiao, everyone cast their gazes at him in unison.
So this is the new A+ level genius?
Rumor has it he comes from a 3rd-rate small town, purely lucky. After awakening his abilities, he just managed to accumulate a lot of energy.
Don't underestimate him.
Being able to accumulate that much energy means his talent is definitely solid. Maybe in 2 years, he'll be the representative of Blue Water Star without a doubt. It still depends on actual combat and martial arts comprehension. Just training fast is not enough. More than 20 fifth-year students from the imperial capital's top academy debated fiercely, showing no respect for Ling Xiao, a genius 5 years younger than them without systematic training. The spaceship will accelerate into the dark universe in 3 minutes, marking the official start of the selection.
The standards remain unchanged. Strength is paramount.
Zhao Wu's gaze was serious, his voice calm and resolute. Everyone remained indifferent, except for Ling Xiao, whose eyes flashed with a sharp light. Dark universe, he pondered silently. The spaceship accelerates to its limit, using the cross-dimensional engine to enter the dark universe, instantly increasing speed by 100 million times, allowing it to pass through celestial bodies and meteorites without any obstruction.
Without this technology, how could one quickly travel distances ranging from several light-years to hundreds of thousands of light-years in the vast universe?
Only ships of the 4th tier or above are equipped with this. I must observe carefully. Ling Zhao's gaze shifted to the transparent transparent wall not far away, where the outside scene was fully visible. The spaceship accelerated, and the surrounding celestial bodies gradually blurred into shadows.
Beep beep beep. Approaching the dark universe, please prepare. The electronic voice suddenly sounded. Everyone held their breath, staring intently outside.
If not for Ling Xiao delaying the assessment, no one except the representatives would have qualified to board the 4th level spaceship.
VZZZ.
Suddenly, a wave of fluctuation swept through, the star instantly vanished, and the vision plunged into darkness. The spaceship was as steady as a rock, without the slightest jolt, and everyone felt nothing.
Just like that?
Ling Xiao frowned slightly. He understood that this was exactly the activation of the interdimensional engine, with the spaceship traveling through dark space. The speed increased by 100 million times, and any deviation could instantly destroy the ship. There could be no residual combat effects, or death was certain.
Beep. Successfully entered the dark universe, 7,000 light-years from the destination. Estimated flight time 25 hours. Communication unavailable within the dark universe. The prompt sounded calmly.
Alright, the representative selection begins. One-on-one battles within 25 hours. There are 21 of you in total, and one person will have a bye in the first round. Zhao Wu smiled, waving his right hand lightly. In an instant, card projections appeared before everyone's eyes. Those who pick the same number are opponents. Next, draw numbers in order from 1 to 10. Those who draw a red card get a bye and move directly to the next round.
Begin, Zhao Wu announced with a smile.
As soon as he finished speaking, all the geniuses on the field hesitated not at all and quickly selected their number cards. Ling Xiao also nodded lightly. Buzz! The number plate flipped instantly, and a bright red card jumped into Ling Xiao's eyes.
He was stunned. Damn, a bye? This luck is just too unbelievable.
Ling Xiao smiled bitterly.
It's not that he is lucky, it's that others are unlucky. After all, meeting him means certain defeat. The red card was actually drawn by that guy. He's really on a roll. I thought he would be out in the first round, but he made it to the second round. Truly lucky. Luck is also part of strength. Let the battle begin. The surrounding geniuses looked at each other, neither envious nor resentful.
A bye was only temporary. Whether one could win depended on true skill. This Ling Xiao's luck is indeed off the charts. Zhao Wu sighed, but said no more and pressed the void. Crack! Suddenly, a huge square arena rose in the central plaza, occupying 90% of the space.
This round Ling Xiao has a bye.
The one who drew card number 1 will go up first. The others step back to the edges, Zhao Wu announced. Except for the 2 number 1 geniuses, everyone else withdrew, and Ling Xiao also stepped back.
There's actually a female contestant, and a young girl at that.
Ling Xiao stared at the 2 on the stage, surprised. Dressed in a white martial arts uniform, holding a long sword emitting a chilling aura, the girl was about 17 or 18 years old, her black hair fluttering in the void, exuding an icy presence. Her stunningly beautiful face made Ling Xiao sigh. Truly, this era was filled with beauties.
Interesting, this girl is not simple.
A gleam of excitement flashed in his eyes as he sensed the hidden power within her. He immediately activated the battle device, and the girl's data appeared before him.
Looks like I'll have to compete with a girl for a spot in the finals.
Ling Xiao sighed helplessly.
Li Yuanluan versus Xikong Shui?
Xikong Shui, only in the 3rd grade, has already reached the 7th level of innate power. If he trains his innate true chi for another 2 years, he will surely become the strongest in the top martial school. Unfortunately, in the first round, he encountered the 3rd place Li Yuanluan.
The surrounding geniuses were even more shocked.
This competition was like a final, with top-tier warriors facing off. Buzz! A crystal-clear shield suddenly appeared at the edge of the arena, instantly enveloping the entire scene. This is a 4th level protective shield. Even I can't break through it. You can fight with peace of mind. There will be no danger.
Zhao Wu reminded. Since we are opponents, I look forward to learning from you, junior sister. I will hold back.
Li Yuanluan said with a smile, cupping his hands. Boom! Before he finished speaking, a wave of icy cold air surged in like a flood.
Li Yuanluan's face changed abruptly. Innate first layer of heaven? That's impossible.
He hurriedly drew his sword, unleashing true chi to resist the cold. Crack! The icy chill, like sharp blades, swept over his entire body in an instant, freezing him completely. The sudden scene made everyone widen their eyes in shock. Zhao Wu and Situ Tian, who was staring intently at the screen in the control room, were instantly shocked and stood up.
Innate first heaven. A 17-year-old at innate first heaven.
And she has comprehended the B-level ability of ice power.
This is definitely an A+ level genius. How could Xikong Shui's strength improve so quickly?
Situ Tian trembled all over, so excited that he could hardly speak.
This is the 2nd A+ level genius, and she has already grown.
Her talent far surpasses Ling Xiao.
As long as her realm advances one more level, she might even qualify to be rated as an S-level genius.
After all, Xikong Shui not only possessed great strength, but she also mastered the rare B-level supernatural ability. Ling Xiao sneered, a congenital first-level Tian with a B-level talent facing opponents who are at most congenital first-level Tian with only C-level talent is simply overwhelming. There were 18 people in the arena, with strength ranging from postnatal 7th-level Tian to 9th-level Tian. The remaining 3 were Ling Xiao, Xikong Shui, and a young man about 20 years old. The young man was also a congenital first-level Tian, but his supernatural ability was only sea-level. After all, it was difficult to have both supernatural ability and fast cultivation speed. Those who possessed both were all super geniuses. Si Kong Shui was now the most dazzling presence among them. But this girl is not as simple as she appears on the surface. These so-called geniuses cannot even trigger her true potential. A strange light flashed in Ling Zhao's eyes as he sensed a mysterious and powerful aura emanating from Si Kong Shui. Although he couldn't judge it for now, once unleashed, its power would definitely not be weak. He ignored it and closed his eyes, entering the consciousness training arena to continue practicing Yin-Yen explosion. Teacher, I won, right? If you don't announce it, his life force will soon be gone. Si Kong Shui spoke coldly, his voice indifferent yet full of pressure. Upon hearing this, Zhao Wu immediately shouted, "Victory! Victory! The first match, Si Kong Shui wins." Buzz.
As the voice fell, the ice enveloping Li Yuanluan suddenly dissipated, and the unconscious Li Yuanluan fell heavily to the ground.
The robot quickly sent him into the medical pod. Si Kong Shui slowly stepped off the spaceship, her aura sharp and cold like ice.
The second round, begin.
Zhao Wu took a deep breath and announced solemnly to the remaining contestants. Time flew by, one test after another, and Ling Xiao had been training in the Sea of Consciousness for more than 3 hours.
The second round begins.
Zhao Wu's voice pulled Ling Xiao back from the edge of cultivation. He opened his eyes and found that after the first round ended, the number of participants had been reduced to 11, including himself.
Buzz. Number tags appeared again before everyone's eyes. An odd number of people, so one person still gets a bye.
Zhao Wuxing announced excitedly that Si Kong Shui's appearance gave him hope of sending a genius into Yin Yang Academy.
Of course, this hope was still 2 years away.
With a B-level talent and innate first heaven strength, it was considered upper middle tier, but there was still a gap to break into the top 100. Ling Xiao thought to himself, I wonder who the opponent is. Hopefully, I won't get a bye again so I can finish the battle quickly and go back to training. He nodded at the number card. Buzz. The number card flipped, revealing a flash of bright red.
Damn, this kid has a bye again.
The geniuses nearby burst out in exclamation.
This luck is just unbelievable. 2 buys in a row. There must be something fishy. What on earth is going on?
The area instantly erupted in chaos.
Silence. Getting a buy is purely luck, no backing involved. It's impossible to keep getting buys forever.
Whether you become a representative in the end depends entirely on strength.
Even if you keep getting buys, in the end, you still have to rely on real skill.
Zhao Wu interrupted coldly. The surrounding geniuses immediately fell silent. It was just a selection for representatives, no rewards involved. The second place and those eliminated were all losers.
That's perfect. I have more time to train.
Ling Xiao smiled, feeling relaxed without a fight, just going through the motions. He closed his eyes and continued cultivating. The other 5 pairs of geniuses also began fierce clashes. This time the battles clearly escalated, each one more intense, and the 5 matches took a total of 5 hours. Just as the final match was about to end, an anomaly suddenly occurred above Ling Zhao's consciousness martial arena. In his hand, a flame-light sphere with a diameter of 70 meters slowly compressed. The fireball had already reached nearly 4 times its power enhancement, only lacking the final breakthrough to perfect the martial skill cultivation. Here it comes. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed with a sharp light. The fiery orb suddenly trembled. With a buzz boom, the fireball instantly shrank by several meters, reaching its limit, unable to compress any further. Strictly speaking, according to the technique of this martial skill, he could no longer compress it. Ding! Host, Yin Yen explosion has successfully broken through to the perfect realm. Power enhancement increased to 4 times. The system prompt echoed in his mind. The corners of his mouth slightly lifted. Ling Xiao, secretly pleased, finally learned it. 10 hours of hard training. This martial skill is far more difficult than marksmanship.
System fixed the martial skill loophole. He gave the order without hesitation.
Ding! Detected Yin Yen explosion vulnerability of 900,000. Starting repair. The system responded swiftly. The magnitude of the vulnerability far exceeded marksmanship. Although both were 6th level martial skills, one was top tier, the other inferior.
Boom! A wave of new cultivation technique information flooded into his mind. Ling Xiao quickly analyzed it.
While system memory transmission requires a long time to master, to the outside world it only takes an instant. After a few seconds, he completely mastered the new martial skill, and his proficiency soared to perfection. He was filled with great joy in his heart. Ding! Host, Yin Yen explosion has repaired all its flaws and evolved into the 6th rank supreme skill 9 Heavens Yin Yen explosion.
9 Heavens Yin Yen explosion. 6th rank supreme martial skill.
Stage 1, instantly compress fire type abilities by 100 times, increasing power by 10 times. Stage 2, instantly synthesize 9 flame explosions, unleashing 15 times the power.
Energy consumption at this stage is extremely terrifying.
Attribute information clearly displayed. Ling Xiao nodded with satisfaction. Normal power is 10-fold, and during bursts it reaches 15-fold, far surpassing marksmanship. Let's try first. He didn't hesitate and soared into the sky. Boom! A violent power erupted from within, and golden flames instantly enveloped his entire body.
With both hands raised high, fireballs quickly gathered in the sky.
Buzz buzz buzz. 9 giant fireballs, each 1,000 10,000 meters wide, roared into existence. Gather! With Ling Zhao's command, the fireball violently contracted, instantly transforming into 10 fireballs each 10 meters in diameter.
9 Heaven's Flame Explosion,
he roared, unstoppable in momentum. 9 fireballs condensed, turning into 9 blazing streaks of light, suddenly striking the ground.
Boom!
Flames soared into the sky, raging wildly, instantly engulfing a 20-kilometer radius. The fire spread like a golden dragon, spreading frantically, leaving no grass alive and shattering rocks wherever it passed. In the distance, scorching heat waves swept through, distorting and warping the very air. A sharp gleam flickered in Ling Zhao's eyes. In just a few days, his power had already broken through to this level.
If this move landed in Kaiyun City, it would instantly turn it into ruins. This terrifying destructive power easily crushes a prosperous city.
So, this is the power of a martial artist?
Ling Zhao sneered coldly. Now, I have truly arrived.
He opened the attribute panel, and the data appeared vividly before his eyes.
Name, Ling Zhao. Repair times, 1/4. Martial realm, innate 4th heaven. Spiritual realm, innate 9th heaven. Chi and blood, 4154, each point equivalent to 300 kilograms of strength. Soul, 9,435.
Skill, gunmanship proficient in late stage, 300%, 2000/50-00. Talent, undying divine body, SSS level, combat power times 3, innate Dao body, SS level, enhancement 3000 times, titanium battle body, C level, speed times 3, defense times 5, solar star flame, S level. Cultivation method, titanium battle technique, lower 4th rank, training speed times 3, soul immortality technique, eternal level, 5th rank shattered, power 32 times. Martial skills, titanium fist technique, lower 4th rank, power times 4, meteor spear technique, middle 6th rank, power times 10, 9 heavens flame explosion, top 6th rank.
Beast pet, hell 3-headed demon dragon, 4th rank, 4 stars.
Ling Zhao's mouth curled into a slight smile. The boundary has reached the 8th heaven of the innate realm. During these 10 hours, he not only cultivated the flame explosion, but his soul was constantly torn apart in the sea of consciousness, never whole, and his strength kept soaring. A 15-year-old at the 9th heaven of the innate realm, almost unbeatable. And in the pocket of his battlesuit, the beast pet Little Black has also grown to 4th rank, 4 stars. I forgot before, my spiritual power reserve is 70,000 points, not 7,000. Calculated this way, my soul realm can rise to the 2nd or 3rd heaven of the master realm. No need to change the star core in a short time. 1 repair attempt left. Ling Zhao pondered how to make use of this last repair opportunity. Suddenly, Zhao Wu's voice interrupted him. Ling Zhao, get ready to draw the number. Opening his eyes, he found everyone staring at him. This kid sure knows how to sleep, actually trying to show off his strength but just kept sleeping, someone sneered. Arrogant and overconfident, he still needs to learn from the seniors, another person agreed. At this rate, there will be no good outcome. A group of eliminated geniuses were burning with anger, and seeing him resting made them even more furious. Ling Zhao helplessly retorted, I didn't want to buy. Who said I was sleeping? He raised his eyebrows, his momentum undiminished. Zhao Wu saw him wake up and immediately announced, alright, continue drawing numbers. A card suddenly appeared before Ling Zhao's eyes, cold light flickering. He clenched his fist, waiting for the challenge of fate.
Open it directly. After this battle, they all have to shut up.
At this moment, he shook his head helplessly. 6 people were fighting in this round. A buy was simply impossible. However, when Ling Zhao's number card flipped, the bright red face left him completely dumbfounded.
A buy? Another buy. Damn, this kid got a buy again? No way, really got a buy again? Damn it.
If Lu Zhili hadn't been severely injured and collapsed after a mutual destruction with his opponent in the last match, he definitely wouldn't have gotten a buy.
Forget it, if it's a buy, it's a buy. The final surely won't be a buy again.
The dozen or so people around looked at each other, speechless. From their words, Ling Zhao finally understood the reason. It turned out that the two were evenly matched, fighting to the point of nearly killing each other. At this moment, both were lying in medical pods, severely injured. Ordinary injuries can heal in a few hours, but this time they couldn't fight for at least a whole day. Both were eliminated, and the 6 instantly became 5, causing another buy round.
Great, only 3 left for the next round. Could it be another buy?
Ling Zhao muttered to himself in frustration. Just as he was deep in thought, on the arena, Sikong Shui was already facing the strongest fighter of the first martial school, Zhou Yuan. Zhou Yuan, holding a long sword, dressed in black combat attire, exuded an imposing aura. Junior, I didn't expect your strength to have risen so quickly. During last year's assessment, you were only at the postnatal 4th heaven level. Surprise flickered in Zhou Yuan's eyes. When they clashed last year, Sikong Shui had given her all. In just 1 year, she has leapt from the 4th level of the postnatal realm to the 1st level of the prenatal realm.
If she weren't hiding her strength, her talent would definitely be considered S-level genius.
Such a rare talent doesn't even need a spot on the planet. She can apply directly. In response to Zhou Yuan's words, Sikong Shui cast a cold glance at the ice longsword, saying nothing. Her gaze was clear and unambiguous. No more talk. Just start the battle. My strength may not match yours, but when it comes to swordsmanship, you are definitely not my opponent. Seeing Sikong Shui's move, Zhou Yuan stopped wasting words, his eyes shining fiercely.
Clang!
In an instant, instant, he drew a third-rank superior longsword. Although it lacked elemental enhancement, it emitted a sharp sword aura. What? It's actually a peak-level beginner sword technique? Zhou Yuan has actually reached this realm, Zhao Wu exclaimed in surprise. The peak-level beginner sword technique, even many sword masters at this age have not reached this realm, but Zhou Yuan has already mastered it. This sword technique greatly enhanced his combat power, giving him the ability to contend with Sikong Shui. Sorry to offend you, Zhou Yuan shouted sharply, his foot tapping the ground, transforming into a streak of light as he rushed towards Sikong Shui at top speed. The speed was extremely fast, arriving right in front of him in an instant. Return to origin sword technique, he roared, the long sword transforming into countless sword rays, fiercely slashing towards Sikong Shui. Zhao Wu's heart tightened, restraining the impulse to rush forward and save. Clang! The next moment, Sikong Shui made a move. Ice Soul sword technique. With a clear cry, her icy long sword met the sword light. Boom 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 boom. The explosion was deafening, sword energy scattered in all directions, and fragments flew, falling all over the ground. The arena floor made of third-tier materials was cracked layer by the shock, and the fragments rolled several meters before hitting the protective shield, causing no further damage. This scene shocked Zhao Wu deeply. Two experts at the first level of the innate realm can easily shatter third-tier materials that only those at the third or fourth level of the innate realm can break. This strength is truly extraordinary. While he was amazed, he also clearly saw that although Zhao Wu used a powerful sword technique, he was still at a disadvantage in front of Sikong Shui. The two seemed evenly matched, but in fact Sikong Shui stood firmly in place without moving an inch. This battle is destined to be lost. After persisting for a full hour, the fight finally came to an end. Drink! Sikong Shui shouted sharply, and the sword aura suddenly exploded, instantly increasing by several folds. That terrifying sword aura slashed toward Zhou Yuan's chest like lightning. Ha! Blood gushed out. Zhou Yuan was blasted away by the sword aura, heavily crashing into the protective shield, and then lost consciousness. Lost? If it weren't for the battle suit protecting him, Zhou Yuan would have died on the spot. Zhao Wu shook his head helplessly. This kid fought with all his might, but he was always lacking in talent. This was also Zhou Yuan's last chance. If he lost again, the Yin Yang Academy would become an eternal dream. Of course, even if he didn't lose, entering Yin Yang Academy would still be a luxury. Sikong Shueshin. The next round begins, Zhao Wu quickly announced, and the medical robot sent Zhou Yuan into the medical pod for repairs. In the next round, a muscular young man won. His defense was astonishing, and the enemy's attacks were almost powerless to shake his body. If it weren't for Zhou Yuan and Sikong Shui, he would definitely be the strongest. As this round ended, only 3 people remained on the stage. Among the 3 of you, will one be exempted by drawing lots, or will all 3 fight together, or will someone forfeit? Zhao Wu asked calmly. The matter of forfeiting was naturally directed at Ling Xiao. In his eyes, Ling Xiao was only at the 3rd level of the postnatal stage, far inferior to another expert at the 9th level of the postnatal stage and the 1st level of the prenatal stage. Ha ha, whatever, I can't win anyway. Rory laughed heartily. Seeing Sikong Shui's combat power, he had no confidence at all. Either is fine. Sikong Shui responded coldly, still extremely aloof, ignoring everyone. I suggest a free-for-all, Ling Xiao said with a smile, causing the people around to be stunned. Everyone thought he would choose to skip and gamble on luck, or directly forfeit, but unexpectedly he actively requested a free-for-all. Alright, then let's begin. Zhao Wu nodded, responded, and stepped back, leaving the last 3. You 2 go first, Sikong Shui said coldly, his tone flat, as if stating a fact. This girl is a bit tsundere. Ling Xiao shook his head helplessly. Then I'll go first. Raleigh did not idle, put on his boxing gloves, and suddenly charged at Sikong Shui. Humph! Sikong Shui let out a low snort, and a chill swept across the entire ring like a tide. Qi and blood protect the body. Rory roared, crimson energy bursting from his body, forming a shield. Boom! The cold air struck, but shockingly, Rory's blood energy shield quickly froze. In less than a few seconds, he and the shield turned into ice sculptures. Around the arena, Ling Xiao was also frozen by the cold. Victory! As expected, it's Sikong Shui. Roly managing to hold on for 5 seconds is already much better than all previous opponents. Ha! The junior just got covered in ice and turned into an ice block. Don't expect too much, he hasn't even started school yet, so it's normal for his strength to be a bit weak. At that moment, everyone was shocked. Sikong Shui was incredibly powerful, but Ling Xiao was frozen solid. Everyone silently mourned for him for 2 seconds. Since that's the case, this victory goes to Zhao Wu. Was about to announce Sikong Shui as the winner, fearing that Ling Xiao might freeze to death. Boom! Suddenly, a loud bang came from the arena. The frozen Ling Xiao suddenly broke through the ice, completely unharmed. The entire audience was silent, dumbfounded. Rory's terrifying ice prison actually shattered instantly in front of Ling Xiao? What kind of power is this? Sikong Shui also stared at Ling Xiao in shock. This aura, innate first heaven? Reaching innate first heaven at 15, an S-level genius. Inside the control room, Situ Tian's eyes widened. S-level geniuses, each one capable of shaking an entire planet. Such a genius appeared on Blue Water Star. He immediately rushed out of the control room, heading straight for the cabin where Ling Xiao was. Ling Xiao escaped, a cold smile curling at the corner of his mouth. So cold, little girl, always so icy. Be careful, no one will want you in the future. Buzz. In an instant, a scorching aura erupted from within him.
Terrifying flames instantly engulfed the arena. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
The ice layer quickly evaporated, and the cold ice and thunder melted under the high temperature.
Ah, it's on fire.
Unlucky Rowery had just escaped and immediately ran around wildly, scorched by the flames. If it weren't for the cooling effect of the martial arts suit, he would have been roasted long ago.
Hurry out.
Zhao Wu hurriedly opened a gap in the barrier. The scorching heat forced everyone to retreat repeatedly.
Rory desperately rushed out, but the gap closed instantly. Lin Xiao actually comprehended the power of fire? It wasn't recorded in the data, and his realm is innate level.
Zhao Wu looked at Lin Xiao in shock. 15 years old, innate level plus the power of fire. His talent is definitely S level. Looking across the entire Yin-Yang star system, such a genius is extremely rare.
Sikong Shue's face was solemn, beads of sweat sliding down his forehead.
Your strength is very impressive.
Ling Xiao smiled and said, not bad, you're pretty good too.
At such a young age, your swordsmanship has already reached a proficient level. Sikong Shuiyan's pupils suddenly contracted sharply.
How do you know?
Her voice was cold and sharp, revealing a trump card she had never shown before.
Mastery level swordsmanship? Impossible. Damn, mastery level swordsmanship, that's the realm of a sword grandmaster.
So it turns out Sikong Shui held back in the previous fight. Everyone was shocked. Sikong Shui hadn't even used 50% of his strength.
After hearing this, Zhou Yuan felt utterly despondent.
He had thought his swordsmanship could at least match the opponent, but now he realized the other side hadn't shown their full power at all. Thinking of this, he smiled helplessly.
Of course I noticed.
Being able to easily defeat a peak beginner swordsmanship genius is definitely not just because of one's own strength. His gaze was sharp, his voice low and firm. Don't waste time, let's start. Ling Zhao's lips curled into a cold smile. As a late-stage spear master, he easily saw through Sikong Shui's swordsmanship strength. Those sword techniques were essentially similar to spear techniques. Even if given a long sword, he could effortlessly perform skilled early-stage swordsmanship with ease.
Good. Since that's the case, I won't hold back.
Sikong Shui shouted coldly, her sword technique suddenly changing. Ice Soul sword technique. She instantly transformed into a white shadow, rushing towards Ling Xiao at lightning speed. Her movements were fierce as thunder, the sword light cutting through the air like frost. Ling Xiao slightly clenched his right hand in the void, and the surrounding fire elements instantly gathered like a flood. His hand turned into a blazing giant palm, suddenly grabbing the charging Sikong Shui. The overwhelming force firmly restrained her, leaving her powerless to struggle. Damn it, the power of extreme cold, unleash. Sikong Shui forced the extreme cold energy within her body, but felt powerless. Ling Zhao's domain of flames suppressed everything. Her S-level extreme cold ability could not even be activated.
This is impossible. Sikong Shui was shocked. Her extreme cold power was a rare S-level talent. How could it have no effect at all?
Ling Xiao did not strike directly, relying solely on flames. She restrained her, making her completely question her existence. The fire element confinement is not telekinesis. It requires strength far beyond the opponent's support. She stared in disbelief at the young boy before her. Why did he possess such terrifying power? Her master once said that even on the Sun Star, her strength would be considered a top-tier genius.
The extreme cold she concealed was not ordinary ice but a terrifying S-level supernatural ability.
I didn't expect such a genius in a remote star system.
Xiao Xue, admit defeat.
You are no match for him. His soul realm has already reached the 9th heaven of the innate stage. In her mind, the woman's voice rang out clearly. His flames are extraordinary, the S-level solar star flame, which directly counters your extreme cold power.
This guy's talent is absolutely top tier in the galaxy.
Unfortunately, my soul is damaged, so I can't see much more. But even so, don't provoke him.
Sikong Shui was stunned upon hearing this. S-level solar star flame, innate ninefold heavenly divine soul? This is the legendary SS-level genius. That is a realm only attainable by martial gods. I admit defeat.
She finally lowered her head, filled with countless grievances in her heart, but understood that she was no match for Ling Xiao. Even her master, such a super strong being, had declared failure, and she was powerless to argue. In the past month, she advanced from the 7th heaven of the postnatal realm to the 1st heaven of the prenatal realm, her master's strength far surpassing that of a martial god. Buzz! As she admitted defeat, the flame domain suddenly dissipated.
Sikong Shui slowly landed.
The crowd below and Zhao Wu were dumbfounded, staring in disbelief at this youth of only 15 or 16 years old.
Ling Xiao wins. The judge announced Ling Xiao will represent Blue Water Star to undergo assessment on Yin Yang Star.
The other students will return by spaceship afterward.
Zhao Wu finally came to his senses and exclaimed excitedly, hiss, a 15-year-old innate level powerhouse, so strong. An S-level genius. He is actually an S-level genius. How is this possible? Is he really an S-level genius? So terrifying. He used the power of flames to imprison Sikong Shui. We're dying of laughter.
Just now we thought he was lucky to have a few buys, but it turns out we're the lucky ones. The surrounding geniuses were so shocked they were speechless. Although they were defeated this time, they knew deep down that the enemy was too strong, and Sikong Kong Shui and Ling Xiao were already beyond their level.
Master, should I reveal the extreme cold power to strive for the S-level genius certification?
Only then can I participate in the assessment on Yin Yang Star. Kong Shui anxiously sought advice from his master in his mind.
Don't rush. Ling Zhao's strength has already reached S-level. If he gives the spot to you, you won't need to expose yourself.
The mysterious voice came slowly.
Low-key is the way to go.
She didn't want her disciple to be too dazzling like herself, attracting trouble.
Is it over? At this moment, an old yet commanding voice echoed throughout the arena. Everyone looked towards the sound and saw an old man flying through the air. Greetings, Inspector General. Greetings, Inspector General. Everyone saluted in unison. No need for formalities.
The inspector smiled, his gaze landing on Ling Xiao and Kong Shui. Ling Xiao, I have just uploaded the footage of your battle to the central mainframe of the Martial Arts Alliance.
After evaluation, your genius certification has been upgraded to S-level.
You do not need to occupy a quota and can directly participate in the Yin Yang Academy assessment. The remaining quotas are yours to dispose of freely. After all, you earned them. The inspector looked at Ling Xiao, his tone full of praise. Ling Xiao is an A+ level genius, while Kong Shui is a terrifying S-level genius. In the future, the two will surely become masters, even grandmasters, elevating the status of Blue Water Star. As the discoverer of these geniuses, the inspector would also receive generous rewards, naturally putting him in a great mood.
Then I'll give the spot to Kong Shui. I believe she won't waste the opportunity.
Ling Xiao smiled, his eyes meaningfully gazing at Kong Shui. Kong Shui was momentarily stunned. It was already difficult enough to receive such an honor without revealing her extreme cold power. Sure enough, he sensed my extreme cold power, but fortunately, he didn't say it outright. Ling Xiao gave her a spot, and gratitude welled up in her heart. After all, when they first met, her attitude was cold, but he held no grudges, which made her feel somewhat ashamed. Little did she know, Ling Xiao not only understood her extreme cold power,
an inexplicably powerful soul force, never seen before. Though weak, it is extraordinarily terrifying.
In life, it must have been a great power. Ling Xiao pondered. Fortunately, I have the Eternal Soul Immortality Technique, a life-level cultivation method that can block detection. Otherwise, I would have already seen through that strong aura. When Master Kong Shui tested him, he immediately sensed it and quickly concealed his aura, leaving only a faint trace. Facing a formidable enemy, Ling Xiao was especially cautious.
Since that's the case, I'll report it. By the way, it's still 15 hours to Yin Yang Star. After a day of rest, the assessment will begin.
You two should first adjust your condition and strive to enter Yin Yang Academy in one go.
After hearing this, Situ Tian smiled broadly.
The spot fell into Kong Shui's hands, and success was already a foregone conclusion. The chance to enter Yin Yang Academy suddenly soared, far surpassing that of others. As for the others, even if given the opportunity, it would be difficult for them to seize it. Zhao Wu, make arrangements to send the other students back.
They need to train properly, Situ Tian ordered coldly.
After speaking, he quickly turned and left, his heart filled with excitement. He hadn't told the chairman about this yet, but once the chairman knew, he would surely be overjoyed. Ling Xiao and Kong Shui followed the spaceship's AI guidance to their respective rooms.
Ling Xiao, thank you for the quota.
Kong Shui hesitated for a moment, then spoke sincerely.
No need to thank me. Even if I hadn't helped you, you could have secured it on your own.
Besides, once we reach Yin Yang Star, we can support each other, Ling Xiao replied with a smile. Kong Shui was stunned, then nodded firmly. If you need anything, just ask, I will never refuse. Her seriousness made Ling Xiao smile involuntarily. The young lady is cold on the outside but warm on the inside. Quite cute. He smiled helplessly, and they each returned to their rooms. Ling Xiao returned to his room, without any slackening, sat cross-legged, closed his eyes, and began to cultivate.
Time ticked by.
Ding! Spiritual energy consumed 300 points, soul severe injury repair, soul plus 300, health plus 100.
The prompt sound echoed in the mind every half hour.
Finally, the system prompt resounded. Congratulations host, soul value has increased to 10,000 points, realm breakthrough to innate tenfold heaven.
Soul qualitative transformation phase activated. Soul qualitative transformation?
Ling Xiao was shocked. At innate tenfold heaven, health condenses, true chi power doubles, and after converting to true essence, it becomes 10 times stronger. But soul qualitative transformation, he did not understand its mystery. He quickly pulled up his smartwatch and searched for information.
Buzz. Various memories of soul metamorphosis were instantly poured into his mind. It turned out that soul metamorphosis is similar to the condensation of true chi.
Once reaching the innate 10th heaven and the soul power reaches 10,000 points, soul metamorphosis can begin.
Qualitative change is divided into 10 levels. Reaching level 1 is enough for the soul to transcend and step into the master level superpower user.
This is no different from the condensation of true chi, only the name is different. Moreover, the higher the level of qualitative change, the smoother the future cultivation and the easier it is to reach the peak of strength. The same applies to the condensation of true chi. The higher the number of turns, the farther the path ahead. Although there are no records of both reaching level 10, Ling Xiao deeply knows that it must be an invincible existence. Even if I only consider the these two tenfold transformations, my strength will be 10 times that of an ordinary person's first transformation, absolutely leading. A flame ignited in his eyes, his determination firm. I must break through to the 10th transformation. I absolutely cannot lag behind. Being easily defeated by a 10th transformation expert would be disgraceful. But then his brows furrowed tightly as he thought, this path seems extraordinarily difficult. I wonder if there is a shortcut. What irritated him even more was that after reaching the innate 10th heaven, before becoming a grandmaster, his chi and soul values could no longer increase. This meant that his cheating cultivation method relying on the immortal body was completely ineffective. Trouble, really trouble. Cultivating true chi to the 10th turn and 10th level is as difficult as ascending to heaven. At the 10th level of the innate heavenly realm, only a handful of people can begin to condense true chi. Among the 20 or 30 who have condensed true chi, only one can break through to the first transformation of true chi and become a master level expert. In other words, among hundreds at the 9th level of the innate heavenly realm, only one master is born. No wonder master level experts are few and far between on Blue Water Star. Ding! Host has triggered the intention for true chi 10 turns and level 10 soul mutation. Auxiliary evolution function can be activated. Start it? The system prompt suddenly sounded, causing Ling Zhao's mind to jolt sharply. System, what is auxiliary evolution? He asked urgently. Auxiliary evolution allows the host to accumulate chi, blood, and soul values using the immortal body. The system stores these values, and once they reach a certain level, they explode, instantly increasing the number of true chi turns or the level of soul mutation. Currently, the host needs to accumulate 30,000 soul points to reach the third level soul mutation 213. Ling Xiao raised an eyebrow. So, as long as I accumulate 30,000 soul points, I can directly soar to the third level soul mutation? Exactly. The system responded coldly. The path ahead suddenly became clear. A third level soul mutation means that his current 10,000 soul points can unleash a power of 30,000. Spending an extra 10,000 soul points to gain triple the power is worth it. Thinking about the future, if soul points rise to 100,000, unleashing 300,000 power, it's like getting 20,000 points for free. If it reaches millions, tens of millions, or even billions of soul points, the returns will soar exponentially. Open. Ling Xiao did not hesitate. Ding! Auxiliary evolution activated. Attribute table updated. Please check. The attribute table popped up instantly. Name, Ling Xiao. Repair count, 1/4. Martial arts realm, innate 4th heaven. Soul realm, innate 10th heaven. Chi and blood, 4354. Each point equals 300 kilograms of strength. Soul, 10,000. Currently accumulated 240/30,000. Skill, proficient gunmanship. Late stage, 300%, 2,000/5,000. Talent, undying divine body, SSS level. Combat power times 300%. Innate Dao body, SS level. Attribute boost 3,000 times. Titanium battle body, C level. Speed times 300%. Defense times 500%. Solar star flame, S level. Cultivation method, titanium battle technique, 4th rank lower grade. Cultivation speed times 300%. Soul immortality technique, eternal level, 5th rank shattered. Power times 32. Martial arts, titanium fist technique, 4th rank lower grade. Power times 400%. Meteor gun technique, 6th rank middle grade. Power times 1000%. 9 heavens flame explosion, 6th rank top grade. Power times 1500%. Beast pet, hell 3-headed demon dragon, tier 4, 4 stars. An energy gauge has been added after the soul value. The target progress of 30,000 points has accumulated 240, which is surplus energy from strength improvement. Before reaching the grandmaster level, the soul value cannot be further increased. Just as I wished. Continue training. Ling Xiao curled a cold smile at the corner of his mouth and closed his eyes. SHHRRR. In his consciousness, he tore his soul into 10 pieces as usual. Unlike before, this time he didn't feel the slightest weakness. It seems my strength has improved. Even the undying divine body has advanced. The system's change indicates that even greater power awaits him to master. I said before, once I break through to the grandmaster level, my abilities will surely transform. It looks like it's time to upgrade. Ling Zhao's lips curled into a slight smile, excitement gleaming in his eyes. The stronger his abilities, the fiercer his combat power. This was undoubtedly good news for him. He quickly formed a huge soul hand and violently tore at the soul. Schleira. The 11th soul fragment was forcibly torn off, the soul showing no sign of weakness. Ling Xiao pressed the attack. The 12th, the 13th, 14 pieces. When the soul was torn into 20 pieces, the weakness finally set in. Limit, 20 pieces. Ling Zhao's gaze sharpened. He closed his eyes, mobilized the remaining spiritual power within his body, and began to repair the wounds. The power of the soul quickly filled the cracks. This injury was twice as severe as before, so logically the repair time should have doubled. But Ling Zhao's immortal body level had greatly increased, and the repair speed was even faster. In the end, within 30 minutes, the soul wound was completely healed. The gains had at least doubled. Regarding energy reserves, Ling Xiao had previously mistaken 70,000 mental energy for 7,000. The extra portion, originally intended to repair the star core leak, is temporarily unused. It's already 7 in the evening and there are still 4 repair opportunities tomorrow. I have to take advantage of this chance. He stroked his chin, his eyes resolute. Looking around, he finally fixed his gaze on his spear. With talent improved, wouldn't the rewards be even greater? Ling Zhao's eyes lit up as he quickly opened the martial artists alliance shop. The body would naturally repair the soul, no need for him to worry. Beep, you have a message from the Genius Certification Department, please check it. The notification sound rang, and Ling Zhao smiled. Free rewards, how could I miss out? He clicked on the message without hesitation. Buzz, a virtual projection of a middle-aged man appeared before his eyes. Respected S-level genius, the Genius Certification Department has received your realm advancement notification. The S-level benefits are as follows: 100 billion star coins, 1 4th tier, supreme cultivation method, 2 4th tier mid-grade or below martial skills, 1 4th tier mid-grade or below weapon, and 1 set of 4th tier mid-grade or below combat suit. You have already claimed the A+ level reward. The old reward must be reclaimed before the new one can be issued. If your realm has not reached the Grandmaster level, the reward cannot be issued for now. The excess star coins have been credited to your account. Please check. Ling Zhao was speechless. Do I have to return the previous rewards? Do I even have to hand back the cultivation method? Shopping Mall AI. I haven't practiced that cultivation method. What should I do? He asked. Ding. The martial arts shopping mall will erase all your memories of that cultivation method and martial skills. Without memory, you cannot use them. The technology is mature and has no side effects. If you can still use them after erasure, it will be considered adaptation and given to you for free. It has been detected that your device has memory erasure capabilities and can be operated at any time. The AI's words made Ling Zhao's eyes light up. Good grief, erase memories and send again? This confidence in technology is terrifying. Ling Zhao couldn't help but laugh out loud. Erase memories? Don't joke around. With the soul immortality technique, who can erase my memories? These flaws in the martial arts techniques have long been fixed by me, so it doesn't matter at all. If that's the case, then delete it. How am I supposed to hand over my weapons? I'm keeping the battle suit for myself. Ling Zhao said without hesitation. The battle suit is a treasure. All my attributes rely on its enhancement. Switching to a 4th tier battle suit? The other side would go crazy if they saw it. Beep. Detection indicates you are about to travel to Yin Yang Star. Upon arrival, someone will hand over new weapons and retrieve the old ones. Memory deletion protocol will commence shortly. Please prepare. The AI brain, without any alert, initiated the clearing procedure. The buzz of the smartwatch instantly released a dazzling light, shooting straight into Ling Zhao's mind. The buzz of light suddenly faded away, and everything returned to normal. Memory erasure complete. Ling Zhao was stunned. What? Just like that? I don't feel anything at all. The memory is still there? Beep. Master, the 7th level intelligent watch is extraordinary. Even the 7th level human central intelligence cannot infiltrate my main brain, let alone this subsidiary brain. The watch responded calmly. This reminded Ling Zhao of the origin of his equipment. Although it may not necessarily erase memories, it's best to be foolproof. Now, can I choose another cultivation method in 2 martial skills? He laughed. The cultivation method must be a physical body type. The first martial skill is a movement type. After all, I don't have any movement martial skills. No matter how strong the attack power is, if the speed can't keep up, it's all for nothing. The 4th stage titanium battle body is no longer enough. The cultivation methods of the surrounding warriors are all at this level, so my advantage is not apparent at all. The last one chosen is a defense type. The titanium battle body is too weak. Chose a 4th grade mid-level flame demon spear as the weapon. Alright, time to fix the loopholes. Prioritize physical body cultivation methods. Looking at the fiery spear in his hand, Ling Zhao felt a bit reluctant to change it just after getting it. Suddenly, an abnormal event erupted. Boom! The spaceship shook violently, and the alarm lights bathed the entire ship in red. Alert! The spaceship has been attacked by a dark universe portal bomb. Shields damaged by 21%. The spaceship is about to exit the dark universe. The AI brain issued a rapid alarm. Ling Zhao frowned deeply. Dark universe channel bomb? The legendary thing only used by space pirates. How did it appear in such a vast dark universe? He pondered, knowing trouble was coming. Helpless, he stepped out of the cabin. The entire spaceship was shrouded in a blood-red glow. Ling Zhao, what's happening? Sikong Shui, enveloped in a chill, stepped out by the door, her brows tightly furrowed. Maybe we've encountered space pirates. Go check the control room. Ling Zhao shook his head in response. Boom! The spaceship was struck violently once again. Sikong Shui stumbled. An ordinary person would have turned into a mist of blood under this impact long ago. Watch out! Ling Zhao was quick-eyed and quick-handed, catching Sikong Shui in his arms. Sikong Shui hadn't even reacted before she was enveloped in a warm embrace. Her face instantly flushed crimson, and her mind went blank. Alert! Alert! The spaceship is under attack. Shields damaged by 45%. Counterattack or retreat immediately. Little girl, how long do you plan to keep clinging to me? In heat? The teasing voice, accompanied by the piercing alarm, instantly snapped Sikong Shui back to reality. She hurriedly broke free from Ling Zhao's embrace. Sorry, that was an instinctive reaction just now. Ling Zhao also
also realized his inappropriate action and quickly apologized. It's okay.
Si Kong Shui put on a cold demeanor, but her flushed face betrayed her thoughts. This impact force is at the level of a 4th-rank Starry Sky weapon.
It seems we've really encountered pirates,
Ling Xiao said with a serious expression.
4th rank?
It depends on the specific level. Now that he is powerful, a master-level expert, even reaching the 5th heaven might not necessarily be a match. A master at the 5th heaven level is 16 times stronger than a master at the 1st heaven, far surpassing an ordinary innate 10th heaven.
If they have second transformation true
essence, the power doubles to 320 times. Even so, Ling Xiao is confident in defeating an expert of this level, but the 7th or 8th heaven would be difficult to handle.
Ling Xiao, are you alright?
Zhao Wu's face was pale as he ran to deliver the news. The earlier impact had left him feeling unwell.
What happened? Ling Xiao asked in confusion.
We were attacked, but I don't know the details. The inspector told me to take you all to evacuate in the escape pod, Zhao Wu said urgently. Ling Xiao and Si Kong Shui exchanged glances. The situation was serious enough to require escape, and with the inspector covering the rear, things did not look good.
Stop talking, let's go. It'll be too late if we delay any longer,
Zhao Wu urged, turning and sprinting away.
Are we leaving too?
Si Kong Shui hesitated. Abandoning her role as inspector was something she couldn't do.
Let me scout ahead first.
Ling Xiao frowned deeply, his consciousness rapidly expanding, covering a radius of 3,200 kilometers. Originally, the innate range of divine perception was about 100 kilometers at the 10th heaven level, but the soul immortality technique directly increased it by 32 times.
This kid has developed such a massive innate level divine consciousness, a prodigy.
Even the mysterious powerful being in Si Kong Shui's mind was shocked, but she did not know that Ling Xiao had deliberately blocked her perception. Otherwise, reaching the 10th level of the innate realm within an hour would have surely shocked the world. Her master's astonishment made Si Kong Shui even more curious about the young boy before her. Although he was a year or two younger than her, he was mature and steady. What a strange person, Si Kong Shui thought to herself. Ling Xiao was completely unaware of her thoughts. During the investigation, Ling Xiao discovered a green spaceship whose design style was completely different from human ships, frantically gathering energy, preparing to bombard the demon skyship.
Is it a school ship?
Ling Xiao frowned deeply.
The school race is an established powerful race in the galaxy.
When they were discovered by humans 70,000 years ago, they were already one of the top races in the galaxy, having developed over millions of years. Learning that humans have only a history of tens of thousands of years, they were completely indifferent.
The story continues. There are countless races in the galaxy,
but the rise of the human race exceeded the imagination of all other races.
In just a few tens of thousands of years, humans rapidly rose to become one of the 5 major races in the galaxy.
During this time, the 4 major races repeatedly attempted to exterminate the human race, but they were all stopped by one person, the martial god. He was an existence of ultimate power, the legend who led the human race to where it is today. Even so, among the 5 major races, humans were still the weakest and were often suppressed. Now, enemy ships have silently appeared at the human base with only one purpose, to assassinate the human geniuses, Ling Xiao and Si Kong Shui.
I just became an S-level genius, and before I could even enjoy the benefits, someone comes to assassinate me? That's too much,
Ling Xiao said, speechless and angry.
He was even more puzzled. He had only just become S-level for less than an hour, and yet an assassination plan was already underway?
There must be a traitor within the human race, and their status is not low. A cold light flashed in his eyes, but he had no intention of personally dealing with this matter. What he needed to do was eliminate these invading enemies. The divine consciousness surged into the spaceship like a tide, instantly locking the entire ship within his sea of consciousness.
Data of the strong appeared one by one.
One Grandmaster realm at the 3rd level for innate limit strong warriors, over 300 innate level, and more than 100,000 acquired level. It's a death sentence. Ling Xiao sneered coldly.
How is it, Ling Xiao?
Si Kong Shui asked anxiously upon seeing him smile.
Don't worry, I have a way. Follow me.
Ling Xiao smiled and turned to walk in the opposite direction of Zhao Wu. Si Kong Shui followed without hesitation. She was curious about Ling Xiao's trump card. Her master had said that the external Grandmaster realm at the 3rd level had reached its peak, and even the Blue Water Star chairman might not easily defeat them. But Ling Xiao was so confident. Soon, the two arrived at a huge hole in the spaceship. The external scene was fully visible. Fortunately, the battlesuit was activated, and the energy spacesuit enveloped the entire body, isolating from the vacuum.
Skull People's spaceship?
Si Kong Shui's expression changed abruptly. Her master had mentioned the enemy and their strength, but never said it was the Skull race. This race once regarded humans as food, and now their spaceship appeared prominently, causing her heart to tighten and a chilling cold to press in. If it weren't for Ling Xiao, she almost wanted her master to strike and eliminate the enemy immediately. Si Kong Shui, don't make a fuss about what just happened, Ling Xiao said with a smile as he turned back.
Si Kong Shui was stunned. Could it be that Ling Xiao wanted to fight alone? A nascent realm against a Grandmaster level, wouldn't that be courting death?
Don't worry, I definitely won't reveal it, she nodded solemnly.
Alright, This is our little secret.
Ling Xiao smiled brightly, a smile that made Si Kongshua's heart flutter slightly, a blush appearing on her face.
A secret between the two of us?
An indescribable thrill stirred deep within her heart. Elsewhere, the woman in an ice-blue long robe within Si Kongshua's sea of consciousness sighed helplessly. The disciple has been taken away again.
Hey, Xiao Hei, come off for dinner. Ling Xiao patted his pocket. Si Kongshui looked on curiously. Ah,
a childish voice came from the pocket, and an ugly three-headed little lizard poked its head out.
Is this a three-headed lizard? Si Kongshui's expression was strange.
Xiao Hei proudly raised its 3 heads, ready to receive the mortal's praise.
8 beauty. He is really ugly.
As Si Kongshui just finished speaking, Xiao Hei instantly froze.
Ow, 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 ow.
Immediately, the awakened little black bared its teeth and claws, roaring angrily at Si Kongshui in protest. How dare you say that I, the hell 3-headed demon dragon, am ugly?
That's too much.
Alright, stop arguing and go eat first.
Go, take out everyone on the spaceship.
Ling Xiao shook his head helplessly. Si Kongshui was infuriating as soon as she spoke. Xiao Hei stuck out his tongue and quickly transformed into a black shadow, flying out.
Is this little Xiao Hei okay? He looks so small. Si Kongshui asked worriedly. Don't worry, he's even stronger than me.
Ling Xiao smiled. Xiao Hei possesses super evolution abilities, and his power increases at an astonishing rate. Although evolution stops after adulthood, even before adulthood, it is difficult for Ling Xiao, despite having a system, to catch up. I didn't expect it to be a 4th level, 4-star juvenile hell 3-headed demon dragon.
This kind of ancient mutant has long been extinct.
Master Si Kongshui exclaimed in surprise. A beast of this level, when grown to its limit, might not even be a match for her at her peak.
Its appearance in this remote area is truly rare.
With his master's recognition, Si Kongshui completely believed in Xiao Hei's power.
Skull Tribe, I didn't expect you to actually find this place.
In the starry sky, Situ Tian stood in midair holding a spear, staring intently at the spaceship ahead, his emotions surging. I hope Xiao Wu can successfully take Ling Xiao and Si Kongshui away.
Damn it,
I should have known that 90% of S-level geniuses get assassinated.
Situ Tian was filled with regret. He should have immediately returned to Blue Water Star upon learning that Ling Xiao was an S-level genius. But if he returned, the enemy's pursuit would doom the entire planet.
To kill an S-class genius, the enemy did not hesitate to massacre entire stars. At this point, it is necessary to explain why sound can be heard in the starry sky. As everyone knows, sound transmission requires a medium. On Earth, it is air, ground, or metal.
Research shows that the harder the medium, the faster the sound travels.
Air is about 340 meters per second, while metal can reach kilometers per second.
Although outer space vacuum contains no matter, it has a spatial structure.
As long as a specific frequency is used to produce sound, the space will vibrate, allowing sound to be transmitted even through the vacuum.
Moreover, the propagation speed is astonishing, reaching the speed of light.
Ordinary people cannot achieve this, only those who have reached the master level can control this frequency.
Ha ha ha.
Suddenly, wild laughter echoed inside the spaceship. A school warrior, 5 meters tall with green skin and dressed in black combat armor, flew out of the spaceship.
Blue Water Star, Situ Tian the inspector.
I didn't expect your little Blue Water Star to have an S-level genius and an A+ level genius, and even send an old master like you, a first heaven grandmaster, to guard it.
The school warrior Polira sneered as he stared at Situ Tian.
In his eyes, the highest level of true chi among humans is only the first turn, not worthy of being ranked alongside the 5 major races. At this moment, his face was full of arrogance. For Skirk cultivators, after reaching the 10th innate heaven, they need second turn true chi to advance to the master level.
The difficulty of the second turn is comparable to the first turn for humans.
Therefore, master level school warriors are generally twice as strong as human warriors.
Enough nonsense.
Over the years, you have slaughtered so many of my tribe's geniuses, and today, I will settle the score with you once and for all. Situ Tian roared in fury, his body suddenly erupting with wild master level true energy, the black true energy swirling around like a violent storm.
Rumble. The ground trembled, the true energy currents tore through the air, deafeningly loud. Humans who overestimate themselves. Polira sneered coldly, her gaze sharp as a blade. Boom.
The green true energy coiled around her body like a venomous snake, her aura several times stronger than Situ Tian's, the oppressive force suffocating.
Good opportunity. Shadow Demon Cannon, blast him thoroughly.
Situ Tian roared, and behind him, the demon skyship suddenly emitted a jet of pitch black light.
A huge black cannon beam tore through the sky, heading straight for Polira.
Polira was stunned, a curse slipping out. Damn it, that old bastard really knows how to play dirty. He instantly gathered all his strength, green true energy forming an indestructible shield in front of him.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
A deafening roar shook the sky as the shadow demon cannon struck the shield, explosions and flames soaring high, the firelight reddening the night sky, shaking the earth beneath.
Situ Tian stared at the center of the explosion, his mind tense. Have we won? The shadow demon cannon is still charging. The next shot will take at least 10 seconds.
10 seconds, to him, was the dividing line between life and death. What unsettled him even more was that Polira's spaceship showed no reaction at all, as if the captain's life or death meant nothing to them.
Amidst the explosion dust. A cold snort blew away the dust.
Polyra emerged before Situtian unharmed, snorting coldly, the green true essence on his body exuding a chilling aura.
Old thing, no matter how many schemes and tricks you have, they can't compare to the gap in strength.
He disdainfully shook off the dust on his body, his tone full of contempt.
Situtian smiled bitterly. No effect? Just as I expected.
He did not expect to kill Polyra, but seeing the other unharmed, he couldn't help but feel a wave of discouragement. If it were him, he would have been blasted to ashes by that cannon long ago.
Is the gap in strength really that big?
Since you have no moves left, I'll take matters into my own hands, old man. Polyra snorted coldly, his green true energy suddenly bursting forth, his whole body enveloped in a terrifying glow. He stretched out his right hand, and green energy surged like a flood, condensing into a huge energy sphere.
Die, old thing.
A roar tore through the night sky, and the green radiance suddenly surged.
At this critical moment, a deafening dragon roar thundered from the depths of the endless void. A massive dark shadow suddenly appeared. The three-headed giant dragon's bloodthirsty mouths opened wide, instantly devouring Polyra.
Blood! The sound of swallowing shook the starry sky, leaving everyone dumbfounded. The three-headed black dragon circled in the starry sky, its black scales reflecting the starlight, exuding the aura of a deity's arrival.
Boom!
Suddenly, a huge energy ball exploded inside the giant dragon's belly, deafeningly loud.
Everyone's hearts tightened, expecting Polyra to burst out of its body. But in the next moment, the black dragon just let out a loud burp with a hic sound. Everyone's faces instantly turned pale. Dead. Impossible. Lord Polyra's vital signs have disappeared.
Inside the school spaceship, everyone was in complete panic, the shadow of death looming over their hearts.
Hurry! Start the ship. Escape immediately. Still not leaving. Do you want to die?
A schooler with an innate extreme physique shouted in panic. In an instant, everyone woke up as if from a dream, suddenly pushing the spaceship's power to the limit.
Boom!
The massive spaceship, roaring with its engines, broke through the air in an instant, moving at a speed that was dazzling to the eyes.
Roar!
Xiao He would never allow them to escape easily. Among the three heads, one suddenly howled towards the sky, its voice shaking the heavens and the earth.
Dark clouds rapidly gathered ahead, like a black giant wave, instantly engulfing the spaceship. Bang!
The spaceship rushed into the dark clouds and was immediately held fast, as if locked by an invisible giant hand.
Roar!
Xiao He roared angrily, his massive body transforming into a streak of black light, swiftly charging deep into the dark clouds.
Rumble! What followed were successive loud booms, deafening, shaking Situ Tianxin's mind violently.
Yes, run for your life. Stunned for several seconds, Situ Tian suddenly snapped back to his senses and rushed quickly into the spaceship. Activate the shield and fully engage the maximum engine power. Without hesitation, he headed straight to the control room and gave orders to the ship's AI. Buzz! The spaceship instantly radiated brilliant light, its protective shield shining like an iron wall. Immediately after, the demon skyship transformed into a streak of black light, rushing towards the distance. But except for Ling Xiao and Si Kongshui still at the gap, no one noticed. At the very moment the spaceship started, a fist-sized black mist flew back. The black mist slid into Ling Xiao's hand along the gap, instantly dispersing, and Little Black landed safely. Brr! Little Black let out a full burp, gave Si Kongshui a glare, and slipped into Ling Xiao's pocket. This little guy really holds grudges. Ling Xiao helplessly smiled and shook his head. I didn't expect it to be so small, yet its strength is astonishingly powerful. Si Kongshui was shocked by the power that Little Black had just displayed. Of course, a three-headed hell demon dragon, with pure bloodline, and blood potential reaching level 5, equivalent to a cultivator's 5th stage true chi.
Its realm is stronger than the opponent's. After fusion, instantly killing the enemy is effortless.
Si Kongshui's master calmly explained. After hearing this, Si Kongshui was extremely shocked in her heart that this young man Ling Xiao actually harbored such a secret.
Work's done, but the spaceship is severely damaged. It can only continue Dark Universe travel after repairs. It seems we will be late arriving at Yen Yang Star.
Ling Xiao looked at the busy nano-repair robots, frowning slightly.
Where is everyone? Where did they all go? Why has the spaceship started?
Zhao Wu stood beside the lifeboat, his face full of confusion. Inside the room, Ling Xiao glanced at the time. It was already 11:30. The day was coming to an end. It seems there is no time to cultivate the martial arts method, so I can only repair the star core vulnerability first. He sighed and took a star core out of his pocket. The new weapon is arriving soon, so the old one won't be repaired for now. The newly exchanged martial arts method and 2 martial skills need to be cultivated to a perfect state before repairing. Otherwise, after repair, they would have to be painstakingly practiced from the beginning again, which is extremely costly.
System, repair this star core. Ling Xiao ordered without hesitation.
Ding! Detected a level 3 light attribute star core with 7.8 million vulnerabilities.
Start repair? A prompt sounded, entering the mind. 7,800,000 vulnerabilities.
Ling Xiao's pupils contracted slightly. This was already at the level of a 7th rank star core. The fire star core flaw he had previously created was only in the hundreds of thousands, making the difficulty of repair astonishingly different. A 6th rank star core, that's all. In light attribute abilities, the weakest is the illumination ability, which only emits light and can't even be
considered an attack, yet it can still be rated as E-level. Ling Xiao sneered. A slightly stronger one is the A-level power of light. Even more powerful is the S-level power of brightness. By this calculation, this star core is very likely an SS-level supernatural ability. What kind of power is it exactly? It's truly intriguing.
A ruthless gleam flashed in his eyes as Ling Xiao clicked repair without hesitation.
Ding! Command received, starting star core repair. In an instant, a crisp prompt sounded, followed by a dazzling light bursting forth from the milky white star core. The star core instantly became even more mysterious, the number of runes skyrocketing as if torn apart by an invisible force, tens of thousands of runes rapidly spreading out. Soon, several crystal-clear white star cores appeared in Ling Xiao's hand, emanating a powerful aura that was awe-inspiring. Ding! Congratulations to the host for repairing 7.8 million star core flaws and obtaining the 7th rank 7-star Holy Light Star Core. Upon consumption, you can awaken the SS-level supernatural ability power of Holy Light and gain a large reserve of soul energy. The system prompt echoed in his mind, and Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. SS-level Holy Light power? Good stuff. Although he knew the high rank, he was completely unaware of its specific power. In human history, there had never been a genius possessing Holy Light power. Generally, the talent level of an Esper corresponds to their ability level. For example, Luo Lingxuan, as long as she trains properly, can easily become a C-level genius, even pushing towards B-level, while the swordsmanship genius Zhou Yuan can, relying on his talent and C-level ability, obtain an A-level talent certification. A genius with SS-level ability, if not a waste, must be a top-tier existence, but such talents are extremely rare in the entire tribe, with the highest talent only reaching S-level. With this thought, Ling Xiao decisively swallowed the star core into his abdomen. Rumble! A violent force like a flood instantly surged into his sea of consciousness, and the vast soul energy rapidly converged. Soon, a massive soul light sphere formed in his mind, containing energy far beyond before, at least 1,000 times the previous reserve of 70,000 points. Excitement flickered in Ling Xiao's eyes. 7th level energy, the repair speed will inevitably be faster, and strength improvement is just around the corner. Buzz! At this moment, a dazzling light illuminated the sky above the sea of consciousness, countless light points frantically converging, and the light sphere rapidly expanding. Compared to the golden fireball beside it, this light sphere emitted a more dazzling holy light supernatural power. The light sphere rapidly expanded, several times larger than the solar star flame fireball, before slowly coming to a stop. This is enough to prove that the power of the holy light far surpasses that of the solar flame. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully awakening the power of the holy light. Soul energy reserves have increased to 80 million points. The prompt sound echoed in his mind as Ling Xiao slowly opened his eyes. Buzz! He clenched his fist slightly, and a dazzling white light instantly burst forth from his palm. Howl! Suddenly, a low growl erupted from Ling Xiao's pocket. Xiao He quickly stretched out 3 fierce little heads, eyes full of vigilance as they stared at the holy light orb in his hand, baring teeth and growling lowly, full of hostility. The Hell 3-headed demon dragon system once said it is a dark-type star beast. In its juvenile stage, it can only control S-level dark power, but as it grows, it can master SSS-level extreme Yin power. If it reaches its limit, it can even awaken hellish power far surpassing SSS level. These 3 types of dark energy counteract the holy light power. No wonder it hates the holy light so much. Ling Xiao looked at Xiao Hei's expression and couldn't help but laugh. Then, he withdrew the holy light energy in his hand. Ow! Seeing this, Xiao Hei quickly let down his guard, and the 3 heads affectionately rubbed against Ling Xiao, showing a face full of pleading expression. Alright, go back to sleep. Ling Xiao shook his head helplessly. Ding! A new day. The host has gained 4 chances to fix bugs. The system prompt suddenly sounded, striking directly into Ling Xiao's mind. Eyes lighting up, Ling Xiao secretly rejoiced. Refreshed? But I haven't learned any cultivation methods or martial skills yet. I'll fix the bugs later. He closed his eyes, his consciousness entering the consciousness martial arena, and began studying the martial secret technique he had previously obtained, the blood explosion technique. This technique is extremely domineering, capable of instantly igniting the blood within the body and unleashing terrifying power. Although it is a 4th-rank supreme skill, in the blood explosion state, its power surges 6-fold, far surpassing the level of most skills of the same rank. Under normal circumstances, a 6-fold boost is at least the standard for 5th-rank techniques. The cost is severe. Once the blood explodes, 90% of the vital energy in blood is consumed, and an ordinary person would need decades to recover, or even die. But Ling Xiao possesses the undying divine body, making this his divine skill. With the blood explosion technique, my power skyrockets when I explode my blood. It's absolutely exhilarating, and it's easy to cultivate. As long as you dare to fight, you can easily reach the ultimate blood explosion, he said with a smile, quickly entering a state of cultivation. With his innate Dao body, progress was rapid. In just 2 hours, the bloodstorm technique was cultivated to perfection. Ling Xiao did not stop. He immediately turned to the fire step body technique and the defensive martial skill Black Gold Battle Body. Although Black Gold Battle Body is a mid-level 4th-rank martial skill with a 5-fold defense boost and is strong, it is still not as rare as the titanium titanium battle body.
Ling Xiao knew that the titanium battle body had reached its limit, while the black gold battle body was not yet fully developed and had great potential. Although these two martial skills are fourth rank, even with a powerful Dao body, it still takes time to cultivate them to perfection. Fortunately, he had a full day at his disposal. After closing his eyes, Ling Xiao continued to cultivate. Inside his sea of consciousness, he tore apart his soul and reshaped it.
Ding! Fire flame step successfully entered. Ding! Fire flame step proficiency achieved. Ding! Fire flame step mastered.
In just 3 hours, Ling Xiao mastered the body technique and martial skills. For ordinary people, progressing from mastery to perfection often takes a lifetime of hard work. The essence of martial skills can only be fully grasped through countless life and death experiences. Apart from the creator, very few can control this power.
Ding! Soul severe injury repair successful. Gain 600 soul points, 200 health points. Martial realm advancement, innate 8th heaven.
Current soul reserve 12,000/30,000. More than 10 minutes later, the notification sound struck Ling Xiao's mind. It only took him a little over 10 minutes to repair a soul injury, and there were as many as 20 tiers. Calculated, he could accumulate more than 2,000 soul points in an hour, and his health points could also increase by 7 to 800. It has been less than 5 hours since taking the new star core. Innate 10th heaven, within reach, keep pushing forward. Ling Xiao's mouth curled slightly, closing his eyes as he immersed himself in cultivation.
Time ticked by.
Ding! Fire flame step cultivation has reached the perfect level. Combined with the power of flames, speed increased by 450%. If fused with stronger fire-type supernatural abilities, speed will grow explosively.
3 hours later, the system prompt sounded again.
Ling Xiao stopped and stared at his soul. Only a small gap remained to be repaired. A wave of fluctuation burst out with a buzz, and the gap instantly healed.
Ding! Soul critical injury repair successful. Soul value 600 points, health value 200 points. Martial realm advancement, innate 10th heaven. Health reserve function activated.
Soul reserve 19,000/30,000. Health reserve 100/30,000. Ling Xiao smiled. The dual limits of his physical body and soul at the innate stage were finally achieved. At this rate, the soul reserve will be full in no time. He felt a leap in his own strength, with an immeasurable potential for explosive power in the future.
Next step, black gold battle body.
His eyes flickered. Ling Xiao closed them, focusing on evolving the black gold battle body. The principle of the black gold battle body is similar to that of the titanium battle body, but the way the true energy condenses is different.
Although its stats are slightly inferior, its defense is extremely strong.
Within 5 hours, Ling Xiao refined the black gold battle body to perfection.
Ding! Black gold battle body perfected. Full power burst defense increased by 500%. Ding! Soul reserve full at 30,000 points. Soul metamorphosis is about to begin. 2 alerts shook his mind.
Completed together, a perfect conclusion. Suddenly, the soul trembled violently. Mysterious runes burned rapidly like flames around the soul. Impurities were incinerated and refined.
In the endless void, pure spiritual power surged forth. This power is completely different from the foreign soul force granted by the star core. It is the true soul aura that belongs to Ling Xiao.
Ling Xiao felt the resonance of the soul, the power bursting toward its limit. It was like a piece of a puzzle that had been cut out.
So this is the soul that the system helped me accumulate? So I'm only using it now. Ling Xiao's eyes sparkled with shock and excitement.
The power of the soul surged in like a torrent, and he clearly felt the essence of the soul rapidly ascending. This was not a simple expansion, but a complete qualitative change. With 30,000 points of soul reserves injected, his soul strength instantly tripled, reaching a third-level qualitative change.
Ding! The first stage of soul qualitative change is complete. Entering the second stage. Soul reserves required 100,000 points. Upon completion, the host's soul qualitative change level will rise to level 6.
The system voice came coldly.
100,000 points? At my current speed, it won't take long.
Ling Xiao sneered, completely unconcerned. Invest a little now, and the future gains will far exceed this amount.
With strength improving, the next step is to repair the cultivation techniques.
System, repair all flaws in the cultivation technique, blood rage technique, and the martial skills flame step and black gold battle body. As soon as the voice command was given, the system immediately responded.
Ding! Command accepted. Starting repair. Boom!
A violent energy poured in like a flood, instantly surging into Ling Xiao's sea of consciousness.
In his memory, a transcendent cultivation method and 2 ultimate skills rapidly took shape, flawless and perfect.
Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly, shocked as he muttered to himself, so this is how it is.
Ding! Repaired 39.8 million vulnerabilities in blood rage technique, obtained 8th rank cultivation method heavenly demon disintegration, repaired 2.8 million vulnerabilities in flame.
Step, obtained 7th rank martial skill flame dragon flash, repaired 3.8 million vulnerabilities in black gold battle body, obtained 7th rank martial skill star battle body. The 3 martial arts techniques are all at least 7th rank, with the highest reaching 8th rank.
The name alone made Ling Xiao's heart tremble. Demonic disintegration, just hearing it was thrilling.
This technique clearly has a self-destructive attribute, but combined with his immortal body, it's simply invincible, unable to be killed yet capable of bursting forth power, a true super survivor.
He quickly opened the introduction. Demonic disintegration, an exclusive technique of the cosmic super race, the demons, originally limited to demons only, now unrestricted.
By sacrificing parts of one's own body, one gains immense power.
The more
sacrificed, the stronger the power. The demon race can slowly regenerate their bodies, making it difficult for other races to cultivate. This is a pure burst-type technique and cannot accelerate cultivation progress.
Ling Xiao nodded in praise, exactly as he wished.
It didn't matter that the cultivation speed was slow. He relied not on meditation or martial arts practice, but on self-inflicted bursts.
Let's test the effect first. A cold smile curled at the corner of his mouth as he unhesitatingly activated the demonic disintegration. Boom!
With a muffled explosion, his left hand suddenly shattered, turning into a blood mist filling the sky.
Buzz! Blood surged back into his body like a tide.
In an instant, he felt his strength increase tenfold.
The blown-off arm rapidly healed under the blessing of the undying divine body, almost instantly restoring to full. Ding!
Host's injury has recovered from minor wounds, consuming 20 chi and blood points, chi and blood value plus 20, the system prompt sounded. Just an arm for Ling Xiao now, it doesn't even count as pain. This is merely the level of an ordinary person getting a small scratch on the skin, not comparable at all. A flesh wound would take days to heal, but Ling Xiao's hand instantly returned to its original state.
This effect is truly amazing.
Just with one hand, my strength has increased tenfold.
What if I sacrifice my whole body? How powerful would I become then?
A trace of greed flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes.
Something's wrong.
Suddenly, he furrowed his brows tightly and his gaze abruptly turned to his soul.
The soul was missing a corner.
So this cultivation method sacrifices both the body and the soul together. No wonder the strength can instantly skyrocket.
Ling Xiao suddenly realized.
With one hand boosted tenfold, if half the body is sacrificed, the strength will definitely soar more than 30 times.
This kind of enhancement is beyond what an 8th level cultivation technique can achieve. The cost is definitely more than just the physical body.
Fortunately, both my soul and body can self-repair. The soul recovers more slowly, but the difference is insignificant. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao revealed a smile. Just right, the repair period can also allow her to adapt to the suddenly increased physical strength. After all, a rapid increase in strength requires an adaptation period. His gaze shifted to the other two martial arts. Flame Dragon Step. Condense the power of fire. Unleash the speed of the flame dragon. The higher the fire level, the faster the speed.
Basic effect 1500%.
Stellar Battle Body. Draw the power of the stars from the heavens. Converge instantly, greatly enhancing physical defense and some strength. Combined with S-level supernatural power of the stars, defense bursts to 2000%, normally reaching 1500%.
Ling Xiao nodded with satisfaction. Both martial arts techniques are at the 7th level, incredibly powerful. System, open my attribute sheet. Attribute table. Name, Ling Xiao. Repair count, 1/4.
Martial Realm, innate tenfold heaven, 3900/30,000. Soul Realm, innate 10th heaven, stage 3, 100/50,000.
Health, 10,000, 1 point equals 300 kilograms strength. Soul, 10,000. Skill,
Spear Technique, late proficiency, 300%, 2000/5000. Talent, Undying Divine Body, SSS level, combat power times 300%, innate Tao Body, SS level, blessing 3000 times, Solar Star Flame, S level, Holy Light Power, SS level. Cultivation Method, Titanium Battle Decision, 4th rank lower grade, cultivation speed times 300%, Soul Immortality Decision, Eternal level, 5th rank shattered, 32 times, Demon Disintegration, 8th rank. Martial Skills, Titanium Fist Technique, 4th rank lower grade, 400%, Falling Star Spear Technique, 6th rank middle grade, 1000%, 9 Heavens. Flame Explosion, 6th rank top grade, 1500%, Flame Dragon Step, 7th rank middle grade, 1500%, Star Battle Body, 7th rank middle grade, 1500%. Beast Pet, Hell 3-headed Demon Dragon, SSS level, 4th rank 6 stars.
Ling Xiao looked at the attribute table, extremely satisfied. With the heavenly demon disintegration, my body and soul can rapidly improve in sync. There are exactly 10 hours left. I wonder how high a realm I can reach. Excitement flickered in his eyes as he suddenly activated the heavenly demon disintegration.
The heavenly demon disintegration sacrifices the soul along with the body. Ling Xiao did not sacrifice 99% of his body at once, only 95%. After all, his soul could not withstand more than 1/20th of the damage.
Boom!
In an instant, Ling Xiao's body exploded violently, turning into a blood mist filling the sky.
Only a beating heart remained in the void. The terrifying aura emitted by this heart shocked even Ling Xiao himself.
With a 30-fold enhancement, the power multiplied by 30 times, the impact far beyond imagination. He vaguely felt that this was not the limit. The more sacrifices made, the stronger the power.
If anyone knew Ling Xiao.
At this moment, Ling Xiao was incredibly shocked in his heart.
He only had one heart left, yet he could still fight? It was simply absurd.
However, the fact was that his strength remained extraordinarily powerful.
Buzz!
Buzz! A surge of scorching energy instantly poured into that solitary heart. In an instant, blood and muscle grew wildly like vines.
In just 1 second, Ling Zhao's severe injuries were completely erased and his body was restored to its original state.
What's even more astonishing is that his breath shows no sign of weakening. This means that the power of the sacrifice is still burning. Ling Zhao knew clearly in his heart that this power would last at least 5 minutes. If he couldn't defeat the enemy within 5 minutes, it would be difficult to have a chance of victory even after an hour. More importantly, his soul only needed 15 minutes to fully recover. In other words, after the battle power boost disappeared, if he could hold on for another 10 minutes, he could erupt again. Of course, if even a 30-fold enhancement cannot defeat the enemy, then escaping after his strength recovers would be just a dream.
This is only the current situation.
In the future, as the soul repair speed soars, he might even achieve a terrifying state of 30-fold combat power activation per second. At that time, Ling Zhao will truly be invincible. The explosive power of this cultivation method is absolutely shocking.
In a short time, I don't need to switch at all.
Feeling the surging power within his body, Ling Zhao revealed a confident smile at the corner of his mouth. At this moment, even a Grandmaster level 9 Heavens expert would probably be no match for him. Time flies, and Ling Zhao continues to cultivate. After each eruption of the demonic god body, he needs more than 10 minutes to recover.
Each time he recovers, the power of his body and soul surges dramatically. Ding!
Soul and body critical injury repair successful. Soul value 600 points. Health value 600 points.
Ding!
Soul and body critical injury repair successful. Soul value 600 points. Health value 600 points.
Ding!
Soul and body critical injury repair successful. Soul value 600 points. Health value 600 points. As time passed, his accumulated soul value and health value continuously increased, with a combined total increase of 2,400 points per hour. After 10 hours, the repair count refreshed. Well prepared, Ling Zhao took out a bottle of bright red liquid. It was the blood essence he refined after killing a third tier 3-star star beast on Star Beast planet number 10. He injected the essence into his body, quickly filling all the gaps.
Ding!
Repaired 80,000 tier 3 3-star flesh essence gaps. Obtained 1 portion of tier 5 star beast flesh essence. After consumption, blood and energy reserves increased by 800,000. A flash of light passed by, making the essence in the bottle appear even more concentrated. Howl! A childish, delicate cry came from the pocket, and Xiaohei excitedly flew out, staring eagerly at the flesh essence in his hand, drooling. "You little guy, your nose is really sharp,
but I can't give you all of this."
Ling Zhao shook his head and smiled. "My chi and blood reserves have been half depleted, so I'll replenish with this 5th level.
Flesh and blood essence first.
Unfortunately, the level isn't high, but the 800,000 reserves are enough for me to use for a while." Seeing how excited Little Black was, Ling Zhao helplessly took half a bottle for himself and gave the other half to Little Black. After all, this little guy consumes astonishingly. The more than 100,000 reserves given before were already used up long ago. Without eating those skull aliens, it's impossible to reach 6th level 6-star. Xiaohei instantly swelled several times in size and swallowed it in one gulp. Brr! Satisfied, he burped and hid back in Ling Zhao's pocket to continue sleeping. 400,000 energy is simply not enough for this guy. Looks like I need to find the blood and flesh essence of a 4th level star beast. Xiaohei hid away and continued to sleep, a gleam of sharpness flashing in Ling Zhao's eyes. As long as he could absorb the blood and flesh essence of a 4th level star beast, his chi and blood reserves would increase by
at least tens of millions after enhancement.
At that time, with Xiaohei easily supplying it, he would be like a tiger with wings. Unfortunately, 4th level star beasts were hard to find.
The spaceship is almost here.
I'll try to condense my true chi to the 3rd transformation. There must be plenty of 4th level star beasts. Ling Zhao checked the flight path, the yin-yang star close at hand, then closed his eyes to continue cultivating. Vital energy reserve at 30,000 points, beginning true energy condensation. 3 hours later, the system alert suddenly sounded, and Ling Zhao abruptly opened his eyes. Boom! A violent force instantly surged into the dantian, true energy spinning rapidly, condensing into drops of pale golden liquid at the center.
3rd stage true energy has become liquid. Will the 10th stage be solid?
If so, it's practically the golden core from novels.
Ling Zhao marveled, the true energy liquid's power far surpassing before, its strength tripling.
Vital energy surged wildly, the dantian filled with pale golden true energy.
Ding!
True chi successfully condensed to the 3rd stage, blood and chi quality improved. 1 point of blood in chi equals 900 kilograms of strength.
A new prompt entered Ling Zhao's mind, his eyes lighting up.
It is difficult to increase blood and chi values before reaching the Grandmaster level, but the strength represented by each point of blood and chi can vary. At the 10th stage of true chi, 1 point of blood in chi equals 3,000 kilograms of strength.
Advancing to Grandmaster can multiply
this by 10 times, reaching 30,000 tons of strength.
The physical body's strength will far surpass that of an ordinary Grandmaster.
Ling Zhao was shocked in his heart. His 1st level heavenly body was already close to the 6th level of a Grandmaster. Once he broke through to the next realm, ordinary great Grandmasters would be no match at all. The system is too too powerful. I must race against time to train and break through as soon as possible. He smiled confidently. Beep beep, the spaceship has arrived above the yin-yang star system and is about to land.
Gravity is 100 times Earth's standard. Those who cannot withstand it, activate the combat suit's anti-gravity device. The cold electronic voice echoed through the ship.
Ling Xiao stood up, walked to the window, gazed at the vast starry sky, and stretched his waist. Around a huge cold white star, thousands of planets orbited and rotated, like a massive living organism.
The smallest life-bearing planet is still 10 times larger than Blue Water Planet, and Earth is even more insignificant.
The planet's rotation speed is adjusted to Earth's standard, with a 24-hour day and night changing according to time zones. Blue Water Planet is the same. Even after traveling through 100,000 years, time still flows precisely.
Only after a 14-hour journey was the true secret of Earth's origin as the birthplace of humanity revealed.
This star system's primary star is more than 100 times larger than the sun.
That star, even bigger than the sun, must be the flame sun, right?
Ling Xiao's eyes shone brightly as he gazed at the magnificent star system before him, his heart filled with overwhelming awe. The sun's diameter is 1,000 times that of Earth, and its volume is hundreds of thousands of times greater, while the flame sun before him has a volume at least 1,000,000 times that of Earth.
Logically,
the gravity of such a colossal planet should be over 1,000 times that of Earth, but the entire planet is covered with a powerful anti-gravity field, making the actual gravity only about 100 times. Of course, if needed, the gravity can be adjusted down to Earth's level, but this is the flame sun. Only those strong enough to reach the postnatal realm or above can survive under this 100-fold gravity.
As long as one's realm reaches the first level of the postnatal realm, they qualify to relocate from thousands of life-bearing planets to the flame sun and become residents here.
In other words, everyone here is a strong individual at least at the postnatal level. Thinking of this, Ling Xiao's heart raced, overwhelmed with indescribable shock.
Ling Xiao, prepare to disembark.
Zhao Wu's voice came through the broadcast.
Let's go. Time to see my new weapon.
The 4 repair chances just refreshed. I'll use them right away. Ling Xiao's lips curled into a confident smile as he stepped out of the spaceship. On the other side, Xikong Shui stared at the massive planet drawing closer, anger and unwillingness flashing in his eyes.
Master, I have really come. I can finally meet that person.
Master once said, by becoming my disciple, no talent in the small yin-yang star system or even the galaxy can surpass you.
Don't be distracted by trivial matters.
The voice of the extreme cold sovereign echoed in her ear. A spiritual shadow slowly emerged, looking at the yin-yang star with contempt. To her, this planet was as insignificant as a grain of sand. At her peak, the territory she ruled was even more vast than this immense star system.
What about Ling Xiao? Can I surpass him? Xikong Shui suddenly asked.
The master smiled helplessly. Of course. Once you have fully cultivated the Extreme Cold Supreme's Extreme Cold Sacred Scripture and awakened the Extreme Cold Sacred Power, then all those so-called geniuses from the wilderness will have to die. The Extreme Cold Supreme sneered. This was no boast. The is higher than SSS level, while Ling Xiao had only comprehended the S-level solar star flame.
Surpassing him would be easy.
I will work hard, master. Whether it's that person or Ling Xiao, I will surpass them all.
Xikong Shui's expression was resolute, and the Supreme Cold laughed as he nodded. Good disciple, keep up the effort.
This little girl is really pure. The Supreme Cold thought with a secret smile. After all, even she hadn't mastered the Great Cold Scripture, let alone this child.
Xikong Shui, the spaceship has arrived.
Ling Xiao's voice suddenly came from outside the cabin door.
Okay.
Xikong Shui's smile instantly brightened, completely forgetting the previous hostility, and she rushed out. The Extreme Cold Supreme immediately turned to stone. So foolish, how did I end up with such a naive disciple? She was so angry her lungs ached, and in the end, she had no choice but to fly back into Xikong Shui's body to hide. Rumble rumble, the ground shook as the demon skyship slowly landed on the massive landing pad. Situ Tian led Ling Xiao and Xikong Shui off the ship. Looking around, tens of thousands of ships were densely docked, but each stayed only a few minutes before taking off again. Ling Xiao, Xikong Shui, welcome to Yin Yang Star. We're just here to deliver you, and can only stay for 10 minutes. The assessment starts promptly at 8 tomorrow morning. You can look around here first. Remember, be punctual. If you're late, you'll have to come back next year. Be very careful during the assessment. Only those who survive are the ultimate winners. Even geniuses die and are forgotten.
After seeing off Ling Xiao and Xikong Shui, Situ Tian's gaze was firm, and his tone steady. We understand.
Please rest assured, Inspector. Ling Xiao's lips curled slightly, his heart fearless. With his current strength, unless he encounters a super master level expert who can crush him to bits, even if injured and only a fragment of his body remains, he can instantly regenerate. Xikong Shui had even less to worry about. Although her master was only a remnant soul, he could easily kill star-level strong opponents, protecting her without concern. Strangely, this little girl remained cold and indifferent once she was outside, only showing another side when she was with Ling Xiao.
Alright, I'll leave first.
Be careful, and I'll come to pick you up after the assessment is over.
Although Situ Tian was worried, he glanced at the time, leapt onto the spaceship, and quickly departed. After Situ Tian left, Ling Xiao looked around and found that 1,000,000 geniuses had already gathered here, both male and female. Everyone sized each other up, and seeing that Ling Xiao and Sikong Shui were only about 15 or 16 years old, they were curious, which planet were these geniuses from? So young and already representing in the competition, and there were two of them. But upon seeing that their cultivation was only at the first innate level, they lost interest. Here, the first innate level was equivalent to A+ to S rank. There were hundreds of S-rank geniuses in the square, mostly around 20 years old, at the 7th or 8th innate level. Ling Xiao scanned the surroundings, marveling at the concentration of geniuses here, many of whom were innate strong individuals. He even saw several S-level experts at the half-step grandmaster level, all barely in their early 20s. This made him deeply realize that if he stayed in a small place, he would never be able to come into contact with such top-tier talents. Do you have something to discuss? Ling Xiao asked Sikong Shui beside him. It's nothing, she replied coldly. I'm going to the Warriors Alliance to exchange weapons. Do you want to come? After all, they couldn't leave the young girl alone. The Warriors Alliance was not far from the square. Okay, I'll go claim the reward for comprehension too. Sikong Shui nodded. Ling Xiao then remembered that her talent had been upgraded to A+, so the reward was naturally more generous. Let's go. The two of them walked toward the Martial Artists Alliance building. This square is located in the center of the imperial capital of the Yin-Yang Star, covering more than 400 square kilometers, with a length and width of about 20 kilometers each. Every year, millions of super geniuses from different planets gather here, waiting for the test that will change their fate. Complete supporting facilities, a 5-story medical building and a 10,000-meter-tall Warriors Alliance building. Here, the geniuses' food, clothing, housing, and transportation are all well arranged because they are the future of the Yin-Yang Star system and even the entire human race. A few minutes later, Ling Xiao and Sikong Shui followed the crowd into the Warriors Alliance building. Soon, the two changed into new weapons. Ling Xiao had in his hand a 4th-rank mid-grade Flame Demon Spear, a legendary weapon said to be fused with the core of the Flame Demon Star. And the Flame Demon is Flame Sun Star, 500 light-years away, a beast star perpetually shrouded in blazing flames. A formidable race was born here. Their entire bodies are wrapped in scorching fire, and the strongest among them have reached planetary level, with terrifying power that even the Flame Sun Emperor dares not provoke lightly. Of course, although the Flame Demon Emperor is powerful, there are still many top experts in the clan. This star core was obtained by a grandmaster after slaying a master-level flame demon. The weapon itself carries a blazing attribute, with astonishing power. Sikong Shui switched to an ice-cold long sword, its cold light piercing, and the sword aura cutting through the air like an ice blade. After changing weapons, Ling Xiao and Sikong Shui quickly returned to the waiting spot. Time was tight, it would begin in just a few hours. They had no time to rest. Boom! The sky suddenly exploded, and a violent aura swept through. Immediately, a massive spaceship, 10 times larger than the demon skyship, felt like a giant beast, blocking a quarter of the sky. Ling Xiao squinted, seeing the distinct anti-pad flag on the ship, frowning deeply. It's actually a 5th-level advanced spaceship. Which planet is it from? It's from the Great Hua star system. Descendants of that star system. I heard their ruler has reached the 7th level of Grandmaster, commanding as many as 300 life planets, with formidable strength. The Great Hua star system ranks in the top 10 before Yin-Yang Star, producing countless A+ geniuses every year, and an S-level genius every 10 years. They are ruthless beyond measure, killing countless people at the slightest provocation. Many geniuses from previous assessments have died at their hands. If you lack strength, no matter how vicious you are, you'll just die. I'll kill anyone I see. The surrounding geniuses frowned deeply, whispering constantly. It was clear that the Great Hua star system was extremely unpopular. Boom! The spaceship slowly landed, deafeningly loud. If the surrounding geniuses hadn't reacted quickly, they would have been crushed into meat paste. The massive ship had no supports and was forcibly dropped, occupying a quarter of the area. The scene instantly became overcrowded. Such a reckless act made everyone's expressions darken. A bunch of barbarians, getting arrogant as soon as they have some strength. So it's the 7th-rank star system, truly arrogant to the extreme. As soon as the assessment starts, I'll be the first to kill those bastards. These geniuses all have fiery tempers. They are all survivors who have fought their way out of brutal competition, and none tolerate others' arrogance. Click! The spaceship cabin door slowly opened. A beam of light shot out, welcoming a group of youths who strode ashore with heads held high. They wore samurai outfits, with bright menstrual pad flags embroidered on their chests, their attire completely different from the scene. The leader was an S-class genius, an innate eightfold heaven powerhouse, his gaze arrogant as he coldly swept over everyone. A bunch of baga, he sneered contemptuously. Damn, you dare insult me? Looking for death, a fiery young man roared, instantly unleashing a terrifying aura as he charged fiercely toward the Great Hua genius. What? The great Japanese genius's eyes flashed with fear. But the young man did not hesitate, throwing a punch straight at his face. Boom! A loud explosion echoed across the square. The great Japanese genius spat blood, as if hit by a missile, his body violently thrown backward. He was suddenly slammed away, crashing heavily onto the spaceship deck, blood spurting out instantly. Damn! Kwang Tai from the Kwang Lion Galaxy is here. His grandfather is the overlord of the Kwang Lion Galaxy, the Kwang Lion Lord, an 8th level master.
He's a genuine S-class genius, his strength has reached half-step master level, and it's said he's about to form a first-level cyclone.
That Great Wa Galaxy thinks it's invincible?
The crowd instantly erupted, everyone recognizing Kwang Tai's identity.
The Kwang Lion Galaxy ranks far above the Great Wa Galaxy, and Kwang Tai's reputation is unmatched in intimidation.
An innate 8th level master dares to be this arrogant? I, Kwang Tai, haven't seen anyone this wild in all these years, a burly young man cursed angrily, his gaze sweeping over the trembling Great Wa Galaxy genius not far away.
Want to throw a punch too?
Kwang Tai sneered with a grimace, his gaze mockingly fixed on those quail-like timid guys.
Kid, you're asking for death.
At that moment, a thunderous roar erupted from the spaceship, and a terrifying aura of a Grandmaster level instantly crushed down. The geniuses in the square were all suffocated under the pressure, their faces changing drastically. A gaunt old man slowly flew out of the spaceship, staring coldly at Kwang Tai. Old man, if you have the guts, touch me once.
Let's see how my grandfather kills you. Kwang Tai cursed angrily, showing no fear.
The old man's face instantly turned ashen, but he dared not act rashly. The other party was the most favored grandson of the Kwang Lion Star System's council chairman. If he made a move, death was certain. Both were grandmasters, but the gap between grandmasters was enormous.
The power difference between the first heaven and the second heaven was enough for the latter to instantly kill the former.
Not to mention that the chairman of the Wild Lion Galaxy was an 8th heaven expert, with strength beyond reach. Kid, if you've got the guts, come at me.
The old man snorted coldly, about to leave.
Boom! A supreme pressure suddenly erupted.
What?
The old man's face turned pale, and it was too late to escape.
The oppressive force struck like a giant hammer, instantly crushing the old man down like a fly. Bang!
With a loud explosion, the old man burst in midair, turning into a mist of blood.
Everyone was shocked. Could a grandmaster really be killed in an instant?
During the enrollment period of the Yin-Yang Academy, anyone who makes a move other than the candidates will be killed without mercy.
All talents from their affiliated star systems will be disqualified.
A cold, sharp voice echoed through the sky.
The genius of the Great Wa star system instantly turned pale. His qualification was revoked.
Amid the shock of the crowd, an old man with his hands behind his back stepped through the air.
Speaker of the Assembly.
The expressions of those around changed drastically.
The Speaker of the Assembly was the strongest figure in the Yin-Yang star system, second
only to the Yin-Yang Emperor, possessing the peerless power of a tenfold heavenly Grandmaster.
His pressure was enough to crush any Grandmaster. The Grandmaster controls the authority over at least dozens of life-bearing planets in the Yin-Yang star system.
It's over. Ardoa's star system is doomed this time. We're all dead when we go back. Inside the spaceship, a peak master-level expert looked pale, staring intently at the council leader outside. Their own Grandmaster had fallen, yet he dared not utter a word.
Arguing with the council leader was tantamount to seeking death. Take off, leave here quickly, let go of there.
The Grandmaster-level expert finally spoke helplessly, his voice low but deeply stirring. Buzz! The massive Dawei star system spaceship suddenly took off, its dazzling tractor beam sweeping across the ground in an instant, pulling hundreds of geniuses one by one into the cabin, preparing for a swift evacuation. The speaker watched coldly, showing no reaction. Ling Zhao's gaze was sharp, fixed on the spaceship, then sweeping toward the nearby Speaker of the Assembly. A flash of inspiration struck his mind, and a sinister thought emerged. AI Core, take immediate control of this 5th-level advanced spaceship. A cold smile curled at the corner of his mouth as Ling Zhao's consciousness silently linked with the smartwatch. On the ground, watching the Great Wa Galaxy spaceship flee in disarray, all the geniuses burst into mocking laughter. TSK, the Great Wa star system is really embarrassing itself this time, running away like a dog.
Ha, eliminated right after arriving, setting a new record.
Laughter rose one after another, the atmosphere lively.
Wait, look, what is the spaceship doing?
Suddenly, a genius's face changed drastically as he pointed to the sky. Everyone quickly turned their heads and saw the spaceship suddenly open its huge cannon barrel.
VZZZ.
World-destroying energy began to converge wildly, as if the air was being torn apart.
Everyone was shocked into silence. Has the Great Wa star system gone mad? How dare they move against the Yin-Yang star?
The speaker frowned deeply, his gaze sharp as a knife. He understood that the other side could never act recklessly without reason. There must be a conspiracy. But he could not stand by and do nothing either. If he did not take action, the geniuses on the surface would be in danger. This 5th-tier advanced spaceship is the chairman's vehicle of the Great Wa star system, its power capable of destroying a Grandmaster at the 7th or 8th heaven level.
Even if he can withstand it, the aftermath is enough to destroy the geniuses on the surface.
Just right, the upper echelons have also been preparing to cleanse the Great Wa clan over the years.
Let's start with the Yin-Yang star system.
The chairman's face suddenly turned cold, his right hand clenched into a fist, and psychic energy surged through the void.
Boom!
Unmatched telekinesis, like an iron giant hand, instantly crushed the massive spaceship into pieces. The debris was swept away by him, rapidly dissipating into the sky. This scene shocked the entire audience, and everyone gasped in astonishment. Too strong. There was only one thought in everyone's mind. This is the power of the peak of a Grandmaster. A psychic telepathy.
telepath? Damn, this power is so cool, I want to get a psychic telepath too. Ling Xiao watched the speaker's psychokinesis with envy. The psychic telepath's battle momentum was overwhelming, capable of destroying heaven and earth with a wave of the hand. It's decided, I must get one. The speaker's psychokinesis talent is S-level. I need to buy a star core with advanced psychokinesis attributes. Ling Xiao had a clear goal in mind. Since I have already appeared, I hereby announce that the selection for Yin Yang Academy will start 2 hours early. I will be your examiner. The speaker of the assembly stroked his beard and smiled, his kind and gentle appearance making the violent scene of slaughtering hundreds of thousands seem like an illusion. Wonderful, the speaker of the assembly is personally supervising the exam. This is more impressive than having anyone proctor the exam. I heard the speaker of the house rarely appears in person, once in 100 years. We're really incredibly lucky. The geniuses were ecstatic. The speaker's strong performance just now had won their complete admiration. But the veterans, upon hearing this, immediately grew serious. Good, you are too naive. Every time the speaker invigilates, the elimination rate and death rate are the highest. A young man shook his head helplessly, his voice calm and resolute. As his words fell, those around who were still cheering suddenly froze. That's right, last time the speaker invigilated, half of the candidates died. It was ruthless. Damn, is this for real? Aren't those of us who are weak as good as dead? Not entirely. This brutal selection also has its benefits. I heard that the geniuses who pass under the speaker's command are overall far superior to previous years. Those afraid of dying should get lost now. At this moment, everyone was engaged in intense discussion. Some were excited, some were fearful. A 50% death rate for those of average strength like them was practically over a 90% chance of death. Everyone, there is still a chance to back out now. This assessment is far more difficult than before. My AI calculations show the mortality rate could be as high as 60%. If you don't want to die, forfeit now, try again next year, or go back to being an ordinary genius. Defending the country is also a good choice. The options to forfeit or continue have appeared on your smartwatches. Decide for yourselves. Remember, the opportunity is only now, no regrets afterward. At this moment, the speaker's eyes flickered slightly in the sky, and he sneered coldly. His originally kind smile, in the eyes of the geniuses present, turned chillingly cold. As soon as he finished speaking, the scene erupted. 60% mortality rate? Is this a selection process or a death sentence? High death rate for warrior certification is somewhat understandable to prevent resource waste. This is just an entrance exam, yet it's so bloody? All geniuses, future grandmasters and above, some even great grandmasters, actually have to fight desperately for qualification. Many martial artists wavered. Interesting, with such a high mortality rate, I do want to see what kind of test this is. If I can see the corpses of high-level star beasts and their star cores, it would be a gain. Excitement flashed in Ling Zhao's eyes as he decisively clicked to continue. Si Kong Shui also followed without hesitation. 1 minute later. Very good, only 10% chose to quit. Your batch is still decent. The speaker smiled faintly, but then his expression turned cold. Those who hesitated just now are all eliminated. Before the words had even fallen, everyone was stunned. Beep, you hesitated for more than 10 seconds. Eliminated. Beep, you hesitated for 3 seconds. Eliminated. Beep, you hesitated for half a second. Eliminated. The beeping sounds rose and fell, entering everyone's mind. The most absurd thing was that even those who hesitated for 0.1 seconds were eliminated. He was clearly determined to take the test in an instant, yet he was still eliminated. I only hesitated for a moment. How did I get eliminated? I just had a fleeting thought of forfeiting. I didn't really want to forfeit. I'm an S-class genius. Why should I be eliminated? The whole venue erupted. Silence. A cold and sharp shout made everyone's hearts tighten suddenly, leaving them speechless. At your level, there are some things you should understand. The assembly leader's gaze swept over everyone, and he slowly spoke. Our tribe's technological civilization has only just begun for 100,000 years, while the galactic civilization spans millions of years. Facing this terrifying gap, our tribe still stands strong, relying on generations of fearless warriors who defy life and death. Our ancestors used their flesh and blood to build the foundation step by step. Now, this is just a simple test, yet some are timid, afraid of death. If in the future we step onto the interstellar battlefield, will we still fear life and death? Fear is understandable, but the Yin Yang Academy cultivates the top human geniuses, the future warriors who will bleed and sacrifice for the tribe. Now, I am going to eliminate those cowards with fear in their hearts. Do you have anything else to say? The chairman's cold voice was like a sharp blade, piercing everyone's heart. If you are afraid of even this little test, how can you achieve greatness in the future? The eliminated genius lowered his head in silence, full of shame, but the speaker of the assembly showed a faint smile. Elimination rate, 95%. His gaze sharpened, and the number instantly reset to 0. Giving you one more chance, those who dare to face death. All click agree. As soon as the words fell, the originally desperate geniuses instantly ignited their fighting spirit. They clicked agree without hesitation, with only a few abstaining. System detection showed that the number of hesitations and abstentions combined accounted for only 30%, leaving 70% barely passable. The speaker of the assembly nodded slightly, his finger lightly touching the smartwatch. Rumble rumble.
The sky suddenly roared, and a massive lower-grade 6th-tier spaceship slowly descended, dominating the entire sky.
6th level spaceship. The speaker actually possesses such a powerful mount.
Although it is of low grade, it is enough to demonstrate his supreme status on the Sunfire star.
Ling Zhao's heart surged. A 6th level spaceship. I have the system's ability to repair vulnerabilities. Can the spaceship also be repaired and upgraded?
If I had a 3rd level spaceship, according to the system level, it could at least be repaired to 5th level, or even 6th or 7th level. By then, even when facing powerful enemies, you can still cling to a sliver of life.
In this era, spaceships are more crucial than warriors.
Among fighters of the same level, the spaceship determines the strength. Skillfully using the spaceship, killing above one's rank is easy. With the system, he essentially controls the potential of countless top-tier spaceships. Of course, all of this still depends on passing the assessment, earning enough star coins, and buying a good spaceship. Although it cannot be guaranteed that a high-level spaceship will definitely be stronger after repairs, the probability is very high. For example, 10 first-level star cores, 8 upgraded to 3rd level, 2 upgraded to 4th level, and even 1 at 5th level. Second-level star cores have at least 8 upgraded to 4th level, and 1 or 2 to 5th level.
The gap is obvious.
The higher the level of the repaired item, the greater its potential. The eliminated ones can wait here for pickup on this planet.
The rest will follow me to the real testing ground of the Yin Yang Academy.
The speaker slowly began, and suddenly a huge tractor beam burst forth in the sky. A beam of light enveloped the 1 million geniuses present. They slowly ascended, all entering the massive spaceship. The remaining more than 400,000 people stood still, their eyes vacant, including 1 or 2 S-level geniuses. At this moment, they felt mostly regret. This 6th-tier spaceship was incredibly massive, with over 1 million geniuses gathered inside, yet the space remained spacious.
Inside the huge cabin, everyone looked up in amazement toward the sky.
In the void, a magnificent virtual projection appeared.
Dozens of blazing planets orbited a massive star.
The outline of the planet suddenly appeared, and Ling Xiao stared at the Yanma star system before him, a sense of familiarity welling up in his heart.
Everyone, this is your final trial ground, the Yanma star system. The speaker's voice was strong and powerful, shaking the entire hall.
Ling Xiao suddenly recalled that when he was researching the attributes of the Yanma spear, he had glimpsed information about this star system. That's right, this was the territory of the Yanma clan.
More than 10 planets, each comparable in size to Yin Yang star.
There was no gravity field here, yet the gravity was hundreds of times stronger. Apart from the formidable Yanma clan, there was nothing else. Among the stars at the center of the galaxy resides the legendary Flame Demon Emperor, incredibly powerful but rarely appearing. The Flame Demon Emperor seldom shows himself, so there's no need for excessive worry.
However, each planet has several Grandmaster-level flame demons, thousands of Master-level flame demons, and countless innate realm flame demons.
Flame demons are naturally formidable, born as intermediate postnatal strong beings, and reach the innate realm by adulthood. Never be complacent. If you encounter a strong one, run if you can. The speaker's tone was grave.
Hearing these figures, the surrounding geniuses' expressions changed drastically.
A 60% mortality rate was no exaggeration. This time, your target is the weakest among the 7 flame demon planets in terms of overall strength. The assessment task: kill the flame demon. Killing a first-level innate realm grants 1 point, second level grants 2 points, third level grants 4 points, fourth level grants 8 points, and so on.
A half-step Grandmaster.
That is, a 10th level innate realm flame demon grants 512 points upon killing. If you kill a Grandmaster level, even at first level, you can earn an astonishing 100,000 points. The top 100 in the final score ranking will directly enter the Yin Yang Academy. According to calculations, killing just 1 first-level flame demon guarantees admission to the academy. Everyone, give it your all. The speaker's voice was gentle but could not hide the intimidation. Everyone inwardly lamented that Grandmaster-level flame demons were no ordinary foes, comparable to those possessing second-stage true chi. Not to mention they all wielded B-level supernatural ability flame power, making their strength terrifyingly extreme. 100,000 points seemed unattainable, and 1 million points were pure fantasy.
Ling Zhao's lips curled slightly, secretly pleased. There are many Grandmaster-level flame demons, just right to grind my vitality.
The surrounding geniuses wore serious expressions, whispering among themselves. The flame demon is too powerful. We must be cautious.
Random deployment, luck is essential.
With the speaker protecting us, even if the flame demon emperor appears, it might not be able to contend. I heard the flame demon hides a star core, worth double that of star cores of the same level.
Here's a chance to get rich.
The spaceship sped through space, the group engaged in heated discussion.
Ling Xiao closed his eyes to cultivate, undistracted.
2 hours later, the temperature suddenly rose, and outside the virtual window, the star region was a sea of red, like molten lava covering everything. The spaceship slowly descended above a massive planet, only 1/10 the size of Flame Sunstar, yet tens of thousands of times larger than many life-bearing planets, far surpassing Blue Water Star.
Beep.
Yanma star system has arrived.
Random deployment will begin shortly, everyone prepare. The alert sounded, Ling Xiao's eyes were resolute, and he coldly uttered, Yin Yang Academy, here I come. At that moment, Xikong Shue's expression was serious as he looked directly at Ling Xiao and spoke in a low voice, Yin Yang Academy, present. Ling Xiao's lips curled slightly, responding with a smile. Suddenly, the ground cracked open violently, and sets of flying spacesuits shot out from the surface like arrows, quickly enveloping everyone present. Click, click. The sound of metal buckles echoed as all the flying spacesuits were secured. Airlock opening, preparing for deployment. Please do not resist to ensure precise landing, the intelligence system calmly announced. The airlock slowly opened, followed by a sharp warning tone, and everyone rushed into the atmosphere like shooting stars. Ling Xiao did not hesitate at all, closely following the aircraft and breaking through the air. The scorching airflow instantly surrounded him. Although the spacesuit blocked most of the high temperature, he still felt the burning heat of several hundred degrees. But they were all strong individuals, and this heat wave was nothing to them. Everyone passed through the atmosphere and eventually dispersed in all directions. This planet was enormous, and the millions of strong individuals were like a drop in the ocean, with distances between them measured in hundreds of kilometers. Of course, occasional encounters are still possible. After cruising in the air for several tens of minutes, Ling Xiao's aircraft suddenly plummeted. Boom! It hit the ground heavily, and the flying spacesuit quickly contracted, transforming into a wristwatch worn on Ling Xiao's wrist. Defense level is only grade 4, easily destroyed. Ling Xiao smiled faintly. To him, this protective power was like a toy. As for others encountering a 4th-level star beast, they might not even be able to keep their lives, making the flight suit useless. His gaze swept around. Vast rivers of molten lava flowed scorching hot, volcanoes continuously erupting, and waves of heat surged. Desolation so suffocating, Ling Xiao sighed in his heart. Suddenly, a prompt sounded in his mind. Player start killed the level 3 7-star flame demon, earning 64 points and topping the leaderboard. So quickly someone has slain the flame demon? Ling Xiao was shocked, but thinking carefully, he had landed on the other side of the planet, where players had already been waiting for dozens of minutes, so it was only natural. There were already several killers on the leaderboard, but no one had more than 64 points. Ling Xiao silently made up his mind. I must get into Yin Yang Academy. Situ Tian and the others went through so much trouble to bring me here. Not entering the academy would be letting them down. But first, I need to fix the flaws in the flame demon spear. He drew the long spear from behind him and said firmly, System, repair the flaws. Ding, command received. Detected 5.4 million weapon vulnerabilities. Starting repair. A golden glow enveloped the spear, visible only to Ling Xiao. His eyes lit up. Over 5 million vulnerabilities. After the upgrade, the weapon will advance to mid-level rank 7, enough to slay planetary-level foes. The golden light gradually faded, and the long spear's fiery red body suddenly turned pure black flames surging, exuding a solemn pressure. Ling Xiao smiled faintly, his heart filled with confidence. Ding, host, successfully repaired 5,400,000 vulnerabilities. Weapon level upgrade complete. Evolved into the Black Flame Spear. Black Flame Spear, its core forged from the Star Beast Black Flame Mad Lion Star Core, which possesses the SS level ability Starry Sky. Black Flame. Wielding the power of the Starry Sky Black Flame, the power of this fire attribute weapon technique surges dramatically. A prompt suddenly sounded, and the information of the Black Flame Spear flashed before the eyes. Is the name less imposing than Flame Demon Spear? Don't be fooled by appearances. The Flame Demon Spear only wields B-level flame power, while the Black Flame Spear controls the legendary SS level Starry Sky Black Flame, said to exist only in black holes. A black hole, a terrifying celestial body born from the collapse of a star, devours all light, and even light cannot escape. It is not a tunnel to elsewhere but an extremely warped planet where gravity compresses everything to the limit. The starry black flame is the ultimate condensation of the flame before a star collapses, an advanced form of the sun's flame. This is also why the Black Flame Spear is entirely black, with even the flames being a deep, profound black. The material of this spear is very similar to the texture of the Black Hill set. It seems to be a matching set. Ling Zhao's eyes were sharp as he scanned the entire outfit. Boom! At this moment, the ground shook violently. A sharp gleam flashed in Ling Zhao's eyes as his gaze locked onto the towering 10,000-meter volcano not far away. With a gentle swing of the Black Flame Spear in his hand, he drew a fierce arc through the air. Clang! The sound of the spear cutting through the void pierced the silence. Suddenly, a thunderous roar erupted from deep beneath the earth, causing the entire ground to tremble violently. Boom! The volcanic crater exploded with a roar, endless lava pouring down like fiery rain, covering an area of hundreds of kilometers. The geniuses' faces changed drastically, looking in horror at the burning giant peak. The next moment, everyone was dumbfounded. A 2,000-meter-tall magma giant beast roared as it climbed out of the volcanic crater, its body wrapped in scorching lava, exuding the aura of a world-destroying volcanic deity. A suffocating sense of oppression swept across the area, causing all the surrounding geniuses to feel terrified. Master-level flame demon? Or a powerhouse above the sixth heaven? What kind of monster is this? Everyone exclaimed. Their faces changed drastically, and without hesitation, they turned and fled. An existence of this
this level was simply beyond their ability to confront. Even the Star Region chairman would struggle to match it. Take Blue Water Star as an example. The chairman coming here would be heading to his death.
4th level 6-star flame demon? Just right for some practice.
Ling Xiao sneered coldly. In the volcano, the giant beast flame demon stared coldly at Ling Xiao.
Humans, it's you again. Why do you carry the aura of the flame demon clan? The flame demon roared angrily. Can speak? Seems not lacking in intelligence.
My weapon is forged using the star core of your Yanhua clan, so it's normal that it carries your aura. Ling Xiao responded with a light laugh.
As soon as the words fell, the Yanhwa's fury surged violently.
Despicable human, you're asking for death. The roar shook the heavens.
Rumble, rumble.
The flame frenzy erupted wildly, the fire demon instantly transforming into a blazing fireball, its momentum shaking heaven and earth. The fireball suddenly crashed toward Ling Xiao like a meteor, so fast that in the blink of an eye, it was already close to his face.
Just as I wished.
Ling Xiao sneered coldly, fiercely swinging his spear, the black flame spear carrying the momentum of devouring light, violently smashing towards the flame demon. The light was instantly swallowed by the black flame.
Boom!
The moment the spear struck the flame demon, a deafening explosion burst forth. The destructive shockwave spread instantly, leveling everything within a 100-mile radius. Those geniuses stared at the explosion, stunned like wooden dolls. In their eyes, there was only Ling Xiao and the flame demon at the center of the battle. They completely forgot about chasing the flame demon.
What kind of existence is this, able to contend with the flame demon? Could it be that an expert from the solar star system has arrived? I heard the flame demon say that there really is a human strongman, or maybe a genius from the Flame Sun Academy.
This strength is definitely above 7th or 8th grade. The geniuses fled in terror while engaging in intense discussion. Yin Yang Academy has 10 grades, each lasting 10 years, totaling 100 years of study time. The admission threshold is extremely high. All are geniuses and strong individuals in the mid to late innate stages. Within the first 10 years of the first grade, one can advance to the Grandmaster level. Lifespan is 1,000 years, and after 100 years of cultivation, one still maintains a youthful form. Most students can easily break through the Master Level 5 after graduation and are assigned to star systems to replace weaker counselors. A few prodigies become Grand Masters within 100 years, super geniuses rarely seen in 1,000 years. After witnessing Ling Xiao's battle, everyone was convinced that he was the super genius of the Yin Yang Academy. After all, although the testing ground was large, it did not prohibit the presence of other warriors. Roar! A piercing, miserable scream came from the center of the explosion. Covered in lava, his right half had already been shattered by Ling Xiao's shot. The intense pain caused the flame demon's face to change drastically.
Human, who exactly are you?
He shouted in panic.
That's right, you actually withstood my full strength strike without using martial arts. Your defense is comparable to a master of the 8th heaven.
Ling Xiao did not respond, instead he spoke to himself.
Yen Mo's expression changed again, but he didn't use martial arts?
Although the flame demon tribe is exceptionally intelligent and has potential far beyond that of humans, they have been suppressed by humans for millions of years due to low fertility, limited intelligence, and difficulty in advancement. However, they possess a complete martial arts system and deeply understand the importance of martial skills. Ling Xiao was able to shatter him without using martial skills, demonstrating terrifying strength. Humans, this is the territory of my flame demon clan. Those who kill me will not escape this place. The flame demon used magma to heal his wounds, issuing a cold warning.
Such nonsense. Ling Xiao sneered coldly and lifted his foot, pointing into the void. The endless flames instantly transformed into a fiery dragon, trampling beneath its feet. Roar! In the next moment, the dragon's roar blared sharply, and Ling Xiao turned into a blazing flame, swiftly tearing through the void. Boom! The firelight, like a sharp arrow, instantly pierced through the chest of the flame demon. Ling Xiao had already leapt several kilometers behind the flame demon, tightly clutching the pulsating star core in his hand. Buzz! With a casual thought, the soul power within the star core was instantly annihilated. Roar! The flame demon let out a fierce roar of rage, its body exploding with a thunderous blast, lava raining down upon the earth and sky. Ling Xiao's gaze grew serious as he silently pondered. The flame demon actually takes the form of lava, and its life core is this very star core? A normal star beast, even if its star core is taken, would only suffer a sudden drop in strength. Its soul depends on the sea of consciousness, and the star core can be reshaped. But the flame demon is different. Its soul is deeply hidden within the star core, and once taken out, it is complete death. Its body is merely a manifestation of magma, without any physical form. This world truly is full of wonders. Ling Xiao put away the star core and quickly fled far away. Points? Not a single one gained. He knew clearly that a 15-year-old boy killing a 4th-rank 6-star flame demon was no ordinary feat. If the Flame Sun Emperor or the martial god found out, it would surely bring trouble. He shut down the Intelligent Brain's battle records, planning to reveal them only after defeating more 4th-rank 1-star flame demons, so he could firmly hold the top spot while hiding his true strength. SSS-level genius. I alone am Ling Xiao. Above the star, Xikong Shui was enveloped in spiritual energy, flying around the star, and asked in confusion, Master, are we sure the target is hidden here? Exactly.
Exactly, the soul of the extreme cold supreme escaped from her body, locking its gaze on the volcanic crater. Back then, when my soul traveled the galaxy, I sensed the aura of the ice spirit starflame here.
Considering its characteristics, I'm 90% sure.
Sikong Shui frowned. The ice spirit starflame is a starry sky exotic fire, and I cultivate ice-cold abilities.
Could the two conflict?
The extreme cold supreme laughed. You don't understand. Flame and ice share the same origin in temperature control. One raises temperature, the other lowers it. They are essentially of one lineage. The ice spirit starflame has an extremely wide temperature control range. It can burn star-level experts to death or freeze star-level experts.
It reaches SS-level power. Incredibly astonishing.
Sikong Shui suddenly realized. No wonder it's called the ice spirit starflame. The extreme cold sovereign smiled, controlling Sikong Shui as they charged deep into the star. The temperature rose sharply, the power of the extreme cold sovereign enveloping her entire body, protecting her unharmed. They sped forward, reaching the core of the star in just 1 minute. The surrounding temperature grew increasingly scorching. The temperature suddenly plummeted wildly. In an instant, Ling Zhao's several thousand degrees of extreme cold swept over everything, freezing all things, turning them into ice.
This is precisely the unique feature of the ice spirit starflame.
The extreme cold supreme sneered at Sikong Shui and said, this star is formed from the ice spirit starflame.
Its interior is bone-chillingly cold, yet its exterior is as scorching as a normal star, something ordinary people cannot detect.
The biting cold proved that the ice spirit starflame truly existed here. The extreme cold supreme was secretly delighted, thinking that this little apprentice in front of her had really hit the jackpot. While cutting through the piercing cold, she led Sikong Shui to fly swiftly deeper inside. A few minutes later, Sikong Shui passed through the thick ice layer and entered a deep blue space. In the depths, a blue flame was slowly burning.
Master, is this the ice spirit starflame?
Sikong Shui's eyes flickered with doubt. That's right, this is the alien fire space of the ice spirit starflame. Although there is no frost here, it is so cold that even a stellar-level powerhouse would be instantly frozen. The extreme cold sovereign nodded. Back then, she searched in vain for many years. Now that her disciple can master this fire, she will surely be able to cultivate both ice and fire, surpassing her own peak. Shui, let go of your mind and prepare to accept the power of the ice spirit starflame. The extreme cold sovereign shouted sharply.
All right.
Sikong Shui responded without hesitation, closing her eyes and emptying her soul. Buzz. The extreme cold supreme teleported in front of the flames and suddenly reached out to grab. Boom. The flames were startled, and the ice spirit starflame roared angrily, wildly unleashing terrifying power. The temperature of the stars suddenly soared. The flame demon emperor was cultivating in the star core and felt it most deeply.
What's going on? The flame demon emperor's face changed drastically. This star is extraordinary. Its core temperature is approaching his limit.
He led his people here to cultivate, doubling their speed, but had never seen such a rapid temperature surge.
Not good. It's getting hotter and hotter.
The flame demon emperor panicked and tried to escape. Boom! The temperature surged tenfold. The flame demon emperor roared in anger, but was instantly roasted and melted. The massive body transformed into a star core floating in the starry sky. A planetary-level fire-type expert was actually burned to death. An extreme irony. The temperature inside and outside the star soared wildly. The flames of the Yanma star system ravaged the land, and lava surged.
The geniuses panicked, tightly gripping their spacesuits to withstand the scorching heat. How did the sun become so dazzling? Could it be that the flame demon emperor has resurrected?
Although the flame demon emperor is powerful, this star is enormous. His power probably can't shake it.
Everyone was filled with doubt and suspicion, and the situation suddenly became tense.
All the students looked puzzled.
What's going on with this star? Brain, analyze it quickly.
Ling Xiao also looked up, his gaze fixed on the dazzling light.
The star's brilliance scorched the entire planet like a blazing flame, the white light blinding, and the surface completely melted.
The temperature was so high that even the slightly weaker flame demons were instantly burned to ashes.
Something is definitely wrong. Beep beep beep.
Scan results. An abnormal energy body has appeared inside the star, with a 70% probability of producing a starry sky flame, at least S-level. The intelligent brain quickly gave a conclusion. Although it is only a 7th-level intelligent brain and the accuracy is not 100%, it is already astonishing enough.
S-level starry sky flame? Not bad. Let's go take a look.
A flash of excitement gleamed in Ling Zhao's eyes, but he glanced at the spacesuit he was wearing and furrowed his brows.
Only 100,000 kilometers per hour?
I won't even make it in an hour. By the time I arrive, the fire will have gone cold. This speed would have been terrifying 10,000 years ago, but for Ling Xiao now, it was simply not enough. The corners of his mouth lifted slightly. The system is here. Might as well repair and accelerate.
He opened the system without hesitation and began scanning for flight suit vulnerabilities. Ding! Flight equipment vulnerability detected. 41.3 million.
The system prompt echoed directly in his mind. Over 41 million vulnerabilities, needing the standard for an 8th-level flyer.
Awesome! System fixed the vulnerability immediately. Ding! Command received. Starting repair.
In an instant, the flight spacesuit watch on Ling Zhao's left wrist emitted a dazzling light, which gradually faded, turning turning the watch purple while his body was enveloped by a flash of electric thunder. Ding! Flight suit vulnerability repair completed. Upgraded to Starry Thunder Wings, Tier 8, mid-grade. Starry Sky Thunderwing, 8th tier mid-grade flight technology, embedded with the Starry Sky Thunderbird Star Core, equipped with S-level thunder abilities. The flight speed breaks limits, simultaneously releasing a thunder shield that can defend against attacks from galaxy-level experts. It can accelerate to dark universe speed in a short time, enabling physical interstellar travel with galaxy-level stealth capabilities that block all detection. Ling Xiao looked at the attributes and took a sharp breath. The defense can withstand attacks from galaxy-level experts, and the speed can traverse the starry sky, simply defying the heavens. This is still personal equipment. Accelerating to dark universe speed is extremely difficult, yet it has actually been achieved. He smiled with relief. With this, I am truly invincible. Even the Black Hill battlesuit can't compare. Before the words had fallen, Ling Xiao stepped down. Rumble! A deafening thunderclap exploded, and he transformed into a streak of purple lightning, instantly breaking through the atmosphere and heading straight for the edge of the star. In the starry sky, he was a bolt of thunder. The speed was terrifying. In just a few minutes, he had reached the edge of the star, far exceeding the speed of light. It takes hours for light to travel from a star to a nearby planet, but he only needs a few minutes. Some might ask, doesn't faster-than-light travel cause time to flow backward? In the era of the great universe, this idea is simply laughable. Faster-than-light causing time reversal? It's like when you fly away from Earth at a speed below light speed. You can still look back and see Earth at the same moment. But once you reach light speed, the view behind disappears. Because the speed of light can't catch up with you, you simply can't see what's behind. But once the speed exceeds the speed of light, you can see the previously emitted light, and the scene on Earth seems to play in reverse. But this is not time reversal, it's just that you are seeing light emitted long ago. In other words, you are witnessing history, not truly reversing time. Can time reverse below the speed of light? Ridiculous. The universe is vast, and if time reversed, everything would have to reverse as well. Trying to reverse time without even reaching the speed of light is laughable. Not to mention the countless superluminal phenomena. If they could all reverse, the universe would have collapsed long ago. 100,000 years later, time reversal has become a joke in novels. It might just be that human technology hasn't reached that level yet. Back to the main topic. After a few minutes of flight, Ling Xiao had already arrived in front of a massive star. Without hesitation, he charged straight in. AI brain, start searching. Avoid that planet-level flame demon emperor. Ling Xiao ordered coldly. Beep. Star eruption detected. Temperature rising sharply. The flame demon emperor has been melted. Only a stellar core remains. The star contains a starry sky exotic fire level, SS grade, possessing both ice and scorching attributes. Database information is incomplete, unable to determine the exact type. As soon as the system said this, Ling Xiao's expression changed. The flame demon emperor is actually dead? A being formed of flames, burned to death by fire? This way of dying is too absurd. SS level exotic fire, possessing both ice and scorching heat attributes. No wonder it could burn the flame demon emperor to death. Even the weakest SS level exotic fire can incinerate star level powerhouses, and its wielder can even annihilate galaxy level opponents. This planetary level flame demon emperor was simply no match. Ling Xiao smiled bitterly in helplessness. Alert! Detection of an over-limit powerful soul force scan. Activating ultimate stealth mode. Starry Sky Thunderwing suddenly emitted a fierce alarm, and a warning sound rang in Ling Xiao's mind, his expression instantly turning grave. The Starry Sky Thunderwing can block galaxy-level soul probes, but now it has triggered the ultimate concealment mode. Without hesitation, Ling Xiao used the soul immortality technique to quickly hide his soul. In an instant, he seemed to evaporate from the world, disappearing without a trace. Who exactly is it? They almost saw through a concealment that even galaxy-level powers can't break. Ling Xiao frowned deeply, his soul sensing that the probing aura had disappeared, but the lingering fear in his heart had not dissipated. Wait, this aura is familiar, it's the one on Sikong Shui. His eyes lit up, and Ling Xiao suddenly understood. So that's it, this starry sky strange fire had already been seized by that mysterious old man of Sikong Shui. What a pity. He gave a bitter smile and shook his head. Since the other party arrived first, he could only accept it. Meanwhile, the extreme cold sovereign held the ice spirit star flame she had imprisoned, his brows slightly furrowed as his gaze turned toward the direction where Ling Xiao was. Did I just sense something and then it suddenly disappeared? Could it have been an illusion? The extreme cold sovereign was stunned. Maybe, right now I'm just in a soul state. Just imprisoning this little thing consumed a large amount of soul power, so hallucinations are normal. She sighed softly. The extreme cold supreme showed no hesitation. The current situation is critical. It's not surprising to have insufficient perception of mistakes. She gathered all her strength and suddenly blasted the fully refined ice spirit star flame into Sikong Shui's sea of consciousness. Buzz! The ice spirit star flame swept through the sea of consciousness like a raging tide, quickly merging with Sikong Shui's soul. If an expert were to witness this scene, they would surely widen their eyes in extreme shock. The starry sky's strange flames are at least S-level in rank, each possessing independent consciousness and being wildly
vile and untamable. Even galaxy-level powerhouses risk their lives to tame an S-class cosmic flame.
But now, this powerful ice spirit star flame has actively fused with Sikong Shui's soul. This alone proves the terrifying strength of the extreme cold sovereign.
Unfortunately, she only has fragments of her soul left.
After completing her mission, she fell into a deep sleep, turning into a faint light that merged into Sikong Shui's body.
This is the place.
Ling Xiao appeared in a scorching area. If he retracted the starry sky thunder wings, he would instantly be burned to ashes by the blazing flames.
The sole purpose of this trip was that star core of the flame demon emperor.
The star core of a planetary realm expert contains endless flame energy. If it can be repaired, Ling Xiao might be able to refine a blaze surpassing the solar star flame or even the mysterious SS-level cosmic flame. He quickly extended his divine sense, scanning a radius of 10,000 miles.
The soul underwent a third-level mutation. Although it only has 10,000 points of soul power, it can unleash a force of 30,000 points.
Each point of soul power can detect a range of 10 meters, stacking up to 300,000 meters, multiplied by a 32-fold blessing, ultimately covering a full 10 million meters, exactly 10,000 kilometers. Suddenly, a bright light appeared before his eyes.
Found it!
Ling Xiao's mouth curled into a slight smile. He tapped his foot and transformed into a streak of light, flying away swiftly. Soon, he arrived before a star core suspended above the lava. The star core was small, able to be held in one hand, but the power it contained made Ling Xiao's heart race.
Intelligent brain, analyze.
Ling Xiao ordered in a deep voice.
Deep.
Analysis complete. 6th level 2-star lava-type star core containing A-grade lava power. Direct consumption carries a 100% risk of body explosion. The result made a gleam shine in Ling Xiao's eyes.
A-grade lava power?
The effect after repair far exceeds expectations. He hesitated not at all and clicked to repair.
There are still 2 repair opportunities left today.
Ding! Detected 500 million vulnerabilities in the star core.
Repair?
The system prompt sounded, and Ling Xiao's pupils contracted slightly.
500 million vulnerabilities meant an SSS-level superpower. This luck was unbelievably extraordinary.
Such a terrifying vulnerability, once repaired, will result in an astonishing energy reserve. Perhaps before reaching planetary-level strength, the spiritual energy will be greatly replenished.
Repair. Repair immediately.
Ling Xiao did not hesitate and ordered the system. Ding! Command received. Begin repairing all vulnerabilities.
Buzz. A dazzling light suddenly enveloped the star core.
The runes quickly became profound and mysterious, changing color from dark red to pure black. Ding! Congratulations, host. Successfully repaired 500 million vulnerabilities in the lava-type star core.
The star core has been upgraded to.
Ding! Congratulations, host. You have successfully repaired the 500 million flaw in the lava-type star core. The star core has been upgraded to 9th level dark magic flame star core.
SSS rank.
9th level dark magic flame star core. Upon consumption, it directly awakens the SSS level supernatural ability dark magic flame, possessing the destructive power
to incinerate everything.
Legend has it that only the top elites of the Hell Demon clan can awaken this ability. The user also gains a massive reserve of soul energy. The alert sound suddenly exploded, striking directly into Ling Xiao's mind, causing his pupils to contract sharply.
Dark magic flame?
Just the name alone tells me this is no ordinary item. Ling Xiao was extremely satisfied with this fusion.
Although he did not directly obtain that mysterious SS grade, is by no means easy to control.
For Sikong Shui to possess such, there is a 90% chance that a mysterious force is backing her. Otherwise, with her strength, coming into contact with that kind of would definitely be a death sentence. Having figured this out, he swallowed the star core without hesitation.
Boom!
A raging black flame burst forth from his body like a flood, instantly engulfing him entirely.
The black flame wrapped around his flesh, transforming his blood and flesh, allowing his body to easily withstand the scorching of the dark demonic flame.
The black flame quickly surged toward his sea of consciousness, condensing into a huge dark fireball. Within seconds, the fireball's size had already surpassed that of the previous holy light orb.
The dark demonic flame orb was fully formed.
Ling Xiao opened his eyes, his right hand slightly clenched in the void.
Buzz! Black flames instantly surged out from his fingertips. Not bad. I wonder how powerful it is.
He calmly stared at the flame, then easily clenched his hand, and the flame instantly went out. Next, he opened the attribute panel.
Attribute panel. Name, Ling Xiao. Repair count, 1/4.
Martial realm, innate 10th heaven, 3rd transformation, 49,000/100,000. Soul realm, innate 10-fold heaven, tier 3, 77,000/100,000.
Health, 10,000, 1 point equals 900 kilograms of strength. Soul, 10,000.
Skill, spear technique, mastery peak, 400%, 1000/7000. Talent, undying divine body, SSS level, combat power times 300%, innate Dao body, SS level, blessing 3000 times, solar star flame, S level, holy light power, SS level, dark demon flame, SSS level. Cultivation method, titanium battle technique, 4th rank lower grade, 300% cultivation speed, soul immortality technique, eternal level, 5th rank shattered, 32 times. Demon Disintegration, 8th rank. Martial Skills, Titanium Fist Technique, 4th rank lower grade, 400%. Meteor Spear Technique, 6th rank middle grade, 1000%. 9 Heaven's Flame. Explosion, 6th rank top grade, 15,200%. Flame Dragon Step, 7th rank middle grade, 1500%. Star Battle Body, 7th rank middle grade, 1500%. Items, Black Kill Set, 7th rank middle grade, Black Flame Spear, 7th rank middle grade, Flying Device, 8th rank middle grade. Beast Pet, Hell 3-Headed Demon Dragon, SSS grade, 4th stage 7 stars. Ling Xiao stared at the panel, clearly aware that his strength could no longer be underestimated, but true power still had to be tested in actual combat. The weak point is still the realm. I need to speed up my strength improvement. Thinking of Sikong Shui, he said cautiously, the mysterious force behind her, whether friend or foe, is uncertain. I can't take any risks. It's better to leave here first. He glanced deep into the stars and turned away without hesitation. A few minutes later, Ling Xiao landed again on Flame Demon Planet 7, and the starry sky Thunderwing instantly transformed into a wristwatch worn on his wrist. The assessment had been going on for more than 2 hours. He glanced at the points leaderboard. At the top of the leaderboard, the first place score had surprisingly surpassed several thousand. Obviously, he had slain countless 3rd-tier 8-star and 9-star star beasts. Ling Xiao raised his brow and thought to himself, the score must first be raised to a stable rank, otherwise, if something urgent happens and I forget to kill star beasts, it will be a big problem. He immediately activated his divine sense, rapidly spreading it in all directions. Within a radius of 10,000 kilometers, all things fall under the control of the divine consciousness. If this were Earth, this range would cover almost half a continent, but on this planet, it is only a limited corner. Even so, Ling Xiao still discovered several formidable enemies of the 4th level Flame Demon Grandmaster rank within the range. Found you, it's you. Ling Xiao's mouth curled slightly, and he took a step forward. Boom! The ground thunderously collapsed dozens of meters, and his figure transformed into a streak of light, shooting straight ahead. Half a minute later, Ling Xiao appeared above a sea of scorching lava. Battle recorder, activate, he ordered coldly, speaking before landing. For masters at the Grandmaster level, flight is essential. With sufficient strength, one can freely soar. The combat power Ling Xiao was about to display at this moment was exactly at the Grandmaster level, without any reservation. Real-time recording function activated. The smartwatch responded instantly. Ling Xiao clenched his right hand, and a golden fiery spear materialized in the void. This flame was not the dark demonic fire, its power only reached the 1st level of Grandmaster. To avoid being overly dazzling, die, he shouted angrily, the spear turning into a streak of light, charging straight into the sea of lava. Ha! The spear plunged deep into the lava, and the ground immediately trembled. Rumble! A deep roar erupted from the bottom of the lava sea. Roar! A furious roar exploded from beneath the ground. A 4-star, 1st-rank flame demon, over 200 meters long, roared as it burst through the earth. Its gaze locked onto Ling Xiao in the air, shouting angrily, human race. Having just advanced to the 4th rank not long ago, its speech was still somewhat awkward, but it was by no means unfamiliar with the term human race. Ling Xiao sneered, let me give you a welcome gift first. With a grand sweep of his hand, dozens of Master Level 1 flame spears instantly condensed. With another flick of his right hand, the spears transformed into light arrows, shooting swiftly at the flame demon. The speed was dazzling, causing the flame demon's expression to change drastically. It was too late to escape. Boom, boom, boom. The rain-like spears bombarded wildly, scattering explosive sparks everywhere. Each strike tore through the flame demon's flesh, the power terrifyingly immense. Ling Xiao felt a bit embarrassed. It can't die this quickly, right? However, the fact was that the flame demon's star core was shattered into pieces. He shook his head speechlessly. Good grief, hiding your strength but still trying to use tricks? This power has already reached the level of an ordinary Grandmaster at the 4th or 5th heaven. A 4th level 1-star flame demon is roughly equivalent to a human master at the 3rd or 4th heaven level. Ling Xiao, who can easily kill it in an instant, has a strength of at least the 5th heaven level or above. Forget it, let's leave it at that. Ling Xiao sighed, preparing to upload the battle data to the intelligent brain. Turn off real-time recording, lock the screen. Ling Xiao did not waste a second and directly ordered the intelligent brain to upload the data. Training time. First, find a powerful flame demon and fully restore my health. His eyes blazed as he flew straight toward the target he had long locked onto. At the volcano crater, Quang Tai was panting heavily, his gaze fixed on the innate limit flame demon corpse he had brutally shattered. Sweat dripped down his forehead. The innate limit flame demon is indeed no joke. It almost drained all my internal power. This flame demon was about to reach the 2nd transformation, a master-level existence with extremely fierce strength. Although Quang Tai was only close to the 1st transformation, thanks to his A-grade berserker physique, he finally wore it down to death. Ding! Points plus 512, ranking rose to 3rd. The prompt suddenly sounded in his mind. Quang Tai smiled bitterly, finally squeezed into the top 3, but those two freaks in 1st and 2nd place are over 1,000 points ahead of me. I can't catch up. His boxing style limited his growth. Facing the power of the flame demon, his fists and feet seemed clumsy and at a disadvantage. Giving it his all only earned him
third place. Grandpa said if I get into the top 3, he'll reward me with a 5th level boxing glove. Excitement sparkled in his eyes. Ding! Your points ranking has dropped to 4th. The notification sounded like a bolt from the blue, leaving Kwang Tai stunned. Who snatched my 3rd place? His anger flared instantly as he immediately opened the leaderboard. Staring at the point totals of the top 3, he widened his eyes in disbelief. 100,000? Counting the zeros carefully, he let out a scream. 100,000 points meant that the opponent had killed a flame demon at the first level of the Grandmaster realm, and he was only at the innate limit. His strength simply could not compare. The first level of the Grandmaster realm far surpassed the 10th level of the innate realm, with a strength gap of at least 10 times. A Grandmaster realm first level could easily one-shot all the top 10 fighters on the leaderboard, utterly crushing them. This is not just a gap in talent, it is practically a chasm in strength. After reaching the Grandmaster realm, the Flame Devil's firepower advances to Flame Force, a level only attainable after the second transformation. The Flame Devil's strength at the first level of the Grandmaster realm is equivalent to that of an ordinary human master at the 3rd or even 4th level. Even geniuses cannot bridge the 60 to 70-fold gap. At this moment, it was not only Kwang Tai, but everyone on the leaderboard who felt shocked. Ling Xiao, who once ranked last with 0 points, now stood at the top of the list. An overwhelming lead of 100,000 points left all the geniuses in despair. In the starry sky, a 6th-tier spaceship floated quietly. The journey of Ling Xiao and the others was about to begin. Unexpectedly, someone in this generation was able to kill a Grandmaster-level flame demon. Could it really be that kind of prodigy who broke through early? Someone whispered in amazement. The speaker stared at the leaderboard and suddenly raised an eyebrow. Such a genius is extremely rare. But he was even more afraid to see this kind of change, because it often meant that a prodigy with innate limits was forced to step into the Grandmaster level. Their strength instantly multiplied tenfold. Only then could they survive on this blood-soaked and brutal battlefield. Nowadays, there are hundreds of S-level geniuses on the battlefield, among whom there is a strong individual with a 30% chance of advancing to S+. If he truly breaks through, he will surely soar to the top. He was once ranked first on the leaderboard. Among the top 10, for have already broken through to the first transformation of the innate realm and could advance to Grandmaster at any time. But they are delaying their upgrades, solely to explore the true Chi realms of the 2nd, or even the 3rd and 4th transformations. Strength has more than doubled, and the future will be limitless. The speaker felt a faint worry in his heart that Ling Xiao killed a 4th-level flame demon. Could it be that he was forced to advance? If that were true, it would be a real pity. I hope that's not the case, he sighed softly, then opened Ling Xiao's battle records. This kid, only one video? What on earth is going on? The video showed the exact moment Ling Xiao instantly killed the 4th-level flame demon. The speaker's eyes narrowed, holding his breath to watch. On the screen, Ling Xiao's figure was like lightning, his power like a fierce storm, instantly crushing the ferocious flame demon. This scene caused the speaker of the assembly's face to change abruptly. Impossible, he exclaimed in shock. Inside the spaceship control room, all the warriors turned to look at him in unison. They saw that the strongest speaker of the assembly in the Yin-Yang star system was showing a rare expression of fear. What major event has happened? Could it be another attack by the 4 great races? The last time I saw the speaker with this expression was when the intermediate galaxy was destroyed by the Tatters. May everything be safe. These innate limits made the Grandmaster level experts tense as if their hearts were strings stretched tight. 15 years old? He is only 15. Countless thoughts surged through the speaker's mind. He is actually an SS level genius, absolutely SS level. SS level, that legendary genius rank. In the Yin-Yang star system, even S+ is extremely rare, encountered once in 100 years. This time the speaker personally came to supervise the exam. 90% of the reason was for that strong individual who might be promoted to S+, but he has not yet broken through. But Ling Xiao already has SS level talent. Once this news leaks, the entire human race will surely be stirred. SS level genius, none have appeared in the human race for hundreds of years. In history, only one martial god has reached this level. Can't delay, must report immediately. The Speaker of the House looked grim, exuding a chilling aura. Once the news leaks, within a day, top-tier experts from other races will come to assassinate in secret. Even the Flame Sun Emperor would find it hard to resist. The report must be kept extremely confidential. The fewer people who know, the better. Not even Emperor Yin Yang could be informed. But in this case, reporting it becomes a problem. It seems I have no choice but to return to the ancestral star myself. He gave a cold order. Intelligent brain, use your authority to delete this video immediately. Beep, deletion successful. The intelligent brain responded quickly. After all, this was just an exam at Yin Yang Academy. As the chief examiner and Speaker of the House, he holds absolute authority. Even the Flame Sun Imperial Capital cannot delete the video segment uploaded to the central mainframe. Once the genius evaluation begins, any interference is ineffective. Ling Xiao, luck determines everything. If you can wait for my return, everything can be negotiated. The speaker's gaze was sharp as he locked onto Ling Xiao, who was ranked first on the leaderboard, then waved his hand to activate his authority and
and blocked the upload of his video.
I'm leaving this to you. I have urgent matters. When escorting the geniuses later, if we encounter enemies, fight back with full force. The speaker ordered coldly, his eyes resolute. The warriors on site responded in unison. With a roar, the speaker boarded a 5th-tier advanced spaceship and quickly disappeared into the depths of the star region. Ling Xiao was completely unaware that the casually uploaded video had almost attracted the pursuit and killing by planetary-level strong warriors. Flame Demon Star Number 7. Boom! A long sword sliced through the air, instantly cutting down a massive flame demon. Blood and lava burst forth, and the flame demon exploded with a roar, lava pouring down like rain. Before dying, this 4th-rank 5-star flame demon was filled with confusion. How could it be instantly killed by a human girl? Her sword was sharp like a startled swan, yet it had not even reached full mastery. The white-clad girl dances with her sword, ranked first in the 7th grade at Yangyang Academy. She has mastered the A-level quick ability and honed her swordsmanship to its peak, only lacking the final breakthrough. A master-level sword technique is within reach. At only 91 years old, a young master-level strong warrior, yet stuck at this final stage for 10 years. The stunning swan sword is still not perfect, the kill is still awkward. Where exactly is the problem? Sword Dance stared at the blade, frowning deeply. Helpless, she leapt onto her long sword and flew into the distance, seeking the 4th-rank 7-star flame demon to continue her training. Suddenly, a deafening explosion erupted in the distance, and Jianwu instantly became alert. This aura, 4th-rank 10-star. Why would a flame demon of such a level appear here? A murderous intent flashed in her eyes. She moved swiftly, riding her sword straight toward the source of the sound. 300 kilometers away, above the magma sea, a flame demon towering 1,000 meters slammed its furious fist into the void, causing the ground to tremble incessantly. The target is a boy in a black combat suit, carrying a long spear on his back, standing with his eyes closed, stepping on 2 black fire god dragons beneath his feet. The boy's figure is agile, dodging the raging attacks of the flame demon with calm and precise movements, astonishing to behold. The flame demon roars angrily, spewing magma all over its body, transforming into countless giant fists smashing towards the sky. Roar! The peak 4th-level flame demon roars, its magma fists turning into meteors, falling like a storm covering the sky, with only one target, the place where the boy stands. It was Ling Xiao. In an instant, hundreds of thousands of fists covered tens of kilometers of land like meteors. Boom boom boom. Continuous explosions thundered, the earth trembled violently, as if it was about to be torn apart. As Jianwu just approached, his expression changed instantly. What kind of monster is this infernal demon? Why is it so insanely violent? Who is controlling it from behind? She furrowed her brows tightly. An infernal demon at the peak of the 4th tier possesses immense power. Encountering it is a dead end. Only the top-tier experts of grades 9 and 10 have a slim chance of survival. As for defeating him, almost no one can do it. Jianwu's gaze locked onto the attack direction, then suddenly withdrew. A young boy was seen rapidly dodging amidst the flurry of fist shadows, avoiding the explosion point of each punch. His speed was astonishing, and all the destructive power was evaded. The sword dance stirred up a storm in her heart. Where did this demon come from? Its life energy is less than 100 years? Could it be an SS-level genius from some galaxy? She exclaimed in disbelief. Humph! A cold snort suddenly sounded, causing Jianwu's heart to tremble. Looking up, his face instantly turned pale. The flame demon had already appeared above Ling Zhao's head, glaring at him angrily. Human, die! The flame demon roared, opening its mouth to spew a pillar of crimson fire. The firelight spanned several kilometers in diameter, illuminating the sky and earth for 100 miles. The pillar of fire pierced the air like a sharp arrow, shooting straight at Sword Dance. Even if she reacted in time, there was nowhere for her to escape. It's over. Despair enveloped him, and the energy to move the Sword Dance was swallowed by fear. Rumble! Columns of fire struck the Sword Dance, and the explosion instantly formed a massive mushroom cloud, soaring tens of thousands of meters into the sky. Shockwaves scattered, and the scorching flames turned everything into molten lava. The earth violently collapsed a kilometer deep. The blast wave affected an area spanning thousands of miles. In the human world, this move would be enough to wipe out an entire country. Thousands of talented contestants participating in the assessment here were instantly reduced to ashes. No one could save them from their misfortune. Humans are as lowly as dust. In the sky, the massive flame demon snorted coldly. With the insignificant bystanders gone, he could focus entirely on dealing with Ling Xiao. The flame demon's expression changed abruptly, staring intently at the center of the attack. Ling Xiao had actually appeared right in front, forcibly blocking the pillar of fire. Hey, don't get distracted when you're fighting me. Ling Xiao held the stunned Jianwu in his arms, looked up at the flame demon, a slight smile playing on his lips. His body technique has reached its peak, just one step away from the master realm. But this flame demon suddenly ran away, really speechless. Roar! The enraged flame demon lunged again. Ling Xiao chuckled lightly, wielding his sword in his arms, and instantly dodged away. Ding! Successfully dodged the attack of a 4th-rank 10-star expert, agility proficiency plus 10. Ding! Dodged the attack of a 4th-rank 10-star expert, agility proficiency plus 10. Ding! You successfully
dodged the attack of a 4th-ranked 10-star expert, agility proficiency +10. The system alert sounds rose and fell, directly entering Ling Xiao's mind. An hour earlier, after Ling Xiao uploaded the video of killing the Master Level 1 Flame Demon, he headed straight to the depths of the Magma Sea, locking onto the 4th-level Ultimate Flame Demon before him. In their first confrontation, Ling Xiao held nothing back, lowering his defense by 90% to face the Flame Demon's assault. The blazing flames instantly reduced him to ashes. If not for his residual defense holding up, he would have died on the spot. But this burning instead caused Ling Xiao's qi and blood to surge by more than 500 points. After the repair was complete, he provoked again. The enraged Flame Demon launched a frenzied counterattack, bombarding like a violent storm. However, Ling Xiao was like an immortal bug, instantly recovering every time he was shattered. In the evasion interval, he awakened his body movement skills, which, like his marksmanship, greatly enhanced his speed and dodging ability. While regenerating his health points, Ling Xiao practiced his body movement skills intensively by using enemy attacks. In just 1 hour, his body movement skills soared to the peak of proficiency. His health points also surged at an astonishing rate, eventually breaking through the 10,000 reserve mark. Ding! Dodged the attack of a 4th-tier 10-star expert, agility proficiency +10. Congratulations on advancing to early master level 0/10000. Speed boost increased by 500%. At the moment of the health breakthrough, a system prompt sounded in his mind. Ling Xiao gritted his teeth and shouted lowly, "Ceasefire for now, I need a breakthrough." The massive body of the Flame Demon paused slightly, but the next moment, anger surged like a tide. Roar! Arrogant human, die! The Flame Demon roared, its fiery power erupting wildly, its body swelling like a balloon. This guy is about to self-destruct. Ling Xiao was alert, his face grave. He had thought the other party still wanted to leave, but unexpectedly, they were cornered with no way out, mentally breaking down. Human, die! The Flame Demon let out a venomous roar and suddenly exploded. Rumble! The deafening explosion roared into the sky, the ground violently collapsing, and a mushroom cloud tens of thousands of meters high soaring upward. The destructive shockwave swept in all directions, the scorching heatwave devouring everything. The surrounding master-level low-rank fire demons instantly turned to ashes. This explosion's power far exceeded the previous vengeful strike. The extraordinary changes in heaven and earth were clearly visible even to the examiners in space. Another confrontation between a human strongman and a Grandmaster-level flame demon. This strike has reached the level of a 1-star Grandmaster. Absolutely true. Killing a Grandmaster flame demon brings the humans one step closer to seizing the Flame Demon star system. Don't rush. The Flame Demon star system holds countless treasures. Keeping him alive is more valuable. The scene immediately exploded with excitement. Everyone was engaged in a heated debate. Killing a Grandmaster-level flame demon, a miracle rarely seen in decades. Unfortunately, they were all wrong. That flame demon was not a Grandmaster at all, just a 4th-level peak flame demon forced to self-destruct. Flames filled the sky. Ling Xiao stood still, the sword dance in his arms still silently asleep. A black golden energy shield tightly wrapped around him. Ling Xiao, who possessed the black gold battle body, would not be easily torn apart by explosions. At this moment, the energy shield was covered with cracks and could shatter at any time. In that instant, he had almost sacrificed all of his physical defense, but now it had fully recovered. This also pushed his defensive limits to the edge. If the explosion had been any stronger, he could only rely on his battlesuit to withstand it. This explosion was essentially a hardcore defense test. What a pity to lose such a good practice target. Looks like I'll have to find another one. Ling Xiao sighed, his eyes filled with helplessness. The opponent's strength is just right for practicing agility and regenerating health. Unfortunately, the heart is not strong enough and actually self-destructed. The right hand waved slightly. More than 10 kilometers away, a cracked star core sped towards. Not shattered yet, the cracks don't affect it much. Ling Xiao unceremoniously put away this 4th-level top-tier star core. Who is this woman? Why is she coming over to stir up trouble for no reason? Finally, he looked down at Jianwu in his arms. Sword dance, the swordsman exuded an extraordinary aura, his appearance comparable to Sikong Shui and others, radiating a transcendent and refined atmosphere. Ling Xiao was speechless. My talent is really frightening. If I had it before crossing over, why would I still be single at the time of death? Forget it, system. First let my true energy condense and rise to the 6th level. He put down the sword dance and directly issued a command to the system. Ding! Command accepted. In an instant, a terrifying force surged into Ling Xiao's limbs and bones. Within the dantian, the pale golden true qi liquid rapidly condensed. The liquid gradually turned into a deep golden color, becoming purer and purer. With the support of 100,000 vitality, the true qi completely condensed into a concentrated liquid. The next step is about to solidify into a golden elixir. Messing around like this, outsiders would think I'm cultivating immortality. Ling Xiao smiled bitterly. However, this progress is excellent. 6th level true qi means that each point of his vitality is equivalent to 18 points of an ordinary person's. In other words, his current strength is equivalent to a first-rank master of 2nd level true essence. What's even more astonishing is that he hasn't yet reached the Grandmaster level. Once he becomes a Grandmaster, his power will increase tenfold. Even if it were multiplied by 10 now, it would rival the vitality of an ordinary Grandmaster at the 6th heaven. With the addition of a series of cultivation methods and martial skills, his combat power would be terrifyingly unmatched. He glanced at the attribute table. Attribute table. Name, Ling Xiao. Number of repairs, 1/4. Martial arts realm, innate 10th heaven, 6th turn, 0/300,000. Spiritual realm, innate 10th heaven, 3rd stage, 91,000/100,000. Chi and blood, 10,000, 1 point equals 1,800 kilograms strength. Soul, 10,000. Skills, gun skills, mastery peak, 400%, 1,000/7,000. Body technique, master early stage, 5x, 0/10,000. Talent, immortal divine body, SSS rank, combat power times 300%. Innate Tao body, SS rank, blessing 3000x. Solar star flame, S rank, power of the holy light, SS level. Dark flame of magic, SSS level. Cultivation method, titanium battle technique, 4th rank, low grade, 300% cultivation speed. Soul immortality technique, eternal level, 5th rank, fragmented, 32x. Demonic disintegration, 8th rank. Martial skill, titanium fist technique, 4th rank, low grade, 400%. Falling star spear, magic power, 6th rank, mid-level, enhanced by 1000%. Ultimate skill, 9 heavens flame explosion, 6th rank, top grade, power 1500%. Agility, flame dragon step, 7th rank, mid-level, speed 1500%. Constitution, star battle body, 7th rank, mid-level, defense 1500%. Equipment, black killer set, 7th rank, mid-grade. Weapon, black flame spear, 7th rank, mid-grade. Mount, flying device, 8th rank, mid-grade. Beast pet, hell 3-headed demon dragon, SSS grade, 4th rank, 7 stars. Ling Xiao stared at the attribute panel, frowning deeply. After the 6th level comes the 10th level, directly advancing to a Grandmaster. To break through to the 10th level now, you need 300,000 health. He smirked slightly. Health is easy to get, just find a flame demon and grind for 3 to 4 hours, no problem. The soul realm, however, is difficult to improve. Fortunately, that star core, although 99% of its power was supplied to the dark flame, allowed my soul reserve to reach the 9th level, with a full 100 billion soul points. Not to mention now, even in the future when I become a stellar level powerhouse, the soul reserve will still be more than enough. Right now, I can accumulate 2,000 soul points in 10 minutes, which is 12,000 points in an hour. Soul 10 turns, at most, takes just over a day. There is still plenty of time. Ling Xiao murmured softly, withdrawing his gaze. Intelligent brain, activate the sword dance's protective shield. His eyes swept over the sword dance on the ground as he issued a deep command. Buzz! The battlesuit's protective shield lit up instantly, displaying a 4th level top-tier defense. This protective shield can withstand a casual strike from a Grandmaster at the 10th heaven level, but the full-force attack from the flame demon that Jianwu faced earlier was difficult even for it to endure. It should be fine, Ling Xiao thought to himself. With a step, a burst of fire soared into the air and vanished into the ruins. He was not Jianwu's bodyguard. Saving her once was enough. More than 10 minutes later, Jianwu slowly opened her eyes. The battle suit had a self-healing function. Although the injuries were severe and took a long time, she ultimately recovered without any harm. I'm not dead? She touched her unscathed body in surprise. The figure of the young boy appeared in his mind. It was he who saved me. Jianwu furrowed his brows slightly, puzzled and confused. Who is this boy? Why is his strength so terrifying? She would never confuse Ling Xiao with those examinees. After all, how could a freshman who hasn't even enrolled possess such terrifying strength? On the other side, Ling Xiao once again targeted a 4th-tier peak flame demon. His movements were as swift as the wind, his spear technique fierce. Relying on his undying divine body, he simultaneously replenished his health while improving his agility and spear skills. The improvement of gun techniques and body techniques slightly slowed down the cultivation speed, but the impact was minimal. The accumulation of soul power was slow, so this period was just right for waiting to recover. With the 9th level soul reserve, the soul upgrade speed was astonishing. After more than 40 minutes, the soul's qualitative level leapt to level 6. He practiced with the flame demon for several hours. After 7 hours, his chi and blood value finally climbed to 300,000, finally reached the standard. Ling Xiao let out a long breath. If others heard this, they would definitely be furious. These days, he rapidly grew from an ordinary weakling into a super strong warrior who could easily kill a Grandmaster at the 10th level of the innate realm, yet he still said it was hard? Ridiculous to the extreme. System, condense true energy to the 10th transformation. Ling Xiao did not hesitate and directly issued the command to the system. Command issued. Ding, command confirmed, consuming 300,000 vitality, beginning true chi condensation. The system responded without hesitation, its voice cold and sharp, then activated immediately. Boom! The vitality surged into Ling Xiao's body like a raging flood. His strength skyrocketed, violently erupting like a volcano. The total amount of vitality remained unchanged, but it unleashed 10 times the power. The dark golden true Qi liquid in the dantian gradually thickened and quickly solidified into a solid state. The true Qi did not stop, it continued to be compressed and purified. With each compression, the true Qi solid became harder and finer. Continuously replenished, the volume stabilized again. As the last trace of Qi and blood was consumed, the golden core solidified, as hard as a rock.
Ding! Congratulations, host, the true Qi vortex has successfully condensed into 10th level true Qi.
Power increased tenfold, with each point of Qi and blood unleashing a force of 3,000 kilograms.
The prompt sounded like thunder in Ling Zhao's mind, shaking him deeply. System, does this mean I can directly advance to the first level of the Grandmaster realm?
Ling Zhao questioned. Ding, yes, the host can reverse the true Qi into true essence, directly breaking through to the first level of the Grandmaster realm, the system responded calmly.
Ling Zhao raised an eyebrow, quickly organizing the information.
It turned out that to reverse the true Qi, one only needed to run the true Qi in reverse, increasing the speed by several times and multiplying the power. The risk was enormous. If the true Qi's intensity was insufficient, it would break instantly upon reversal, resulting in death by body explosion at best, or complete loss of true Qi at worst. But as long as the true Qi reached the first transformation level, the reversal would be safe and worry-free. My tenfold true Qi is stable. Ling Zhao sneered coldly, closed his eyes, and activated the reversal. Buzz. The golden core suddenly stopped, and Ling Zhao felt the true Qi slip out of control. Buzz buzz buzz. The golden core suddenly spun in reverse, accelerating wildly, instantly surpassing the previous limit. 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, or even faster, seemingly without end. The body was in excruciating pain, cells trembling, as if being torn apart by this insane power.
Damn, my body actually can't withstand the power of reversing the golden core? How is this possible?
Ling Zhao was stunned. Others could only reverse dozens of times, but he had already surpassed 1,000 times, and the speed was still soaring. Could it be that the power of the 10 turns of true Qi is too immense? He furrowed his brows tightly, his flesh beginning to crack. Puff puff puff. Fresh blood gushed out from the cracked wound. At first, Ling Zhao's body cracked, instantly repairing itself. But as time passed, the rate of cracking suddenly soared, and Ling Zhao couldn't keep up with the repairs. If it were an ordinary person, they would have long been torn into a bloody mist, dissipating into the world. Obviously, Ling Zhao's physical body had reached its limit, but he couldn't stop. Stopping meant that the shattering was only the beginning. A decline in realm would be fatal. He couldn't afford to gamble. Right, there's also the demonic disintegration. Suddenly, a flash of light passed through Ling Zhao's eyes. His physical body was not strong enough, although the black gold battle body
could enhance defense. It was an externally added shield formed by condensed true Qi and could not prevent the collapse from the inside out.
Only the demonic disintegration could fundamentally enhance the essential strength of both soul and body.
Demonic disintegration.
He shouted sharply and suddenly unleashed all his internal organs.
Boom!
Ling Zhao's aura surged violently, his flesh and blood instantly exploding into a mist of blood that merged into every cell of his body. The ruptured areas began to heal rapidly, restoring to perfect condition in an instant. The strength of his physical body increased dramatically, suppressing the frenzied destruction caused by the reversed true Qi.
Steady now.
The system didn't explain clearly earlier, almost caused a disaster. Ling Zhao's expression was grave. The 10th level true Qi possessed such terrifying power. Even without the death god body, he nearly couldn't hold on. The Dingrun clan's true energy condensation revolutions are limited, with a maximum of only 1 revolution. Even geniuses find it difficult to surpass the 4-revolution threshold. Beyond 4 revolutions, reversing the true energy will tear apart the genes. Even if an SS-level physical body restores supernatural abilities, it cannot withstand gene fragmentation. The host can endure up to 7 revolutions due to possessing the demonic disintegration, but the system recommends upgrading to 10 revolutions.
Moreover, the immortal body provides protection, so there is no major issue.
The system's voice sounded, and Ling Zhao slightly raised his eyebrows. So it was gene fragmentation. No wonder I felt something was off just now. If it weren't for the immortal body and demonic disintegration, he would have long since been shattered.
Finally made it through. There shouldn't be any problems from now on, right?
Helpless, he closed his eyes and continued to reverse the golden core.
Time passed second by second.
Every 5 minutes, he would offer his internal organs. Fortunately, the 9th level soul energy reserve was strong, able to fully restore the soul in 3 minutes, while the demonic disintegration lasted 5 minutes. He could only treat it as a process of cultivating his divine soul. Now I can't restore health. I can only practice skills. Ling Zhao's body could move freely, but he must not be seriously injured. Otherwise the balance between the deathless body and the circulation of true Qi would be broken, with unimaginable consequences. He spread his starry thunder wings, enveloping his entire body. Even if a galaxy exploded, he would not fear. He could only train the 2 skills in place.
Body technique plus 10. Gun technique plus 10. Body technique plus 10.
The prompt sound kept ringing, and Ling Zhao's skill proficiency rapidly increased. Every time his proficiency increased by 10 points, Ling Zhao felt as if he had cultivated for several years, making rapid progress. The levels of the 2 skills
quickly rose, both reaching the mid-master stage. 10,000 points of proficiency equated to thousands of years of hard cultivation. The difficulty of the master level was astonishing, but the effect was even more remarkable, with strength and speed surging by 600%. Time flies, and 15 hours have quietly passed. The soul power accumulation has reached 180,000 points, and all skill proficiencies have surpassed the late master level. With strength enhancement, it has reached 700%. The reversal is far from over. Beep. The assessment is about to end, entering recall mode in half an hour. The prompt suddenly entered his mind, causing Ling Xiao to furrow his brows. The assessment is ending so soon? Time flies incredibly fast. He shook his head helplessly, knowing that after the reversal of true energy ends, his strength would increase tenfold, so he could only endure. Ding! Congratulations, host. The reversal of true chi is complete, and the true chi has been successfully transformed into the power of true essence. The system prompt suddenly arrived. Buzz! The golden core inside the body spun rapidly and then suddenly stopped. Finally completed. Ling Xiao felt a surge of spirit. Ding! Realm advancement, Grandmaster Realm, First Heaven. Daily bug fix attempts increased to 5 times. Ding! Bloodline limit broken, achieving 10th turn true essence. Limit break function activated. Limit break function description. By combining multiple repair opportunities, a perfectly repaired item's supernatural ability can break through its limit, greatly enhancing its power. For example, the Solar True Fire has an S-level limit. Combining 3 repair opportunities gives a 70% chance to upgrade to SS level and a 30% chance to break through to SSS level. Repair attempts refresh daily. Currently, the host can combine up to 5 times. The higher the level, the more combinations are required. A series of beeping sounds bombarded his mind, leaving Ling Xiao momentarily stunned. Breaking through the limit? Does this mean my immortal body can also be upgraded? His eyes lit up. He knew that although the immortal body was powerful, there were higher levels. The possibility of an upgrade excited him greatly. Ding! Immortal body upgrade requires the fusion of 10 repair opportunities. The prompt tone responded immediately. Got it 10 times? It's still early. I'll sprint through the 5 realms. Ling Xiao was helpless but knew that leveling up was extremely difficult. Upgrading to S-level abilities only requires 3 repairs, but my SS-level innate Dao body can break through with at most 4 or 5 times? A flash of inspiration. The breakthrough limit function is truly an excellent tool. The count has just reset. 5 repair opportunities. System, activate the innate body breakthrough limit. He did not hesitate, choosing the innate Dao body because its level is relatively low. The combat talent has already reached a very high level, and 5 chances are not enough to break through. Ding! Order received. Innate Dao body, SS level, requires 4 repairs to break the limit. About to start. A prompt sound rang out. Boom! A golden torrent of power instantly surged through Ling Xiao's entire body. Ling Xiao felt his blood boiling, as if some long-dormant power within him was awakening. The impulse of awakening lasted only a moment before returning to silence. Ding! Congratulations, host. The innate Dao body has broken through the limit level +2, evolving into the innate law body, wilderness level. Innate law body, desolation level ability, cultivation speed increased by 100,000 times, comprehension increased by 100,000 times, law comprehension speed increased by 1,000,000 times, law power enhanced tenfold, advanced ability level classification, F, E, D, C, B, A, S, SS, SSS, followed by desolation level, flood level, universe level, cosmic level, immortal level. The system prompt suddenly sounded, causing Ling Xiao's mind to jolt sharply. For the first time, he understood the ability level system above SSS rank. Cultivation speed increased by 100,000 times? Innate law body, isn't this defying the heavens? He gasped sharply. A speed of 100,000 times means that 1 day of cultivation is equivalent to 300 years in the past. This speed is terrifying. It's just a pity he awakened too late. Otherwise, with his current talent, he could break through from an ordinary person to the innate realm in just 1 day. Although he possessed an immortal body with extremely fast blood and energy recovery, no matter if it was 100,000 times or 1,000,000 times faster, it still couldn't compare to his current cultivation speed. Even more crucial was the speed of cultivating his techniques and martial skills. With his comprehension improved by 100,000 times and his cultivation speed increased by 100,000 times, combined, Ling Xiao's cultivation speed multiplied by several thousand times. With a thought, he hesitated not at all and drew the long spear from his back. Clang! The gunshot was piercing, the spear slashing out a sharp afterimage. Falling star spear technique, he shouted sharply, leaping into the air. The gunfire streaked through the void like a torrential downpour. Clang, clang, clang. Countless gunshots exploded, the gunfire like rain piercing the sky, wildly striking the earth. Each streak of gunfire carried the power to destroy mountains and rivers, colliding with the ground in an instant. Rumble! The sound of explosions shook the sky, the ground felt as if it had been struck by a nuclear bomb, countless mushroom clouds rising into the air, engulfing 1,000 miles in an instant. A powerful shockwave spread out in all directions. Finally over. Why is this flame demon so strong? I'm an A+ level genius and I was almost killed by a flame demon of the same level. Good thing there was no team restriction, otherwise
otherwise passing the test would have been difficult, let alone surviving. That's right, forget it. We never planned to enter Yin Yang Academy anyway, let's just leave it at that. But seriously, that woman from the Lobostar system just now was amazing. It would be great if there were more like her. Above a magma lake, a group of geniuses from the same star system, wearing spacesuits, quickly headed back the way they came. They had given up on the assessment, only hoping to leave alive. Look over there! Suddenly, a genius shouted. In the distance, a shockwave that blotted out the sky was crushing forward at an astonishing speed. Everyone's expressions changed drastically. They stared at the darkness, despair surging in their hearts. The shockwave roared up tens of thousands of meters into the sky, as if the sky was covered by an invisible giant net. Everything it touched instantly turned to ashes. Run! Someone finally screamed out, their voice filled with tearing fear. In an instant, everyone snapped awake, frantically activating their flying spacesuits and fleeing into the distance. Even if the spacesuit speeds up to 100,000 kilometers per hour, it cannot escape this all-consuming shockwave. Within tens of seconds, thousands of miles around are reduced to ruins. Those who pride themselves as super geniuses and powerful beings didn't even have time to react before turning to ashes. Before they died, they didn't even know who the attacker was. Ding! Host's gun skills breakthrough. Proficiency plus 10,000. A prompt suddenly sounded in Ling Zhao's mind, his eyes flashing with sharp light. 10,000 points of proficiency injected instantly, simply godlike. Now, to advance from mid-master level to late master level, only 30,000 proficiency points are needed, and practicing the meteor gun technique 3 times will suffice. However, it's safer to go back first. Although I can block the detection from that 6th level spaceship's AI core, if he himself appears, I won't be able to hide. Ling Zhao calmly weighed the situation and stopped training. He knew that after improving the innate Dao body level, the integrity of the consciousness martial arena would greatly increase, making the simulated environment more realistic. Finish the assessment first, then go to Blue Water Star to pick up Uran. He tapped the tip of his toe on the ground, his figure darting like lightning towards the 6-tiered spaceship. Inside the star, Xikong Shui slowly opened his eyes. Finally reclaimed. She exhaled a breath of stale air, feeling the lingering power of the ice spirit star flame in her sea of consciousness, both relieved and helpless in her heart. She had originally thought the reclamation would take only a few hours, but unexpectedly it consumed a full 20 hours. Master, there are still half an hour left before the deadline. Do we still have time? Xikong Shui asked anxiously. Her strength had surged due to the ice spirit star flame, already reaching the 8th layer of the innate realm. The SS-level ice spirit star flame could easily slay the ultimate innate flame demon, but she was still outside the star, and time was running out. Half an hour is enough. I am here, Master. If you can't even pass this little test, the title of Extreme Cold Supreme would be meaningless. The Extreme Cold Supreme spoke arrogantly, the restored soul power surging within his body. In the next moment, an overwhelming spiritual power suddenly enveloped Xikong Shui. Boom! Her entire body was swept up by the spiritual force, and her speed surged to thousands of times faster than the speed of light. Even though the distance from the star to Yanma Star was tens of minutes at light speed, the two of them arrived in just 1 second. Unfortunately, the strength is still a bit lacking. It actually took a whole second. The Supreme of Extreme Cold had a stern gaze, thinking this speed was still too slow. Although several thousand times the speed of light was terrifying, considering the Milky Way's diameter of 100,000 light-years, long-distance space travel still required decades. At her peak, she could cross in a few days without entering the Dark Universe. If she entered the Dark Universe, it would take less than a second. Master, what should I do next? Xikong Shui glanced at the time, only 23 minutes remained. She quickly shouted to her master, 30 kilometers to the front right, there's a 3rd-ranked 10-star flame demon. It's leading over 300 innate level subordinates. Kill them, and your points will break into the top 1,000. The Supreme of Extreme Cold's divine sense instantly locked onto the target. Understood. Xikong Shui didn't hesitate. She pressed down with her foot, blue flames ignited, and her figure transformed into a streak of light, rushing swiftly in the direction pointed out by the Supreme of Extreme Cold. After several dozen seconds, she arrived at a sea of magma more than 10 kilometers wide. Xikong Shui activated the battle record, took a deep breath, and suddenly pressed both hands against the magma. Extreme freeze. The icy aura burst forth like a flood, instantly penetrating the scorching magma. The magma quickly solidified, and in an instant, the entire sea of magma was frozen. Rise. She raised both hands sharply, and the ice layer shattered with a roar. One by one, huge flame demons broke through the ice. The smallest was tens of meters tall, the largest nearly 100 meters, all-powerful innate 10th heaven flame demons. The largest flame demon showed a look of astonishment, clearly still not having reacted before being trapped in the ice prison. Shatter! Xikong Shueshu's seemingly boneless palms suddenly clenched into a fist. Bang bang bang! The flame demons burst one after another, turning into countless ice crystal fragments in the sky. The entire battle was recorded. Beep! Congratulations on killing one innate 10th heaven flame demon and over 300 innate flame demons, earning 9,450 points. Points soared instantly. Xikong Shui surged into the top 1,200 kilometers to the west. The Extreme Cold Cold Supreme said coldly. Sikong Shui did not hesitate at all and quickly flew in the new direction. After obtaining the Ice Spirit Starflame, Sikong Shui's strength skyrocketed dozens of times, her realm directly advancing 7 levels, and she continued to fuse with the Ice Spirit Starflame, aiming for the Grandmaster realm. Although her skill level plummeted from proficient to beginner due to the sudden surge in strength, she didn't mind at all, knowing her skills could quickly recover. In the next 20 minutes, she continuously defeated powerful enemies, her points soaring to 80,000, directly entering the top 10 on the leaderboard.
Finally, I've gathered enough.
Sikong Shui breathed a sigh of relief, only to find that the third place on the leaderboard was actually Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao actually made it into the top 3, with a full 100,000 points. Her eyes narrowed. Could it be that he only killed one first heaven master level flame demon? She was shocked in her heart. Ling Xiao's strength. Could it be that he has already? Ling Xiao has actually reached the master level? Sikong Shui's heart trembled, almost unable to believe it. Her own strength was formidable, easily killing a 10-fold innate flame demon as if slaughtering a chicken, but to defeat a true master level flame demon was simply wishful thinking. After all, the 10-fold difference in strength was undeniable. She had reached this point with the support of a great being from millions of years ago. Yet Ling Xiao, who was even younger than her, had already unleashed such terrifying power. Sikong Shui's gaze froze, unable to comprehend where his strength truly came from. Don't forget, he has a hell 3-headed demon dragon station. Even when facing flame demons at the Master Realm's 5th or 6th level, he can easily serve them up. The Extreme Cold Supreme beside him reminded, this kid is not simple. Although his strength may not be much higher than yours, it is definitely close. Holding 10,000 points relies on his true skills. Compared to you, he is slightly inferior. The words of the Extreme Cold Supreme made Sikong Shui's mood slightly complicated. Ling Xiao concealed his strength deeply. Even the Extreme Cold Supreme had not fully figured it out, only feeling that he was probably a half-step master at the 10th level of the innate realm. Such talent is already a top existence in this small world. If it weren't for Sikong Shui and her existence, Ling Xiao would definitely be the unparalleled prodigy of the human race in this era. I see, it seems I need to step up my efforts as well. There are such geniuses within the human territory. If we look across the galaxy, wouldn't there be even more top-tier beings? Sikong Shui said with a serious expression. The Extreme Cold Supreme nodded and said, naturally, if he were placed in the vast universe, he wouldn't even count as an ant. There, the super races can destroy star systems by the age of 15, and this kid is far from that. Such a genius, even with my assistance, would be hard for you to reach, unless you encounter a heaven-bestowed opportunity. The words of the Extreme Cold Supreme were like a splash of cold water, awakening Sikong Shui from complacency. Sikong Shui's mouth slightly opened, her heart shaken, destroying a galaxy at 15? That is the realm of galaxy-level or even star C-level powerhouses. In the Milky Way, even galaxy-level powerhouses are extremely rare. Such an existence you will eventually encounter. For now, you must focus on improving your strength. I heard your human race is currently facing turmoil. The Supreme Cold's gaze was deep, his tone full of warning. Back then, she herself could only look up to such geniuses, let alone her disciple. Sikong Shui's talent was not as good as hers, and her resources were far inferior. Fortunately, with her as a master providing daily guidance, her future achievements might not be inferior to the Supreme Cold at his peak. By then, the materials to reconstruct the body would also be gathered. 20 minutes ago, Ling Xiao returned to the 6th level spaceship and entered the consciousness martial arena. Before him, countless threads of law entwined around the arena. After inquiring with the system, he learned that these threads were the power of laws derived from the arena. When Ling Xiao's strength is sufficient and he comprehends the laws, this place will provide him with a millionfold speed boost in cultivation. This is exactly the legendary powerful effect of the innate law body. Law power, truly a mythical force. But when will I be qualified to touch it? Ling Xiao pondered. Jinao, do you understand the power of the laws? He asked the intelligence system he had installed. Jinao was an ocean of his knowledge. Ling Xiao even planned to upgrade it to the 7th level, equivalent to the stellar realm. Although powerful, he still felt the knowledge reserve was insufficient. The power of the laws is the essential force for peak star C realm experts to advance to the cosmic level. It can mobilize the energy of heaven and earth, transforming it into destructive attacks. Jinao's voice was calm and authoritative. It possesses extremely terrifying power, and only a very few super geniuses can comprehend this power at the 7th or 8th layers of the star C realm, or even at lower realms. Once mastering the power of the laws, strength instantly soars to cosmic level. Detailed information is scarce, making it difficult to elaborate. The intelligent brain had a slight understanding of the power of the laws. Seeing Ling Zhao's confusion, it directly explained. Comprehending the power of the laws, combat power directly reaches cosmic level. Ling Zhao's eyes lit up. So this means, if I now comprehend the power of the laws, theoretically I can easily kill all opponents below the Star Sea realm in an instant? He secretly decided in his heart, I need to take time to observe the surrounding compounding power of the laws more. But for now, Ling Xiao focused first on practicing his spear technique and body movement. Phew! He took a deep breath, his right hand slightly clenched in the air, instantly conjuring a spear that felt almost indistinguishably real.
Falling Star Spear Technique.
With a low shout, Ling Xiao began to perform the Falling Star Spear technique. The Falling Star Spear technique is divided into a training version and an ultimate version.
The training version integrates basic moves to enhance skills.
The ultimate version is the final explosive strike in battle, consuming a great deal of energy and possessing incredible power, only unleashed at critical moments.
Ding!
Congratulations, host, for practicing the Meteor Spear technique, gaining a large amount of insight. Proficiency increased by 10,000. The prompt sound rang out, and Ling Xiao's spear technique proficiency soared by 10,000. He did not stop and continued to practice diligently.
Ding!
Congratulations, host, your proficiency in the Meteor Spear technique has increased by 10,000. Your spear technique level has advanced to the late master stage.
Power boost increased to 800%. A few minutes later, another notification sounded.
Ling Xiao's spear technique realm broke through, reaching the rare master level among humans. At this level, only about 10 people in the entire history of the human race have reached it.
With an 8-fold power boost, his combat strength surged dramatically.
He did not stop at all, even incorporating the movement technique Flame Dragon Step into his training.
Ding! Meteor Spear Technique Proficiency plus 10,000. Ding! Flame Dragon Step Proficiency plus 10,000. Ding! Meteor Spear Marksmanship Proficiency plus 10,000. The prompt sound kept ringing.
His marksmanship and agility levels soared rapidly, and his combat power was like a runaway horse.
Beep beep beep. Assessment time is over. Those who have not returned are considered failures.
More than 20 minutes passed, and a cold prompt sounded inside the spaceship cabin. Ling Xiao opened his eyes and looked around. Hundreds of thousands of geniuses returned densely, with only more than 300,000 surviving. The mortality rate exceeded 60%, consistent with the speaker's prediction. These geniuses were the strongest beings on their respective planets, yet they were all slaughtered in a single assessment.
Ling Xiao's heart jolted. Could this speaker be a spy sent by a hostile race?
So many super geniuses wiped out in just one test. After all, if these people had grown and matured, most could have become grandmasters. Hundreds of thousands of masters. Even with the large population of the Yin-Yang star system, it was rare for so many to be born in a single year. Click. Just as Ling Xiao was deep in thought, the huge hatch slowly closed.
System, open my attribute sheet. Ling Xiao gave the order without hesitation. Recognition system interface flickering. Attribute table. Name, Ling Xiao. Number of fixes, 1 out of 5. Martial arts realm, Grandmaster First Heaven.
Spiritual realm, innate 10th heaven, level 6, 191000/300000.
Chi and blood, 11,400. 1 point equals 30,000 tons of force. Soul, 10,000. Skills.
Gun technique, Master Peak, 900%, 20,000/100,000. Agility technique, Master Peak, 900%, 10,000/100,000.
Talent.
Undying divine body, immortal level, combat power times 300%. Innate law body, desolate level, blessing 100,000 times.
Solar star flame, S level. Power of holy light, SS level. Dark flame of magic, SSS level. Cultivation technique, titanium battle resolution, 4th rank, lower grade. Cultivation speed times 300%.
Undying soul technique, immortal level, 5th tier shattered, 32x.
Demon disintegration, 8th tier. Martial skill,
titanium fist technique, 4th tier lower grade, 400%. Falling star spear technique, 6th tier middle grade, 1000%.
9 heavens flame explosion, 6th rank supreme, 1500%. Flame dragon step, 7th rank mid-grade, 1500%. Star battle body, 7th rank mid-grade, 1500%. Equipment, black assassin set, 7th rank mid-grade. Black flame spear, 7th rank mid-grade. Flying device, 8th rank mid-grade. Beast pet, hell 3-headed demon dragon, SSS level, 4th stage 9 stars.
Ling Xiao's attribute chart quietly underwent a huge change. His vitality and realm were now worlds apart from before.
Most importantly, he finally
confirmed that his immortal body level was immortal grade. This level far exceeded ordinary imagination, comparable to eternal immortality. Immortal grade is actually such a high tier. Ling Xiao's heart trembled with emotion, deeply moved. Unexpectedly, he had forged himself into such a terrifying existence using the weakest F-level supernatural ability. Power greatly increased, no worries for the near future.
My life is finally secure.
A cold smile curled at the corner of his mouth. Suddenly, Ling Xiao's brows furrowed tightly as a strong, familiar soul fluctuation struck his mind.
Is it that mysterious soul inside Sikong Shui again? When will this entanglement end?
Ling Xiao muttered helplessly. He had long concealed his soul using the soul immortality technique, never revealing his true strength even a bit. Hiss! This kid has advanced again, reaching the 10th level of innate heaven.
That flame demon master at the first level was really slain by him?
At the other end of the cabin, Sikong Shui's master whispered in shock.
Master, are you talking talking about Ling Xiao? Si Kongshui asked anxiously. Nonsense, who else could it be?
Those geniuses are just the tallest among the short.
By the way, why do you get so anxious whenever you mention Ling Xiao?
The extreme cold sovereign said helplessly.
Not at all, master, please don't wrong me.
Si Kongshui blushed and hurriedly defended herself. At this moment, a young man wearing armor and carrying a long sword at his waist approached Si Kongshui with a smile. Since her entrance, this young man and others had noticed that she was a rare treasure possessing both beauty and talent.
Tall has already risen to 91st place, someone exclaimed.
He was originally ranked just over 200 in strength, yet he got incredibly lucky and was admitted to Yin Yang Academy.
Don't underestimate him.
Now that he's enrolled, no matter his past, he will surpass all the geniuses.
It will be troublesome if we make an enemy of him. All the surrounding geniuses were shocked, secretly on guard in their hearts. This girl really makes people feel sorry for her. But Si Kongshuelian didn't even glance at Taviel.
Her indifference instantly ignited the fury in Taviel's eyes. After all his scheming to reach the top, he was harshly slapped in the face as soon as he showed himself. Within his anger, there was an even stronger desire.
I heard every student at Yin Yang Academy can bring a servant. Miss, are you interested?
Taviel sneered, his voice full of provocation. Come with me, I guarantee you'll share my resources and power.
How about it?
His tone was domineering, as if issuing an irresistible command. At Yin Yang Academy, the position of attendant was extremely precious, backed by the financial power and influence of countless families. Only the top noble families were qualified to bring their trusted aides. Although attendants had no official status, they could train together in the same hall and share courses.
Apart from resources and prestige, their status was almost equal. Tall extending such an olive branch instantly shocked everyone present.
The surrounding genius girls' eyes instantly ignited with flames of jealousy. They were all exceptionally talented but not from top-tier backgrounds.
Failing the assessment meant their highest limit would be the Master Realm.
However, the Yin Yang Academy offered them the only chance to reach the Grandmaster level. Even if they couldn't reach Grandmaster, they could still achieve accomplishments and resources far beyond ordinary people.
But their looks and temperament could not compare to Si Kongshui. Looks can be enhanced with technology, but temperament is innate and cannot be imitated.
Even so, everyone felt that Taviel was too wasteful.
Selling this spot would be enough to support a Grandmaster for decades. How about it? If you want to sign, we can do it right now.
Taviel spoke again, his tone full of confidence.
Money? He doesn't lack it at all.
There is a Grandmaster of the 5th heaven level in the family. Money is simply not an issue. As soon as the words fell, Si Kongshui slowly turned his head, his gaze as sharp as ice. The surroundings immediately fell silent, everyone holding their breath and focusing intently. Suddenly, a suffocating chill erupted from within Si Kongshui. The cold swept in like a flood, instantly enveloping Taviel.
Click! Frost suddenly crystallized, freezing Taviel into an ice sculpture. This scene instantly caused everyone's expressions to change drastically. But the story was not over yet. Boom!
With a loud crash, the ice sculpture shattered violently, and Taviel was smashed to pieces.
The scene immediately fell into a deathly silence. He's dead? How is that possible? Taviel's strength far exceeds that of an ordinary innate 7th heaven. How could he be taken down so easily? So strong. Who exactly is he?
Everyone exclaimed in shock. Even the top 10 ranked experts frowned, their eyes fixed on Si Kongshui.
Because even they were not confident in defeating Taviel with a single strike.
After all, the differences in ranking were minimal, and victory or defeat often changed in an instant. Besides the 1st and 2nd place, their strength far surpasses that of Huang Tai in 3rd place, as well as others. At this moment, the gazes of these two top-tier warriors towards Si Kongshui are filled with seriousness and caution, because they realize that they have no confidence at all in defeating her. Wait, is she Si Kongshui? Someone exclaimed. As soon as these words were spoken, almost all the geniuses on the scene changed their expressions drastically, and the atmosphere suddenly became tense. In just half an hour, Si Kongshui leapt from the bottom of the leaderboard into the top 10.
Give her one day? No one dared to imagine that the 1st place could still hold steady.
No one knew why she only exploded in the last half hour, but her strength was already approaching that of the 1st and 2nd.
How did two geniuses suddenly appear?
Ling Xiao, who is 3rd on the leaderboard, also hasn't uploaded any videos since killing the top Grandmaster Yen Mo. Huang Tai's face was heavy among the crowd. The reward was lost. He had been chasing all day, but his points were always suppressed by Ling Xiao's 100,000, unable to surpass him.
Hello, I am Chang Jian, number 1 on the leaderboard.
You also use swordsmanship. Let's communicate more in the future. Chang Jian, standing with his sword on his back, smiled confidently. His swordsmanship had reached the mid-proficient level, recognized as a swordsmanship prodigy. Si Kongshui had just entered the mid-proficient level before, but now her skills had clearly regressed. However, it was estimated that the extreme cold supreme could help her recover quickly within a few days.
Your sword is too weak.
Si Kongshui cast a cold glance at Chang Jian, her words calm but as sharp as a blade.
Chang Jian's face darkened instantly. How could a sword genius endure being called weak in swordsmanship? You think my swordsmanship is weak? Try me and see.
Chang Jian snorted coldly, drawing his long sword from its sheath. Clap!
Clang! The sword's light was icy blue, flashing by in an instant.
Before anyone could react, Sikong Shue's sword was already at Cheng Jian's neck, moving so fast that no one could see clearly. The entire scene was filled with shock.
Failed. Cheng Jian was instantly defeated?
He is one of the very few star-level experts among the human scattered cultivators, a disciple of Sword Emperor, with potential even as an S+ super genius.
Being personally coached by the star-level Sword Emperor, yet actually losing to a peer, Sikong Shui? Cheng Jian's neck was chilled with a cold aura, stunned like a wooden dummy.
He couldn't believe he lost to someone his own age, and the opponent was still using a long sword.
His pride collapsed in an instant. I lost. Cheng Jian dejectedly sheathed his sword.
Sikong Shui disdainfully ignored him, sheathed her sword, and turned to walk straight toward the corner. Everyone automatically stepped aside. The title of the #1 genius in the Yin-Yang star system now completely belonged to Sikong Shui.
Is the assessment over?
Sikong Shui came to the corner and found Ling Xiao.
Sikong Shui, you've gotten stronger again.
Ling Xiao said with a smile.
No matter how strong I get, I can't catch up to you. Your strength is much greater than mine. Everyone was curious, who was this young man?
Sikong Shui, however, blushed, slightly complaining.
This scene shocked everyone. Sikong Shui actually admitted she was no match for Ling Xiao? So why was her face still full of shyness?
The talented young men were full of envy and jealousy. Even the genius goddess showed such an expression.
Who exactly is this Ling Xiao?
The smart ones guessed it. He was none other than Ling Xiao, ranked 3rd on the leaderboard.
I'm just a bit luckier.
Ling Xiao was helpless. He originally wanted to keep a low profile, but obviously, that was not going to happen.
It happened anyway.
Ling Xiao felt a surge of extreme cold and scorching heat erupt simultaneously within Sikong Shui's body. That was the starry sky strange fire previously hidden within the star. This strange fire suits her perfectly, with cold and blazing flames coexisting, perfectly compensating for the shortcomings of an ice ability user.
A trace of admiration flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes.
Buzz. At that moment, the massive spaceship suddenly trembled, clearly preparing to set off and return. The 6th-level engine roared to life, and the spaceship instantly burst forth with astonishing speed.
Rumble, rumble.
The next second, the spaceship transformed into a dazzling streak of light, vanishing into the vast starry sky. Several hours later, above the Yin-Yang star, the spaceship carrying Ling Xiao and his group landed steadily. At this moment, hundreds of thousands of 4th-tier and above ships surrounded the Yin-Yang galaxy, coming from over 1 million life planets, all under the jurisdiction of the unified speaker. Rumble, rumble, rumble. As the ships landed, they kicked up a cloud of dust. Ling Xiao and the others all got off the ships.
Rumble, rumble, rumble.
Suddenly, an extremely terrifying aura erupted from the horizon, shocking all the geniuses present. Most people were immediately crushed to the ground, with only a few tenacious ones gritting their teeth to hold on. Even Cheng Jian barely managed to stay standing with all his strength. Ling Xiao and Sikong Shui remained calm and composed, their brows slightly furrowed as they sensed this provocative pressure. Not bad. 7 or 8 people can actually withstand my oppression. A mocking voice came from the sky. A young man with his hands behind his back landed proudly, followed by more than 10 other equally arrogant youths. Each of them was a master-level expert, wearing the martial arts uniform of the Yin-Yang Academy. The geniuses present were shocked. These were actually first-year students. The Yin-Yang Academy has strict grade divisions. Those who have been enrolled for 10 years without reaching the 2nd level of the master realm must advance to the next grade. If they reach the 2nd level, they can be promoted early. Grade level does not equal strength, but first-year students are indeed the weakest. However, these dozen or so first-year prodigies before us, with just their presence alone, intimidate the entire audience, showcasing the terrifying power of Yin-Yang Academy.
Resentment was immediately suppressed. No one dared to speak of rebellion lightly. The Academy's rules were strict. Anyone ranking 5 places below their peers in the same grade would be expelled. In other words, those who remained at the 3rd level of the Grandmaster realm after 80 years of enrollment would inevitably be expelled. Those who pass the assessment come out and report to Yin-Yang Academy with me. Those who fail, go back and train properly, the leading youth ordered coldly. In his eyes, those who didn't even qualify for admission were all useless. Even if they were super geniuses from their respective planets, there was no exception. As soon as he finished speaking, he immediately withdrew his aura. Cheng Jian and the others finally breathed a sigh of relief.
Immediately after, the top 100 geniuses on the leaderboard came out one after another. The unluckiest was originally ranked 101st, but unexpectedly squeezed into the top 100. Because he had slain the genius Sikong Shui, who was ranked in the 90s, he instantly jumped into the top 100. This batch of talent is pretty good, much stronger than the previous 2. The first-year lead student standing in the sky nodded slightly, his gaze sharp like a hawk. My name is Cabin, first in the first-year rankings. Today, I'll be leading you freshmen, let's go. As soon as Cabin finished speaking, more than a dozen disciples behind him followed closely, quickly flying in one direction. Upon hearing this, Cheng Jian and the others' faces changed abruptly.
Cabin, the S+ genius who enrolled 9 years ago? He's still a first year?
I heard he practiced his true energy diligently, breaking through to the 3rd transformation Grandmaster level, which took him a few years. As soon as he became a Grandmaster, he instantly instantly defeated the top student of the original Yin-Yang Academy, gaining a world-renowned reputation.
Nonsense, an S+ genius.
At this level, fewer than a handful appear in over 3,000 intermediate star systems each year, let alone at Yin-Yang Academy.
By the way, what about Xikong Shui and Ling Zhao's talents? They can't also be S+, right?
The surrounding geniuses chased after Caban while fiercely discussing, the atmosphere growing tense. Soon, they turned their gaze to their companions Ling Xiao and Xikong Shui. Xikong Shui easily defeated Cheng Jian, who was half a step into S+. They firmly believed Ling Xiao was the opponent Xikong Shui personally acknowledged. Ling Xiao instantly gained 100,000 points, his strength unquestionable, firmly seated at the first level of Grandmaster. 9 out of 10 of Xikong Shui's words are true. Both of them are very likely S+ talents. But what does S+ mean? They knew clearly that in the Yin-Yang star system, a person of this caliber appears once in 100 years. In the past 20 years, only the current Caban.
21 years ago, there was
Jian Wu, that terrifying genius who became the top 7th grade powerhouse at only 39. Although Jian Wu was promoted to S+ later, with slightly less weight, he still shocked the world. In just 1 year, 2 S+ talents have appeared. Within 30 years, the Yin-Yang galaxy has produced 4 S+ individuals, an astonishing number. Although there was doubt, no one dared to declare it true or false before the identities were announced. Caban led the way, and Ling Xiao and his group passed through the main city of Yin-Yang, arriving directly in front of a towering and terrifying giant gate.
Everyone was dumbfounded.
This tower, thousands of meters tall, stood isolated in the center of the venue, with nothing behind it.
Spatial teleportation array. The legendary spatial teleportation array? A genius exclaimed. Everyone's expressions changed drastically at once.
Spatial teleportation array, minimum level 6 formation. Only the sole 6th level formation master of the entire clan, the Formation Emperor, can set up this array. Unexpectedly, the human race after 100,000 years has mastered this technology.
Ling Zhao's eyes suddenly gleamed brightly.
Buzz! His eyes emitted a cold light, instantly capturing all the energy flow trajectories within the formation. The densely packed source power routes clearly appeared, and Ling Xiao marveled at the complexity of the formation. It was by no means an easy task.
By the way, I wanted to learn alchemy before, now I have the chance.
The Yin-Yang Academy is divided into alchemy and forging disciplines. Ling Xiao suddenly realized that this would be the key to breaking through his limits.
Each major martial school has different classifications.
But Ling Xiao skipped the martial exam entirely and directly entered the top academy of Yin-Yang, which was unprecedented. After all, Yin-Yang Academy only admits students who have studied for 5 full years at the top academies of various planets. Their strength and understanding are already mature, allowing them to quickly keep up with the pace of Yin-Yang Academy. Therefore, almost no one can be admitted to Yin-Yang Academy before the age of 20. As for being 15 years old, that is simply a fantasy, let alone Ling Xiao entering with a ranking outside the top 3.
Don't just stand there, let's go. Time is running out.
The leading carbine gave a cold command, then led the group charging into the formation.
Ling Xiao smiled faintly, tapped his foot, and instantly leapt into the massive teleportation array. Xikong Shui closely followed behind.
Others saw this and also hurried to follow.
Buzz! The space fluctuated violently, and a wave of dizziness struck instantly.
When everyone opened their eyes, they were shocked to find themselves in a strange dimension. The sky here had no stars, only countless twisted spatial turbulences. A massive protective formation enveloped the entire space. This is a secret realm opened by a galactic realm powerhouse before their demise, Caban explained with a smile.
Later, it was discovered by us humans, and after
being thoroughly mined, the only remaining space was purchased by Lord Yin-Yang Emperor. Lord Yin-Yang Emperor established the Yin-Yang Academy right here.
Everyone was shocked. A galactic realm powerhouse, someone who could destroy an entire galaxy with a wave of their hand, actually fell here? This is simply a disaster-level existence.
Don't be too surprised, there are quite a few similar secret realms in the galaxy. Just within the intermediate star systems controlled by our human race, there are 30 to 40 star systems that have such secret realms. Caban continued, unfortunately, most of these secret realms were built tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of years ago. The treasures inside have long been exhausted, leaving only these spatial remnants. Since Ling Xiao and the others had been admitted, Caban's attitude clearly softened, even turning into a guide. This news shocked everyone. There were actually 30 to 40 galaxy-level secret realms. Hearing the timescale of hundreds of millions of years, everyone felt relieved. After all, human civilization has only a history of 100,000 years, and other races at most 2 million years. Before them, there may have been countless powerful civilizations.
These secret realms are precisely the relics of that ancient civilization.
Ling Xiao pondered, interesting. Even after 100,000 years, humanity's understanding of the universe remains too shallow. Take the soul inside Xikong Shui, for example. Her strength is incomparable to any strong individual among humans. Surviving after the destruction of the physical body is something that only stellar-level human beings can achieve.
But in the Milky Way, tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of years ago, did super-strong beings at the galaxy realm or even the Starsea realm truly exist? He gave a bitter smile. Galaxy realm experts are already invincible within the Milky Way. Starsea realm experts can control dozens or even hundreds of Milky Ways. Universe-level experts can command star regions on an even larger scale. Incredibly vast.
It is simply impossible for a small Milky Way alone to nurture experts above the galaxy realm. Those top masters, at most, are only born within the Milky Way. Let's go. I'll familiarize you with the rules of Yin Yang Academy. As Caban landed, his eyes were sharp and his voice was strong and resolute.
Buzz! The space suddenly trembled, and a huge three-dimensional map instantly appeared.
Covering an area of 100,000 kilometers, with length, width, and height all 100,000 kilometers. The area isn't large, but with only a few tens of thousands of
residents here, it's more than enough.
Caban pointed at the circular projection, introducing the teaching buildings, duel arena, and various other places one by one. Senior, where do we live? A genius asked eagerly. Caban smiled mysteriously. The dormitories at Yin Yang Academy are divided into 4 levels, each with different concentrations of source energy.
The lowest level dormitories are equipped with a 5th level
source gathering array, with a source energy concentration 10 times that of the outside world. With this formation, disciples with good talent can train at a speed 10 times faster